going to be learning about mythical creatures that you've probably never heard of. Starting with...
the Manananggal.
The Manananggal is a monster originating from the
Oh.
Philippines, and its name roughly translates to one who separates itself. It's a fearsome and disgusting creature,
Like a
usually
centipede.
resembling a disfigured old woman.
Jack, I think you forgot to mention that these are the most disturbing and scary mythical creatures that you've never heard of.
Maybe. I didn't want to scare anybody from watching today's video.
Well, I think that this just did the job.
This looks like my Lola.
It just looks like a, typical grandma.
That's Lola in Philippines.
At first. Its name comes from its unpleasant habit of fully detaching its torso from its lower body, entrails hanging out all over the place, and then sprouting enormous bat wings and just flying away into the night to hunt for food.
Oh, cool, bro.
What food, you ask? Well, during the
People.
hours of
always
darkness,
people.
it will use its long proboscis-like tongue to suck blood from its human victims, specifically targeting newlyweds,
always people.
lovers, newborn children, and grooms who were abandoned before marriage.
I'm all four of those things.
Hey, you're a newborn?
Sometimes.
Marriage. And it's even known to extract fetuses from the bodies of pregnant women.
No!
What, you thought I was going to draw that, you desensitized freak?
Oh.
Nah, here's a kitten instead.
Oh,
While
thank
it's
you.
hunting, the
God
Manananggal
I
makes
didn't
a
draw
sort
that.
of tick-tick-ticking sound, and the farther away the sound seems to be, the closer the creature actually is, in order to confuse its victims. During its nightly...
All right, so it's like 3 a.m. and you guys hear this thing. What are you doing?
We hear tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
I actually do hear that pretty often. And normally what I do is I just go upstairs and cuddle with Adam because I get scared.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just go. We'll do that.
It's worked so far.
Yeah. What would you do, Jack?
nightly hunt, the creature's lower half is just left standing somewhere, and this tiny design flaw is its one weakness. If you want to kill the Manananggal, and let's face it, you probably do, you need to prevent the
You gotta get behind it while its body's weak. 1,000 years of death! That's the only off switch.
I was thinking you just you grab the lower section and then you hide it in like a safe so then it can't get back.
Or you burn it. It's always gonna be burning.
I was thinking like a shotgun.
Yeah. It's
To
gonna
the head.
Shotgun's good. Maybe a shotgun that shoots out flaming bullets, probably even more effective.
Yeah, probably just a nuke.
Adam, if you sneezed on that thing, it would get blown to Uranus.
flying upper half from reuniting with its butt. I recommend burning the thing, but you can also use salt, ash, or even garlic to ward off the torso, kind of like a vampire.
We were kinda
If
right.
the better half of the Manananggal hasn't rejoined its severed ass by daybreak, it is believed to die. Thank goodness.
Oh, okay,
Despite
good.
the world getting more modern by the day, sightings of these creatures continue to be reported, especially in the Visayan regions of the Philippines.
What I was going to say too, guys, is that most mythological creatures, if not all of them, are based on what some people think are actually true.
So we think they actually are like giant bats, or you think they're actually half humans flying around?
It's probably
it has to
giant
be bats,
bats.
right?
Yeah.
Because I think there are vampire bats that are really, really big.
They are, yeah. They have wingspans up of I think 3 feet. And I'm guessing too, a lot of stuff like this are told by older people, like your grandparents, that'll tell you about a mythological creature that'll do bad things to you if you don't behave. So maybe that's where it came from. Eat your vegetables, kids, or else this thing might get you.
Especially in the Visayan regions of the Philippines. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, or you might just get a visit from one of these gals tonight.
that
Don't say I
tongue
didn't
do.
warn you.
I will be subscribing.
I just did. If you thought that was awful, hold on to your knives and torches, because the Manananggal is actually the least scary creature in this whole video,
my
and
God.
things
Thanks
are
for
about to
finding
get
this
weird.
one, Jack.
Alec found this one.
I did find this one.
Thanks for finding this one, Jack.
The Deadly Whistler, also called El Sibon, is different from the other creatures on this list, and his story is something of a cautionary tale. Originally, this creature was an ordinary boy, and he was a spoiled brat who always got everything he wished for.
Sounds
One
familiar.
day, he told his father to go out and hunt a deer, his favorite meat to eat for dinner. His father did not return with a deer. In fact, he returned from the hunt with nothing at all. And so the boy killed his father and cut out his organs,
Oh
which
my
he gave to his
God.
mother and said,
That's a
"Father
fair
has
reaction."
brought us some meat for dinner."
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
that escalated quickly. The boy's mother cooked the meat, but quickly realized what had happened.
Tastes familiar.
Wait. Tastes familiar? Wait, what the heck does that mean, bro?
Hey!
It's not the first time that she's, you know,
what are we
tasted
talking
Papa's
about?
meat.
Wait, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Where's the bleach? Somebody play the freaking video, dude!
Someone pass the salt. I'm about to dip in.
I don't want to think about it.
The part of the story that I've just told you greatly varies between tellings, but the next part is always the same. The boy's family ties him to a post and whips him, and cleans his wounds with alcohol, chili peppers, and lemon juice. Ouch.
Aww.
They
Not
give
the
him
red
a
hot
sack
chili
of his
peppers.
father's remains, which they curse him to carry for eternity. Then 2 rabid, starving dogs are released upon him. The skeletal creature that came out of this terrible circumstance would be called El Sibon, or the Deadly Whistler, standing at about 6 meters tall and creaking about the treetops with its bag of bones.
His dad's bones.
If you hear El Sibon
cute,
whistling from nearby, it means you are in no danger, but if the whistling sounds distant, it means that your death is closer than you think. It's said that the whistle—
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. So the further the whistle is, the more of a chance that you're dead.
That's kind of creepier, though.
So you want him close. So if I see him, I should invite him in to get as close as then I should get him close.
Do you think that it's a good strategy to like whistle back at him? Like to show him that you mean business?
Yeah, you do like a cat call to him. You're looking good.
Yeah. Just start blowing air at every hole as a defense mechanism.
Okay. Why do you have to make every single thing weird? Literally every single thing you say is weird.
Adam, you can butt whistle?
Throwing an effect or something there.
Or don't. Or don't.
Come on.
Whistler can appear by your house on certain nights and drop his sack to the ground to count the bones within,
Hey, yo.
one by one. If someone in the house hears the Whistler outside, nothing bad will happen. However, if he spends the night counting unnoticed until dawn, someone in the house will die, and their bones will be added to the bag. If you like this video so far—
So he's like the opposite of Santa.
called
Pretty
the
much.
Grinch.
Yeah. He goes to your house and then he checks your security system and how aware you are of your surroundings. And if you suck, you're gonna die.
please don't forget to like this video, and if you don't like it so far—
Hey, yo!
The
The
Knockwave.
Nutcracker.
the Naklavi is a sea creature demon
Oh
coming from
my
Orcadian
God.
folklore, from the islands
It's a Minotaur.
Horseman.
No tales describe what it looks like when it's dwelling down in the depths, but an islander named Tamas claimed to have an encounter.
Come on.
Why'd you pause?
Why did you pause
Why
it?
the video paused?
I don't know,
Why did you
guys.
pause it?
It must have been the Nutcracker that paused the video. I don't even know why. Like,
Wait, Alec, where'd you say your family's from again?
France.
The Turkey Island? Are you sure it's not from wherever this is?
I don't look like that guy. I
no,
don't
no,
look like
nobody's
him.
saying you do. No, I don't think you look like this guy. I don't even know why the video paused. That was weird, guys.
Yeah, weird glitch. I'm gonna play.
Weird.
It described its on-land appearance in impressive
It
detail.
does look familiar,
According
though.
to Tamas, the Naklavi has a man's torso attached to the body of a horse, as if it were a rider.
It's a Minotaur.
Except the torso has no legs. It's just
What?
fused with the equine's back. The man's long arms can reach the ground
Oh,
from where he
God,
sits,
it's
and
so
atop its
creepy.
shoulders is an enormous head up to 3 feet in diameter.
Ew.
Oh, I forgot to mention that the Naklavi has no skin, with black blood pulsating
Very
through
little
the
fun fact.
organs. The horse's head has an enormous gaping mouth that exudes toxic vapors, and one single eye.
Oh,
burning
come on. It's just
with
getting
It
worse.
keeps getting, it keeps
The
getting
creature's
worse.
breath was thought to wilt crops, sicken livestock, and cause epidemics. In 1722, one of the islands of Orkney began the practice of burning seaweed for a number of boring reasons, including making soap and glass and improving soil for farming. The point is,
thought you
the
burned
pungent
sand.
smoke emitted by doing this is believed to have enraged the Naklavi and made it go on a wild rampage, causing plagues, destroying crops, and killing cattle and horses.
Do you guys think this was the inspiration for Attack on Titan?
It certainly does look like it. But I was thinking all of these so far kind of also sound like SCPs. So I wonder if they're kind of the same thing, but just called different. Like these are called mythological creatures, but really, they're kind of just SCPs.
Right, yeah. It used to be creepypastas before SCPs. They used to be like mythological legends. So maybe people made them up, or maybe they're real.
I think that's the difference, Alec. These are real.
This disaster seemed to spread to all of the islands in the business of burning
Orkney
seaweed.
Island.
It's said that, like many sea-dwelling
I will not be
mythical
going
creatures,
there.
the Naklavi can't cross borders of fresh water. So if you're ever being chased by it, just jump across a creek or somting and hope for the
Then
best.
you can L dance
Up
on
next
it.
on
go.
the list of disturbing mythical
Can't touch
creatures
me.
is
The Kipakli?
the Aztec civilization believed that before there was anything, there were these 4 god dudes named these lovely names, which I can't
Adam,
pronounce.
can you pronounce?
I just don't feel like it right now.
Tezcatlipoca,
Using their god
Zipi Totek, Quazatekachu, Hotstirapochite.
You sound African.
Comment down below if he's even close.
I think that's Aztecian.
godly powers, as gods do,
Lil Tecca?
these guys created the water, some more gods, and most importantly, Cipactli, a sea monster existing on the cosmic scale that had an insatiable appetite
Whoa.
for everything it could get its mouths on. This creature was
Okay,
so
calm
hungry
down.
all the time
Sounds
that every
familiar.
joint on its body possessed a different mouth.
Ew.
Elbow mouths, knee mouths, knuckle mouths, you name it. This
That's
begs
kind
the
of efficient.
question. If each
I
joint
like
has a
it.
mouth, and mouths themselves have joints, you know,
Wait,
for jaws and stuff,
mouths on
did the
mouths?
creatures' mouths have mouths?
Okay,
And
that's
did
kinda
those
cool,
mouths
though.
have more mouths, and so on? Anyhow, as the gods continued on with the creation of everything, they realized they had a problem. Everything they made would just fall into the ocean and get eaten by Cipactli. So, being gods, they decided they should probably do something about this. But it wasn't as easy as just snapping their fingers and fixing the whole thing.
But they're
Cipactli was
gods.
so powerful, so enormous, and so hungry that it took all 4 of the original gods to take him down, and one of them lost
Whoa.
a foot in the process.
Oh,
Eventually, though,
no.
they did manage to kill him by separating
he has
his
8
body into
feet.
4 sections, one for each compass direction. Using Cipactli's body, they created the entire world. The creature's
What?
head became the
Nah.
13 heavens.
Bro, some
He
of
is
these
not
like
that big.
ancient stories from ancient civilizations are so out there.
Whoa.
They literally just said that they separated him into 4 different parts to create the whole world.
I wonder
Huh?
which part is his booty.
Well, a lot of people think that
probably
everything was
Australia.
created in 7 days, Jack. So maybe they think
Yeah,
that
it was.
what everyone else thinks is silly.
You think that we live on some giant mythological sea creature right now?
No. Yes. No, I don't. But I'm just saying, I feel like everyone, there's a lot of religions that have like silly backstories. And this one's maybe the silliest that I've heard, but just saying. It's not abnormal.
Nah, it's pretty weird.
Heavens. Its midsection was crafted into the earth, and its tail became the underworld. The last mythical creature on this list is by far the scariest of all. If you've heard of it, you know all too
That's
well
not
that
my guy.
people who believe in it are
Shy Guy.
afraid to even utter
Shy
its
Guy?
name. This is, of course, the
Oh, skinwalkers. I
never
have
heard
heard
this
of
one.
these
Stories
before.
of skinwalkers originate from Navajo culture, an indigenous
yeah.
people of the southwestern United States. You've probably seen memes and videos all over the internet of creepy animals and dudes in spooky
Yeah,
that's
costumes
not
hiding
real.
in trees
AKA
with captions
Alec
like,
at 3 a.m. be
"Guys, I
like.
found a skin."
Can you stop the allocate for just one day?
No, I don't.
That's what I'm
hate
saying.
you.
What are you
I'm saying
talking
it's
about?
cool, bro.
Yeah.
What
I'm
are you
saying it's
talking
cool.
about? There was a naked man walking on all fours, and you just said that's Alec at 3 a.m. Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool
Do you or
thing.
do you not sleep naked?
I plead the Fifth Amendment. That's not the point, though.
Wait, what? Wait, didn't we just say earlier in the video that we cuddled when you got scared at night? Wait, no, we do not cuddle. I made that up. One of those, those 2 things are not true. One of them is a lie.
We're playing 2 truths, 1 lie.
No.
You know that remote that's been poking you at night, Adam?
Okay.
But these could not be further from the reality.
I'm just kidding.
In Navajo culture, there are people that practice
have fun
medicine
here.
and types of magic for the benefit of the community as healers or medicine men. They may learn about both good and evil magic for the purpose of protecting against evil. Witches are essentially the opposite of these healers, their dark reflection, if you will. Oftentimes they start out as medicine men, but they use their knowledge of evil magic to hurt others, and they use the corpses of
dare
humans
they?
to do their work. They make their tools from human bones and use parts of the body to make potions which they use to kill or
These are kind of like the characters I always choose in like RPG games, like the warlock necromancers, like the people that use bones and potions and can like summon the dead.
Yeah, you are. And that's also a class made specifically for like weird people. the weirdos.
No, it's cool to summon minions, bro. You wouldn't be a summoner. What are you gonna be? What are you gonna be, huh?
We all know that you only want that because you've been deprived of friends and friendship your whole life. So you need something that spawns them in for you.
Skinwalker.
Which is Skinwalker.
Adam, shut up. You're a freaking tank.
Hurt others. To become a skinwalker, a witch must kill a close family member, preferably a sibling. This gives them the ability to shapeshift into different animals, usually predatory animals like bears, coyotes, and wolves, but they can assume the shape of any creature. They choose their shape based on the abilities they need to do their evil work, such as claws, stealth, speed, or strength. When in human form, the skinwalker wears the skin of the animal they transform into, and their eyes look like those of that animal.
Nasty. That is
in animal
epic.
form, their eyes look human.
Whoa.
By day, these witches walk among the humans of their tribe unnoticed, but at night, they transform to cause illness, death, and destruction wherever they go.
Whoa.
They can even read minds and control their victims to do their bidding.
Yeah, this is the worst one by far.
Causing
This is
all
the
manner
coolest
of
one.
mysterious mischief and trouble.
Those 5 creatures were pretty terrifying, but apparently, history is hiding even scarier ones. It's time to dive deeper. Let's check out even scarier mythical creatures.
First up, we have the Wendigo.
Oh, Lord.
This thing's pretty
Hunters in
spooky.
the Great White North of Canada can be terrifyingly hostile, and for the native Algonquin people living there who relied on the wilderness for their next meal, starvation was a constantly looming danger.
The animations are pretty
In
sweet.
times like these, when the natural food on the land is scarce, a human may be forced to make a grim yet simple choice.
Whoa, 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 what are we about to do?
Pained by hunger, or eat a fellow human
What?
transformed into a Wendigo.
Ew.
The creatures are described as looking gaunt and emaciated,
Oh.
their gray, ash-colored skin stretched tightly over their bones.
Oh my god.
With lips tattered and bloody from feasting on human flesh, they stink with the
Bro.
odors of decay.
All right, imagine it's 3 a.m. You wake up, you see that thing next to you in bed. What are you doing?
Maybe give it a kiss. I might snuggle up with it. I want to be friends with it, but I don't want it to eat me, so I'll do whatever it needs me to do.
It's licking your toe as you wake up.
I'm being 100% serious. I think I'd go back to bed. I'm not even kidding. Like, what else are you gonna do? If you try and struggle and run, it's gonna obviously eat you. So you gotta act like you were sleeping the entire time, and maybe he'll get bored.
That might be the dumbest take ever. Alec, we would probably do the same thing. So what would we do?
Well, if my toes were like this, I would spread them like that, so we can get in between the cracks.
You'd help it out.
Here you go, Bart.
That's what Jack would do too.
Get the fuzzies in there. Those are the best parts. I can promise you those are the best parts.
Anyway, comment down below what you guys would do, I think.
That thing looks so
Death
scary.
and corruption, but their hearts are solid ice.
What?
It's said that with every meal, the Wendigo would grow in proportion relative to the size of whatever it ate, so
Same.
that they could never feel full.
So it
Their
can keep
whole
getting
existence
bigger?
felt like they were constantly on the
That's like
verge
a
of
Roblox
starvation,
simulator game.
forever
What?
craving the taste of the people they once lived alongside. Interestingly, Wendigo psychosis is actually a term used in modern psychology to describe intense cravings for human flesh and the paranoia that you could become a cannibal yourself.
Would you rather eat that turkey or eat that baby?
They keep asking when did he go, but when are they gonna ask how did he go or who did he go?
Guys, this is a very serious topic, okay? This thing could be real. We don't know actually if this thing doesn't exist. It could be like Bigfoot, or it could be like the Yeti, or it could be like my dad. I don't know if they're real, but they probably are.
But I don't care because it lives way up in Canada, way up there. So if you're in Canada, GG.
Yeah, if you have a baby or if you have a turkey, they're gone.
I don't know when to go, but I know when you're gonna go, and it's gonna be soon.
I know where not to go.
In our modern consumerist society, this isn't something most people have to worry about, but for native tribes in times of famine, it was a very real possibility that your next door neighbor and your next meal
my
were one and the same.
lord.
They already have it hard enough, man.
All right, so that was the Wendigo.
That was crazy. So it started off as a human and grew into like a dangerous beast. Maybe that's the origin story of Bigfoot as well.
Yeah, note to self, never eat another human. Unless I want to become a Wendigo. That would actually be maybe kind of cool. I would not mind being a Wendigo.
I think you would, Alec, because you would be like naked in the wilderness and like you would just be eating people nonstop.
Yeah. You're never full.
I don't get it. Anyway, next up we have Kuchisake Onna. This must be some Japanese thing.
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but we'll go with
Kuchisake
that.
Onna. Watch.
Kuchisake Onna is a little different from the other monsters on
Sounds
this
good.
list.
Boom!
In most versions of her story, she was once the beautiful wife of a proud samurai. However, she
Okay.
grew lonely
God, what happened?
as her husband was always off at war, and
Don't be
so she
cheating.
began having
No.
affairs with other men in the
I
Japanese
knew it.
town
It's
in
always
which she
cheating.
lived. When
But
the
then what
samurai
happened?
found out about this, he
Oh,
was
he definitely
outraged,
killed her.
And as punishment, he sliced the corners of her mouth open from ear to
Oh!
ear.
Oh my God, like
the
a Joker.
But that is not where her story ended, for after her death, Kuchisake Onna returned as a vengeful spirit.
Ew, I hate it.
She
I can't
covers
look
her
at it.
face with a mask or other covering of some sort, and to most people
Okay.
appears as a completely normal, attractive young woman, clutched in her
That actually does kind of make sense because a lot of times in Asian culture, they wear the mask out in public. So like it's pretty normalized for a lot of people to walk around with masks on. So a lot of people wouldn't even realize that she's not even a real person. She became like a demon.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Demon Slayer.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Except I don't think she burns in the sunlight like demons.
Right.
Do you think the punishment was justified?
Yes.
Yes.
Clutched in her hand are razor-sharp scissors as she chooses her victim. Kuchisake
What does she
Onna
do?
might appear before you and ask you a simple question, "Watashi kirei?" which translates to,
Do you want a
"Am
kiss?"
I beautiful?"
Oh.
If you
Yes.
Adam, what do you say?
No. Left.
I think she's pretty.
She's a demon ghost, Alec. Do not fall for this trap.
So what? What did that mouth do, Adam?
Let's find out what happens.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, if a girl comes up to you and she's like, "Am I beautiful?" What are you gonna say? No, Adam? You piece of crap.
Yes.
I just be
That's
honest.
exactly what I'm gonna do. I don't care. I'm not trying to die.
But you don't know that she's a demon. She's wearing a mask.
She's fugly with her little, like, obviously she's not pretty with her little stupid.
What are you
scissor
talking
cut.
about?
But she has a mask, Adam. You can't see the slices in her face.
I'm not gonna talk to a lady with her mask on. It's 2025.
I mean, it's kind of
It's
cool.
kinda
It looks
cool.
like a Halloween costume, just forever. Adam, it's not about what's out here. It's about what's in here.
Dude, okay, let's watch. Let's see what happens. Since you two said yes and I said no, let's find out who survives.
so, she will kill you with her scissors.
See, Adam, you're dead.
If you answer yes,
You
she will
idiots.
remove the mask from her face
See?
to reveal her mouth.
You say yes.
Sliced open from ear to ear in a horrifying, joyless smile.
Yeah.
What was that?
Kore demo?
I don't know.
She asks. Or, how about now?
Okay, Alec, how about now?
Yes, you're very beautiful. What do that mouth do, my fine lady?
Dude, I can't even be in the
I'm
same
gonna
room.
say
What?
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 I'm gonna be, dude, if she puts down the mask and she says, "Am I beautiful now?" I'm gonna be like, yeah.
She probably gives the biggest smooches, bro. She probably gives
My
the
actual-
greatest kisses ever.
I'd be like, well, who's got you smiling like that? Who's got you grinning like that, girl?
My actual response would be, sorry, I don't speak Japanese.
Okay, ruin everything, Adam.
Adam, dude, you literally have zero game.
Answer no, or scream, or try to run.
That's what
she
keeps
will
me
kill
alive.
you, just as before. And with her supernatural speed, there is no escape for a mere mortal like yourself. And if you tell her she is beautiful
Oh,
despite her
wow.
disfigurement,
Okay.
then, using her scissors,
Creepy.
she will cut your
Oh.
mouth to let you run.
That's both you.
So there's literally no winning this situation. You literally.
I won!
How?
No, after she reveals herself to you, I know it's like crazy for you to think about, but when she reveals herself, you still say that you're beautiful. Yeah, you don't run and scream.
And then they just said that even if you say yes to that, your mouth gets cut. They just said that, bro.
They literally just said
Oh.
that.
Yeah, so there's no winning because I
Crap.
thought like, oh yeah, maybe I could just like lie my way out of this
I
and
hate
just
her.
say that she's beautiful even though she's not, just like I do to Adam
She
every
for
single
the
day.
streets.
But no, you can't get out of it, bro. It's literally you're done.
I would have survived. I would have ran, just like I do for all other girls that try and talk to me.
Is it weird that even after she like cut my mouth open, like what if I still try to date her? Do you think that that would solve the situation?
You guys have a problem.
She's just asking for somebody to chase after, Adam. She's just looking for a little loving.
Yeah.
She's trying to kill you.
She probably gives really good cuddles.
Is to survive an encounter with this creature. In response to her questions,
talk to
you
women.
can simply tell her that you're running late and had best be going. And she will politely bow and apologize, and you can go on your way.
Sorry, I got
Alternatively,
karate
you can
class.
Tell her that she is average looking, and leave it at that.
Adam, do you want to test out that strategy with me? Watashi wa star? Do you think I'm beautiful?
I think you're pretty mid. Deuces. Giant forehead, freak.
What are you, Brainiac?
Why'd you ever leave the house? That's embarrassing, bro. Stay inside.
Ew! Oh my god, you're even uglier than we thought! Oh my god, that's hideous! You despicable human!
Alec, why are you spitting in my mouth?
No, Adam, it's supposed to be for Jack and how ugly she is.
Oh, my bad. Oh, Jack's. Oh.
We've been through the Wendigo. We've been through Kuchisaki Onna, and now we're on Black Annis.
English folklore describes Annis as an old, blue-faced woman with a single eye.
Oh, I think I've heard of this one.
Beneath a great oak tree, she lives
Is
in
that
a
not your
cave
Nemo?
that she carved herself out of the rocks using her
Nah, she's
deadly
Italian.
iron claws. On dark nights, she could be found hiding in her oak tree, waiting for an unsuspecting child from a nearby village to wander below.
This is just like the
If
Avatar
no victims
people.
were forthcoming, Annis would go into the village and reach through open windows and snatch children straight out of their beds.
This is
Once
crazy.
she had returned to her cave with her prey, she would skin the children with her iron talons and put their
Chill,
flesh
Black
aside
Annis.
for later use, before
my
slowly
gosh.
devouring her flayed victim.
What do you guys think like the origin actually is of Black Anus? Like, why do you think people came up with this?
It's
since
Anus.
like every other like folklore creature is based off of like a real life thing. Like, where do you think this thing came from?
Oh, man. It was a witch. This is clearly a witch that, you know what they say, witches get stitches.
What does that have to do with anything?
That was the worst explanation I've ever heard. Witches aren't even like a real thing, and witches get stitches means nothing.
Wait, no, witches used to be a real thing. Hold on.
No, they were just
the
women.
witch trials.
They were just ugly women that they burned at the stake. Magic
Voila.
it can't be real like that. There's no way.
You just don't understand. This is clearly a witch. Look at the giant nose. You can tell. Hunchback. It's a witch.
This is reminding me a bit of the whole Hansel and Gretel situation.
So the kids like have too much candy, and then they get fattened up, and then Black Anus eats them.
No, that's Hansel and Gretel. I'm talking like I'm just saying it's similar.
Then, she would sew the skins together to
God.
make clothing for herself.
Dude.
Black
No, this is
Annis
messed
was
up.
mostly just a story used to scare children into good behavior
Okay.
through paranoia.
That's what I was looking for, Alec. When I asked you, why do you think they made this thing up? That's the answer I was looking for. To scare kids, all right?
Dude, that looks like a witch. Look, that looks like a witch. And witches get stitches. Boy.
You put a hat on its head, and then you give it a little potion cauldron to brew up. That's probably a witch. Yeah, you're right.
It needs a potion of weakness and a golden apple. And then it'll turn back normal.
How much money would I have to pay you to kiss that thing?
I'd rather it skin me alive.
10?
Million? Thousand?
I was thinking $10. Just a little smooch,
Alex.
right?
Bro, you're desperate.
She
Alec
was
is
also
desperate.
more
Look him
than
up on
that.
TikTok.
Houses in the town she was believed to inhabit were intentionally built with smaller windows to stop her from reaching through. And an otherwise serious-minded man named John Hayrick wrote a full poem documenting the village's knowledge of the creature, fully believing in her existence himself. Here's the full poem if you'd like to pause and read it.
I mean, I feel like we gotta at least like check out some lines here.
I would not.
I'm scared.
I'm just looking through. Ew. Okay, she wouldn't only eat vagrant children, she would also eat infants.
They probably taste
okay,
better.
so they said that this was like a tale made up to scare children, but what's the actual reason? Like, was it if they didn't do dishes at night? Like, usually some of these tales are to make kids do laundry or like do tasks around the house.
Yeah, to make them behave properly. And if they didn't behave, then Black Anus will get you.
Exactly. Yes. Next up is the Krasu?
Krasu.
This is French for sure.
Coming from the folklore of Southeast Asia, the Krasu is said to be the demonic
Ew!
spirit of
God.
a woman who committed various evil acts in
That's
her life,
gross.
such as infidelity, murder, or drinking the last of the chalky milk.
That's
No.
pretty
She
bad.
dies, the woman's sins cause her to be reborn as the demonic Krasu, which appears as a woman during the day and
Naughty,
can walk
naughty.
among humans unnoticed. By night, however, the Krasu is able to detach its head from its body and fly off
What?
into the night with all of its
No.
internal organs dangling
No.
from its neck.
What?
Liver, lungs, stomach, intestines, and the rest all out on full display.
Ew.
This one definitely to me is the creepiest because it looks real. Like they didn't make it look kind of cool. It literally is just straight up organs attached to a head.
Smash.
Yeah, smash it with a hammer.
Yeah.
The Krasu's
call,
favorite
Alec.
midnight snack is, unfortunately for you, the flesh of humans. She'll
Its
fly
favorite
around in
snack
search
is
of
black
unsuspecting
anus. Now
children
cancel
and,
me.
when she can get them, pregnant women, because it's a 2-for-1 special. Though sometimes she'll just extract the fetus and go. You can protect yourself from this creature by putting up some spiky fences or plants to guard your house.
That'll get him.
Couldn't it
As the
just
Krasu's
fly
dangling
over?
organs might get stuck in them.
Might.
The head cannot return to its
She
body
can
by
fly over
daybreak,
it.
the creature will burn up in the sunlight.
Okay. So all I need is a little flashlight and that thing's dead.
Vitala.
I think I might be able to take that last one. Like that's the first one I think I could beat in a fight if it tries to get me at night.
Seriously.
You just like you could punch it directly in its lungs and it can't breathe anymore.
I'll grab its intestines and wrap it around its throat and tie a knot. GG.
Yeah.
I mean, all you need is one baseball bat, and you could send that thing out of the park.
Yeah. It doesn't have any bones, any skin to protect it. It's the weakest form of a human. I think we could all take that.
If it could, like, breathe fire or something cool, then maybe, you know, it could kill us. But I think we got that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this next one, I don't think any of us are surviving. This is the Vetala.
The legendary Vitala are evil spirits coming from Hindu mythology. They're said to haunt cemeteries, and with no physical body of their own, they can take possession of human corpses in order to interact with our three-dimensional world. Once they've acquired a body, they get up to all kinds of unsettling mischief, such as killing children, driving people mad, and causing miscarriages. Basically a typical weekend's activities for me, but
that's crazy.
Whatever. These spirits do evil things because they are the tormented human souls of those caught in the space between life and the afterlife, with nowhere to go from there unless someone performs their funerary rites to set them free. However, most people are more inclined to try to capture these spirits, as existing outside the laws of space and time, they have a vast knowledge of the past, present, and future, and deep insights into human nature, and so they make great slaves for sorcerers.
Now that we've seen the horrifying myths that haunted history, it's time to ask the real question. What if they actually walked on Earth and were actually alive? However, the 20 mythical creatures that we're about to see actually existed in real life. This is about to blow your mind. Let's check it out.
Apparently. Look at that thing, it's huge!
Not just a thing of fantasy, dire wolves are a breed of extinct canine. They're one of the most famous prehistoric carnivores of North America, along with their contemporary competitor, Slimodon. They were an incredible predator, measuring nearly 2
There's no way it was that big.
and weighing 150 to 200
Okay, that's not 5
pounds.
feet.
They were
So
about
it was like the size of a
25%
small
bigger
bear.
than most giant dogs alive today, and 25% heavier than the most enormous gray wolves.
Whoa.
Wait, it's only 25% heavier, so it's not that much bigger.
Not that
It's
much
like
bigger, but still,
25% bigger.
imagine a 200-pound dog walking around the face of the
Wolves
planet
are
Earth.
scary right now, and they exist right now.
Right.
They
There's
are.
bigger versions of them. That's crazy.
Seriously.
Let's see the next one.
Griffins.
Griffins?
I don't believe this one.
No way.
Stuff of legends. Griffins are said to be a creature with a lion's body and an eagle's head and wings.
This has
While
to be
what
just
we
No
man-made.
way
say
that
is a
was.
griffin
Yeah,
might
that's not real.
exist,
No way.
Not explicitly. There are similar creatures out there that may have led ancient people to this understandable conclusion. Scythian nomads mining gold in Central Asia as of the first millennium BC told stories of the fierce eagle-beaked, lion-sized griffin that wandered in the mines,
But
guarding
what was
the
it
gold.
actually?
Instead, these miners may have found
Oh,
skeletons of the Proceratops dinosaur.
Oh, what the
That is not even close!
That's a little bit different.
Dinosaurs, including Tyrannosauratops and
That is totally different. They
Sinoceratops,
don't have
were found in the
wings.
same mines.
Oh
These
my
creatures all
gosh.
had a different neck shield, and the
Yeah, but how did they figure out
Proceratops
if they had
a bird-like
wings?
beak.
Oh, the beak.
However,
I
it was
see.
all about the size of a sheep. The Tyrannoceratops were similar, with the distinct difference
That
being
thing
the
is
size
colorful.
and its 2 front horns. In contrast, the Sinoceratops had just 1 horn on the front and was roughly the size of an elephant. While it's not as exciting as a lion-bodied eagle creature, this is pretty consistent with most depictions of griffins throughout history and cultures, meaning the chances are this is the actual creature behind the myth.
Whoa. That would be crazy if that thing was real.
That's stupid. So pretty much a griffin in real life is just a fat elephant that has an eagle's beak.
And it couldn't even fly.
Well, no dog can fly. It was as big as an elephant. It's not no Dumbo.
It's still cool though. It said a lot of different civilizations said it was real. So if they're all saying it's real, it's gotta be real.
You never
Has to
actually
be.
know, but their brains were tinier back then. That creature was pretty cool, but this next one, I don't think you guys are gonna believe.
I think I'm going to.
Camel leopard.
The giraffe.
What?
A camel.
Wait,
I
it's a
thought it
giraffe
said
leopard.
camel leopard.
The camel leopard
Wait,
is actually
what?
a real but misidentified creature. They were considered
What?
monsters,
Dude,
camel
what?
and leopard hybrid.
A
and
camel
dangerous.
deer?
However, the camel leopard is simply the medieval name for the beast we now call a giraffe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like an
Unique
ancient
look and a
giraffe.
strange marking
That's actually pretty cool.
that scared medieval travelers and explorers alike.
I mean, I would be pretty scared of that thing too.
This cannot be real. There's no way. I'm gonna have nightmares. Please zoom in on that dude's babushki. Babushki right there. That thing is fat, scrumptious.
They're headless people, but their faces are on like their chest.
Yeah, this cannot be real. There's just no way. There's just no way.
I
Let's
feel
find
like
out.
a lot of people probably drank a lot of special juice or silly juice or some sort of juice, and they drew that. That's got to be it. That's got to be the
A
explanation.
lot of rotten milk.
One of the more strange stories on our list today is that of the Blimye.
I've never
Instead,
seen this
these
before.
creatures were a nomadic
Faceless
kingdom of
people.
African people in northern Nubia between 600 and 300 AD.
Okay.
However, ever since the early origins,
That's pretty
stories have been
epic.
told of their headless
Looks
nature.
like a hand.
Legends told
What?
of
For it to-
people with
it
broad
has to turn
shoulders
its whole
covered
body
in
to
hair,
look to
ears
the
beneath
side.
their armpits,
Legit
and
just
most
looks like a
notably
hand.
on the upper chest. They featured 2 large, bulging eyes and a face.
No.
Modern understanding suggests the headless legends
That's Adam
came
if
from
he
their
lived back then.
Oh my god, dude. It's medieval Adam.
You guys are
combat
stupid.
tactic of keeping their heads pressed close to the chest while half squatting a knee to the ground.
I can't believe there's so much artwork of those things.
Wait, so that was real?
There's no
Supposedly.
way.
crazy.
They
That
didn't
is
really back
absolutely
up
crazy.
their claims with evidence at all.
Well,
But we'll believe them.
it seems like what he said is that the people were trying to like avoid arrows and stuff from hitting their head, so they would crunch it up so close to their face that it appeared that it would be in their stomach like this.
Yeah, you're doing it. That looks really good, actually. That's good. That's good work, Adam. You would fit right in.
I feel like Adam might be one of them. A modern day version.
Whoa, what is this next one?
Dophar Chu,
Dopar Chew, bless you.
Looks like a
a
Black
creature
Panther.
of Irish
Oh,
folklore.
it looks like a Pokemon.
The Dophar Chu is said to resemble
does.
both a dog and an otter, but
What?
My
sometimes
two
it's
favorite
described
animals.
as a half dog, half fish.
Oh.
The creature
That does
lives
look
in
like a
water
Oh, wait,
and
I don't
has
like that,
fur with
actually.
protective properties. We're likely looking at a formidable relative to the otter, which had been a predator around 6 million years
It's
ago.
a fish dog.
This is the
Pretty much.
Samogale
Well, that's what, like,
malutra,
otters are.
and it was the size of a wolf
Kinda.
at about 50 kilograms.
Wow.
Whoa.
These creatures had a powerful bite, which would have allowed them to
Godzilla
crush
right there.
shells or the bones of birds and other mammals. Truthfully, little is known about the
Ew.
creature, but it was
at how many
likely
teeth it
more of
has.
a formidable predator.
That looks like an otter,
and
honestly.
easily could have been the stuff
Wait, that
of
kind of looks like
legend.
Toothless.
Yeah.
Nine-tailed fox.
Wait.
No way that was real. That
No.
thing
The
is
tale of the
awesome.
nine-tailed foxes is
No.
that of Asian folklore across many cultures.
Yeah, folklore.
This is simpler to explain than a simple misunderstanding. The nine-tailed fox is as accurate as any other fox because they were simply ancient foxes. Foxes are commonplace in Japan, and the belief is that as the fox advanced in age, it would grow more tails over the years. While the
No
magical
way.
properties likely don't exist in these creatures, it's easy to explain
Wait.
that these creatures exist. They're just not the stuff of legends.
So the nine-tailed fox actually exists.
No. But maybe. All right.
They just
didn't
said
really
that they
say
grow more
concretely.
tails.
No. That's the stuff that is like the stuff of myths. Like people believe
No.
that, but they said that, you know,
It's
kind of
fact.
just a myth.
The fox is in Japan.
I don't think it's true. That's why they didn't show any actual pictures of any.
No, it's ancient though. They don't exist anymore. They don't have real pictures now, Jack. Are you silly?
I don't know if I believe it.
Well, do you believe this thing? Look at this thing. What is that? That is massive.
I think it's a giant
Dude,
squid.
that's Alex's
Gigantic
mom.
squid.
nice, Adam. It looks like a bunch
No
of
talk of
mucus.
mythological creatures and cryptids would be
All right,
complete
this one's
without
real.
sea monsters. The Greeks spoke of a six-headed sea
Whoa!
goddess named Skylla, while cultures in the Bahamas had a half-shark, half-octopus
Oh
creature
my
called
gosh,
a
that'd be
Ruska.
terrifying.
This isn't even to mention Nordic legends of the Kraken, described as recently as the 18th century in Europe's first modern scientific world surveys. Finally, in 1853, Norwegian naturalists described the creature as a giant squid which existed deep beneath the depths. This is not a single squid, but a subspecies of deep ocean-dwelling squid.
Oh
growing
my
around
God.
That thing
20
is
meters in length.
insanely big.
This thing
From
is
posterior
actually real.
fins to the top
Yeah, look
of
at
the
that.
two longest tentacles. It is the single largest invertebrate on Earth, but it also has some of the largest eyes of any animal, larger than even great whales. They
What
exist
the heck?
primarily in Antarctica's deep sea, but we can likely assume they could have lived all over due
Is that
to
King
changing
Kong
ocean
versus
temperatures.
It looks like it. Some people say that krakens came from asteroids and they crash landed into our ocean.
Krakens are just like octopus.
Or octopuses, yeah.
What do you think their pickup line is if they're trying to get a little female kraken? All right, here's my guess. Hey, girl.
Tell us, Adam.
Thanks for giving us a shot at answering that question.
Why'd you
gave us
even ask?
no time.
Hey girl, what's cracking?
Okay, please leave this YouTube channel.
Kraken.
Jesus.
If
Didn't
not
we
for
pretty
giant
much-
squids, we may not have kraken stories, but not all theories have to do with an actual creature. The kraken, in a sense, might be real, but
That thing
instead of
was
a
awesome.
giant, deep-sea dwelling cephalopod, a treacherous whirlpool, Thanks to literature by the likes of Jules Verne, it's described as a legendary sea monster seen off the coast of
That's
Norway.
not even the Kraken, I
This
don't
would
think.
lead to comparing
the
the
Kraken
Kraken's
right there.
boat engulfing
think that's the
whirlpool when
Kraken.
it
Isn't
submerged,
that
compared to
Cthulhu?
Norway's famed Mostrumund, known commonly as the Maelstrom. While it may have been just a giant squid in the waters to unseen eyes, the consistency with the Kraken's association with whirlpools leads many to believe that the real Kraken was just treacherous waters deep below.
Okay, so wait a second. They were saying that the great squid and the Kraken are two separate mythical creatures?
Yes, the Kraken's much bigger than the squid.
No, but
I mean, than
the giant squid is like a real creature. Like, it's been found. That's the
true.
only creature
Yeah.
on this list, I think, other than the dire wolf, that's actually, like, been found.
They actually exist in real life. Yeah, all
Well, the
these do.
Kraken has been. There's been so much written about the Kraken over the years. It's one of those things. It's like
but
it's been talked about so much.
People think that that's just
Gotta be
giant
real.
squids now. That,
Yeah,
like,
could
people
be.
were like, oh,
But-
giant squids, nah, Kraken. It's gotta be a Kraken.
Yes, but also, like he said, Krakens are so closely affiliated with these whirlpools, and giant squids are not. So maybe there are Krakens out there.
They think
No,
that when the Kraken opens its mouth, it has so much room in its belly that it actually creates a whirlpool.
And then what happens when it gets filled up?
Adam might have just said words.
No,
there. I
no,
don't
they
know.
have a blowhole and then like a whale. That's what it is. They just said that, bro.
I feel like you guys are making stuff up.
Look at this video. This is their teeth.
real Kraken
that
was just
look at it.
treacherous
That's literally
waters
the Kraken's
deep
teeth.
below.
In the bottom left, it says movie scenes. It's from a movie.
I
think
know,
I
but
think
that's
from
the
Pirates of the
Kraken.
Caribbean.
Moby Dick.
Moby
Of
Dick.
Is he just a blue whale?
Herman Melville's story Moby Dick is a work of fiction, but it was inspired by real-life events of an American whaling ship named Essex. The boat was rammed by a sperm whale on November 20th,
Oh my
1820,
gosh.
and later sank. All 20 crewmen initially survived the shipwreck, but only 8 survived after their journey
my gosh,
eventually
was it eating the
devolved into
people?
cannibalism. While the
Oh.
whale might not have been quite the same, the encounter was what the climactic scene was based on and would long since be famous for.
Wow.
Charbidus.
No,
What is that?
Please don't be
What
real.
is that?
That is disgusting. Please don't
What
be
on
real,
earth is
man.
that?
It's kind of like they took the
Another
Kraken
distinct
and they
but
just made
similar
it 10
sea
times
creature
scarier.
includes the sea monster Charbidus and Scylla, who appear as challenges to epic creatures like Odysseus, Jason, and Arenas. She's said to be located in the Strait of Messina. Legend claims Charbidus lives under a small rock on one side of the narrow channel, while Scylla lives under another. To be between Scylla and Charbidus means to be presented with two opposite dangers. The task for these heroes was to find a way through safely. Similar to the Kraken of Norway, Charbidus was said to be simply a giant whirlpool. A whirlpool, in fact, does not exist there and is caused by currents meeting there. However, it's not an epic danger as the story claims. It's dangerous only to small crafts in the worst conditions. While nearly all of these last 3 can be linked to a different thing, primarily whirlpools or giant squids, it's interesting to see how the creature's interpretation came up throughout cultures. Do you have one similar that you think we missed? There are plenty of sea monster stories to choose from, and if you think we missed an opportunity, we'd love to hear it from you down below. We're
What is
about
that?
midway through our video. Just a few more creatures to go before seeing who made number
Yeah,
one.
that's real,
Give
guys.
me yeses.
That is
Leave them
not
in the
CGI
comments
at
now,
all.
and check back and see. Emogi is a mysterious creature
The
said to have
Emogi.
taken birth in a millennium, resembling a giant serpent and having defensive scales
That thing
and
looks
acidic
awesome.
toxins. These creatures were more similar to dragons, though unlike the depictions
It
of
looks like a giant
dragons
snake.
meant to be kind water and cave spirits in Korean
Could be an
folklore.
anaconda.
Oh, wow.
The emoji depicted viciousness, destruction, cruelness, and despair. Instead of a real-life dragon, however, the emoji was likely tied more to monstrous snakes known as the Titanoboa.
Oh my
These
gosh,
massive
yeah, that
creatures
thing
were
was big.
45 feet long and weighed more than 2,200 pounds.
Wait.
They easily could have been mistaken as dragons to unknowing observers.
I don't know if they would have been dragons to people because, like, dragons, most of the time, like, don't they have, like, legs and they, like, breathe fire and,
And
stuff?
wings.
And wings,
They have
and they can
wings,
typically
too, most of
fly.
the time. I know that
I don't
some
know. I
dragons,
would just
especially
run.
in Eastern cultures, like they are kind of serpents that fly around, but they still have like giant teeth and they have like bigger, more defined faces. Like they don't really look like snakes too much.
Yeah.
Kind of look more like
If
lizards.
I got close to a snake, I'd just run. I wouldn't take any time to look at its face, its body, its features.
What other features does it have?
It's just really
Titanoboa
curved.
became extinct years ago,
It's
but was
all
first
head and
described
body.
in 2009 after being discovered in rocks exposed
Oh
in
my
Colombia
gosh.
in 2000.
So there,
That's
these actually
Titanoboa.
existed. Wow.
Yeah, that was the world's
Werewolf.
biggest snake.
Werewolf? What?
Are we just talking about like hairy men?
Could be. It
Oh,
could be.
okay.
That's what we're
all
probably talking about.
We got some
right?
werewolves in this video right now.
Ow.
There have been many stories about man to werewolf transformation from 2100 BC with the Epic of Gilgamesh. However, ancient Greece and Rome had the first werewolves as we now know it. There had been plenty of accounts of real-life werewolves, though one in particular was the beast of Gabaldon, first spotted by a woman in the 18th century who was tending cattle in the forest of Langogne in the summer. Her bulls scared the creature off, but the attacks terrorized the small province of France, with 210 attacks, 113 being fatal. It's believed that this was a wolf at the time, but more contemporary accounts claim it had been several wolves, as the slayings continued despite a wolf-killing campaign. While the initial scare could have been a larger than average wolf, any werewolf accounts were just misclassified animal attacks over the years, or attempts to sabotage ill-fated people through religious persecution, similar to the witch trials.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So they weren't real.
They were wolf attacks.
They were wolves. So werewolves
giant
are
wolves.
not actually real. There's hairy men and there's wolves, but there's no overlap.
I like how some of these, like, they're actually saying they're real, and then others are just like, yeah, nah, it wasn't. It's probably
I feel
not
like
real.
on this list, there's only been 2 things that have, no, 3 things now that have actually been real. The dire wolves, giant squid, and then, what was the other one? I guess Moby Dick
Moby
was
Dick,
real.
I guess that counts.
Moby Dick is real.
The dragon thing, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
they just said the snake
emoji,
was-
like, it was kind of a stretch, but like the Titan boa was real at a time, but like, was that really the Amugi or whatever? Probably not.
I don't know. Maybe they're saving the best ones for last. So we got a couple more left. Let's check them out.
Bunyip.
The bunyip.
Said to inhabit the swamps, billabongs, creeks, riverbeds, and
What is
water
that?
holes in
I don't
Aboriginal
know. It looks like
mythology
Weeping
of
Bell.
Southeast
Where's the head?
Australia. It's generally accepted that the bunyip is
Whoa,
Looks like
he's
it's wearing
stylish.
some
Exists.
sunglasses. Kind of looks
The
like
name
Brad
usually
Pitt.
means devil or evil spirit, though the original meaning may have been slightly different due to linguistic changes. The word came about first
Ew.
in 1812.
So many versions of this
describing
thing.
a
There's-
large
yeah,
black
what?
animal
So
like a
what actually
seal
is it?
with a terrible voice that creates
Is it like the
terror.
chupacabra?
There are several creatures that this legendary one might be based off of. Australian
Ew.
fur seals often get trapped inland during flooding.
Imagine
and
that's
make
the
a
one
cry
that like
is
it
similar
actually
to the one
was.
associated with the bunyip. Another possibility is that the creature is based on fossilized animal skeletons, like that of a prehistoric kangaroo relative, Procopodon.
Winnie the
These
kangaroo.
creatures were supposedly giant, over 500 pounds in weight, and could
We
have
still
raised their
really
arms
don't know
well
what
above
it
their
is.
heads, creating something that would be altogether unfamiliar to an explorer who saw it.
Wow.
Okay.
Vampire
Wait,
demon.
wait. That's an actual clip. Like, that doesn't look fake.
This one, it looks real.
Are vampire deer a thing?
Wait, no.
I guess so. Look at it.
No.
Let's find out.
It's
no.
Adam if he was a
This
deer.
mysterious animal is not as gruesome as the name and
You do got some
appearances
fangs on
suggest.
you.
The
Look at
vampire
those
deer, or
fangs.
musk deer, are real and inhabit the mountainous lands of Asia. However,
wow.
these endangered creatures are best known for their fierce saber teeth, which gives them a terrible reputation. Rather than blood-sucking ghouls, the musk deer found outside in the hills of Pyeongchang are fewer horror stories than just harmless herbivores with surprisingly long teeth.
Yeah, I wonder why they have teeth
The
that
mean
long.
lion.
That is a huge
The
lion.
Nemean
That is the
lion.
biggest
Strange,
lion
incredible
ever.
mythological creatures in Greek mythology. None more than the amazing, ferocious lion of great size and strength that terrorized Peloponnese farmers.
That
It
has
was
to be
said to
real.
only have fallen when pitted against Hercules, who likely beat the lion. While obviously many of these stories are less one-to-one recreations of events than allegories for lessons to be taught, there may be some basis for a massive, ferocious lion. Perhaps surprising for most modern readers, lions didn't exist in Greece until classical times. The Asiatic lion had a much more extensive range than it does today. They did live in the Peloponnese in 1000 BC, but survived in Greece until as late as the 4th century AD. As there is little doubt that lions existed in the vicinity of Nima centuries ago, it's totally plausible that the story of the Nemean lion had some basis in reality, similar to how Hercules was likely based on either folk memories of the Neolithic period or a natural person or people who had their stories embellished over the years. The story of the Nemean lion, stripped of mythical elements, may simply be a folk record of man versus beast between the humans and lions of the early Neolithic period.
So do you
I will
guys know
say-
what the Nemean lion is? Like, what actually is it? Just a big
I think
lion?
it's pretty much just a giant lion.
It's a big lion.
I will say, like, way back in the day, I don't know about 1,000 years, but at least, like, I don't know, 10,000, 20,000 years, animals were way larger than how big they are now.
I think it was further back than that.
It could
There
have
was
been
more
like
oxygen in the air. I
Yeah.
think it was like millions and millions of years ago.
You got a good point, Alec.
Yeah.
But I don't think lions, like modern day lions, existed like that. Like there were saber-toothed tigers that were pretty big. I mean, I'm sure there's been like huge lions as well, and maybe they just kind of were like, yeah, that's a mean lion. They were like,
Yeah.
the
I mean, that
mean
is another
lion.
thing to keep in mind is, like, that story was probably passed down by drawings and word of mouth and could have been misconstrued. And so people might have just believed whatever this one person said, and the dude could have said it was a 20-foot lion.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Next thing you know, it's
exactly.
from the-
Adam keeps telling me he has a girlfriend, and I've told multiple people, and somehow he has a boyfriend now. I don't get it.
Alex been saying the same thing.
Rocks.
What are these?
Rocks. Rocks are real.
Most closely related
Rocks.
to
Boulders?
Lemurs
But the
are
king
Kind
of
of looks like a
silence?
The
Gryffindor.
elephant bird evolved when the bird ruled the earth and likely existed on Madagascar for 60 million years. Legends around the rock told of a giant bird large enough
Are we talking about Dwayne the Rock? What kind
No.
of like?
It's pretty much
confused.
Dwayne the Rock, but with wings.
Oh,
It's
okay.
This is
elephant,
Bird the Rock.
which seems incredible, but may not be that far from the truth. Famous
Wait.
explorers like Marco Polo described the rock in their travelers' tales. Some stories claim the fearsome rock ate elephants.
Wait, Marco Polo's a real person? I thought that was just a game.
He was an explorer, so that's why you play the game.
Oh!
Marco Polo,
Mar-
Marco
Polo.
Marco
Polo.
Found you.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
But these giant birds were strictly an herbivore. They went extinct around 1000 to 1200 AD.
Carrying
due to
elephants
human
in
activity.
one claw.
What about this one, Jack? You think that was real?
El Chupacabra
Nice.
Oh,
El
this
Chupacabra.
was
one
real.
of
This
the
one's
most
real.
famous
Chupacabra.
legendary monsters.
Look at it, look at it!
In
They caught it on
1995, the El
camera,
Chupacabra
bro.
was the
Wait.
go-to monsters globally. In
didn't realize- wait.
1995,
Is that in our backyard?
as one of the most famous.
Alec, I didn't know
legendary
somebody was
monsters
filming you when you were
globally,
running to the kitchen.
In 1995, the El Chupacabra was the go-to culprit for
Oh, this
strange
looks like a real-
livestock deaths.
What is it? This
creating
looks real.
media stir whenever sighted. The dog-like
What?
creature is
Was that just
deaths,
dogs running inside?
creating media stir whenever sighted.
I
It's
don't
gotta
see
be
it.
somewhere.
The dog-like
scared.
creature is said to drink
Look,
the
there
blood
it
of
is. It's
livestock.
probably
and
just a
act like
coyote.
a vampire. It goes after goats, sheep, and other farm animals and pets. These
I do
creatures
too.
have been described as hairless and wolf-like.
Ew.
It's believed that these sightings were
It's gotta
simply
be a
dogs
coyote.
infected with a parasite called mange, which would cause them to
Mange.
lose their hair and create an otherworldly appearance.
Oh, no.
Their attacking livestock makes sense, as these animals would
That's
not
gotta
be
be a
able to
bear.
hunt in the
That
wild
looks like a
due to
baby
their
bear, yeah.
condition.
That's a bear.
Chupacabras are easier targets. While you might not have to worry about a dog like cryptid, try to avoid stray dogs in Mexico and Puerto Rico just for safety's
Look how
sake.
long the legs are.
I think that's a coyote.
Unicorn.
What?
Okay, all right. No.
That is real.
What? Why
No.
can't
Are they
unicorns be
real?
real?
They might
no,
be real.
They might be real because like is it a narwhal that has the giant spike coming out of its head for no good reason? I guess it could be real.
I heard that ancient people used to call rhinoceroses unicorns because they have the horn, and then it got like misinterpreted over the years.
Oh, okay.
That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true, but I think like the Latin word for
Unicorn,
rhinoceros.
Unicorn.
Well, I think
Okay.
the Latin word for rhinoceros has uni in it, and it's like
It does make sense.
Oh,
Uni
yeah,
means
okay,
one.
okay.
Like
Yeah,
in
like one
Spanish, uno means one.
There are a few different origins for what we now understand as the unicorn, one of which is the narwhal. Through the Middle Ages and Renaissance, unicorn horn was all the rage. But the twisting, conical object that circulated around, and that we imagine in the iconic horse image, was generally the tusk of a narwhal. These are Arctic whales
Alex
hunted
right.
by Vikings who would then sell their tusk at an astronomical price. In 1577, an English explorer, Martin Frobisher, led an expedition where he happened upon a dead narwhal, which he called a sea unicorn. However, there's also the other origin, explaining why we have stories of unicorns worldwide. Now known as the rhinoceros.
Whoa,
some
you guys
Indian
got 'em
legends
right.
told of a creature
Let's go.
with the head of
Alec
a
and I might be the
stag
smartest
and feet
people
of
on
an
planet
elephant,
Earth.
Did you guys watch
and a
this?
single black
Good work,
horn
Jack.
coming from
That
the
is a
middle
sharp
of its
horn.
forehead. Just a little too similar to be a coincidence. Hobbits.
Hobbits.
It's
But as it
Neanderthals,
turns out,
right?
It may not be otherworldly and fantastical as it seems. We once had our own species of hobbits on Earth, as it turns out, by Homo florensis. This was an ancient species of hominin, human, and our closest ancestor who lived on the Indonesian island of Flores. In 2004, a skeleton was found in Liang Bua
So
called
tiny.
LB1. They stood at under 4 feet tall and had a mix of modern and more archaic bodies, including a brain just 1/3 the size of ours. Archaeologists also found tools resembling
Smooth brain.
the Oldowan style predominating around 2 million years ago. A popular theory for their size rests on a phenomenon known as island dwarfism.
Lord of the
Animals on
Rings.
islands tend to become smaller and smaller due to limited resources. This is seen in the pygmy elephants of Malta, the dwarf Burmese python, and some dinosaur species. It's believed that over their potential 700,000 lifespan, H. florensis over
Ew.
time.
That is
We have our number
disgusting.
one on the list next, but we've covered some incredible
Platypus?
cryptids and mythological creatures.
That
with
one was
very
real.
Real backstories. We're constantly
Yeah, how is
discovering
that? I
new
guess it
things, and
kinda
we look
is a little
forward
bit
to when
mythological.
someone can explain the likes of Mothman or Nessie in the future. Did you see a favorite on the list, or do you think we missed a big one? Let us know,
They
and
really
maybe
didn't
you'll see your
explain
choice
too
in a
much.
future video. If
They
you want more
missed
unique,
everyone.
engaging, and sometimes downright wild content, go ahead and subscribe to the single video.
Make sure you guys subscribe to more Beck Bros for more content.
Platypuses are real.
I
what?
feel like they're real, right?
Now, some animals
Platypi,
are
right?
so weird.
Wait,
I don't know.
Does this exist, or is this a myth?
In 1798,
Adam.
John Hunter, captain of the Royal Navy, sent a pelt and a sketch of the animal back from his Australian travels. However, European naturalists refused to believe that such an animal could exist, even when the platypus was described in scientific literature by
Looks so
George Shaw.
soft.
He admitted apologetically that skepticism was usual in this case, that even having seen it himself, he still doubted it. While not traditionally a cryptid as some on the list, the platypus so thoroughly threw European naturalists that
Its
they
face
couldn't
is so funny.
classify it for quite some time. Even now, considering everything about a platypus is a strange endeavor in and
That's
of
a funny
itself.
looking beaver duck.
Yeah, if you take like the beak thingy off of it, it kind of just looks like a giant rat.
Hey, hey, hey!
No,
I
it's
don't know.
like
Fins though. It's got little fins on its hands.
similar to like a gopher duck sort of thing.
Yeah, but it looks like someone just threw a shoe at it and stuck to its face.
Whoa, that's mean. That is so
Kinda,
rude.
yeah, like a
What?
croc.
If
Yes.
he breathes, the bear
God.
will see him.
Don't breathe.
Lying flat on his stomach, the boy has no choice but to watch as the hulking brute eats his father before his very eyes. Lying in the thicket just a few trees away, the boy knows that any small movement he makes could prove fatal. The bear this large, hunting for its hibernation, will have no issue chasing him down in a split second.
Are you trying to tell me the SCP right now is a bear?
No, Adam. It is
it's
way
stronger?
scarier than that bear.
I am about to poop myself right now from just this bear.
Guys, I breathe. Does that mean I die?
No, it's gonna be okay, but hold your breath in 3, 2, 1.
Look at the bear's eyes.
And doing exactly what he did to his father.
That's his dad.
The boy is utterly powerless. All he can do is stay deathly still and watch. They'd found the tracks too late.
okay.
On the way
You guys
back
are
to
good.
camp, they'd been following the
Yeah.
wooded cliff that lines the ocean's edge. Bows and salmon slung over their shoulders, they'd been so proud of their catch and the prospect of bringing it back to the tribe that they hadn't kept their wits about them.
Guys,
Oh, they was gonna sound high alert.
nobody built an emotional connection to the dad. We all know he's about to die, all right? I don't
We
want
do.
I don't want to see anyone
Yeah.
crying.
And it also seems like this is taking place way further in the past. You know, they look like cavemen. So there's that.
So this SCP's been around for a hot minute.
Seems like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
By the time they'd
Good
seen the
observation.
enormous prints in the dirt, the sound of lumbering footsteps were already echoing through the trees behind them. The boy's bow is too far out of reach. He dropped it when his father pushed him into the thicket. He's got the knife hanging at his side, but he doubts it's long enough to even get through the bear's fatty hide. In contrast, the only thing protecting him from its bite is the leather hide slung across his shoulders and a woven garment from the tribe's elders. One slash of the bear's claw, and he'd be... A
Oh my
breeze
gosh,
ruffles
that's
his hair.
terrifying.
The boy's eyes widen in horror. That wind hadn't come from in front of him, but from behind.
Hey, yo. Oh my gosh.
the heck?
Imagine
Wait.
if you looked behind you and you just saw this thing.
Wow.
Yeah, bears are actually really mean. So if you guys ever see a bear in public, do not approach it.
What are you
And
supposed
don't
to do
run
then?
either, because they can run like 40 miles an hour.
So
True.
what do you do?
And they can climb trees.
You just give it
You
whatever
just
it
don't
wants.
run.
Get dirt blocks and like build a shelter.
No, what you do is you don't move and you say, Wait, what do you say?
Oh gosh, we're all dead. We're all dead.
I don't know. Alec, I don't know.
This is not. Is that what you're gonna tell the bear? Wait, give me a second. I forget.
Wait, yeah, hold on, Bear. Give me a second. Shoo, Bear, shoo! Shoo, Bear, shoo! That's what you're supposed to do.
Alex
Definitely is
getting
gonna get
first.
eaten by the bear.
That's what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do, guys.
The only way that you don't get eaten by the bear is if you trip your other friend like Alec, and then you just run and you let him get
We'll
eaten.
let Alec
don't trip
scream
me.
at the bear. Jack and I will run.
Yeah, shoo! Ah!
Idiot.
Following his scent, his fear, directly towards the bear's nostrils.
Dude,
The
that
boy
breath's probably
plants his muddy
stanky.
palms into the dirt, staring at the animal. Its nostril twitches
threw dirt in its eye.
and twitches again. It half turns its head, sniffing the air. Maybe it won't bother with him. The bear's turning back to its meal already. The boy lets out a sigh of relief, and a twig snaps.
Oh,
Bear
no.
snarls and
Oh,
moves
no.
his head around. For a second,
no.
the two of them
Jeez.
lock eyes, predator and prey. Then the boy takes off running. Fast as he can.
Alec
Run,
says that's a
boss!
no-no.
He's
Burns
not
and
fast
nettles
enough.
whipping at his shins. He fumbles the knife out of its sheath and slings the water
Oh,
skin
he has
off
a
his
knife.
shoulder,
Okay, he can throw
throwing
the
it
bear.
wildly behind him.
What is
He
that
doesn't
gonna
know
do?
if he hit the bear. He doesn't have time to turn around and see. It's going to be on him in an instant. Up ahead, he sees
Wearing
sunlight.
pants?
Wait, why would he try to hit the bear with the water bottle? At best, he just gave the bear hydration.
I think he was maybe thinking maybe he was playing like Mario Kart and he thought like maybe the bear would slip on it or something, or like maybe, I don't know, yeah, like take some of the attention away from him and he would investigate the water bottle instead of chasing the boy. That's what I would do if I was a bear.
It's streaming through the thick trees, the cliff edge. If he can just get to
Oh,
that,
no.
maybe he can climb down and... No, there's no time. Besides,
Maybe he can use the knife
bears
as a
are better
parachute.
climbers, better swimmers, better runners.
What?
All the boy can hope for is that he's a better jumper. Him and the boys from the tribe have leapt off plenty of cliffs along the shore.
Thought that was
but never
way
these
deeper.
ones. There are too many rocks, too many shallows.
What?
But the thundering of four enormous paws behind him
He's gotta
is looming
jump.
larger
You gotta
and
jump.
larger. He can almost feel the bear's hot breath on the back of his neck. There's nothing for it. Here goes. The trees clear, the sun blasts his skin, a claw slashes at his back, and the boy launches himself into the air.
Okay, do you think, guys, that this is gonna turn into the SCP? This guy, this little boy.
No.
Pre-predictions.
No, I don't think that the guy is an SCP. It's a reptile.
Yeah,
Adam.
but
This
we've
is
seen in
clearly a
previous
human.
videos that sometimes humans turn into SCPs.
I think that this guy's gonna dive into the water, and then the bear isn't going to jump after him, and then the hard-to-destroy reptile is gonna come out of the water like God freaking Zilla, and then go fight off the bear.
Oh. No, I think
I
this
like that.
little boy's gonna grow something out of somewhere, and he's gonna be the strongest thing to ever exist.
Or
and
maybe
then he's
when
gonna
he
come
jumps
back and avenge his
down,
dad.
Maybe he jumps down, and maybe he teams up with it. I don't think he's gonna turn into it. How could he?
He's going to, and then he's gonna destroy the bear like his brother bear.
I guess we'll see.
The wind carries him, the weightlessness
Use
of
the knife as a
wheeling his
parachute.
arms and legs through the empty sky.
How is a knife a
Almost enough to
parachute?
make him laugh with joy.
You don't understand
Until
physics.
the boy looks down. The cliff is
looks like the
higher,
Wolverine.
much, much higher than he'd realized. His momentum carries his torso forwards.
Don't
into a
belly
tumble.
flop.
He's not going.
You're supposed to pencil dive. Pencil
He can
dive.
see jagged rocks
Oh,
everywhere beneath
I don't
him.
think a pencil dive's gonna
Boy
work there,
closes his
Alec.
eyes,
No!
crashes into the sea.
Okay, he's
Oh, he's good, he's good.
The air is slammed out of
He's
his lungs.
good.
His knee hits
I don't know if
something
he's
hard
good.
and sharp in the water.
Ow.
The swell
Ooh,
throws
that's
him
the
away
worst.
from the shore and
Hopefully he
pulls
didn't tear
him
an
deep.
He
ACL.
can still swim.
Without
He can
air
still
in
swim.
his chest, he can't float. Kicking hard as
Swim
he
up
can,
there, dummy!
The boy swims upwards,
He's injured.
eyes still screwed shut. His face bashes into a sandy rock. No, it's
Oh
not.
no.
Which way is it? Which way should he swim? The ocean current rolls him over and over. Darkness
This
fills
dude's
his
dead.
mind.
Imagine
But
if
his
the
feet
bear
find
jumps.
a hard surface.
That'd be so
he pushes
funny.
against it, launching himself through the water, kicking as hard as he can. The darkness fades. Light. The boy's head breaches the water, but he's
Professional tip, if you're ever in that situation where you can't see up and down of which way to swim, you're supposed to blow out a little bit of bubbles and feel which way the bubbles are going, because bubbles always go upward. Just saying.
Thanks,
you do a
Al.
little,
Noted.
Okay, so I shoo away the bear, and then I start blowing bubbles at it, and then I'll
I'm
live.
just saying, it might save your life or somebody's life someday, so I'm just putting it out
Were
there.
you a Boy Scout at some point? You know how to.
All you gotta,
know how to
I'm
stay
just
away
trying to
from
save
bears?
one life at a time. Saving one life at a time.
No, Alec watches Joe Rogan, so he actually learns a lot from that.
Exactly.
but he splutters for air, rubbing the water out of his eyes. He looks around.
Oh, he's good, he's
wildly.
good.
No,
the
he
sea
turned
has
into an
carried him
SCP.
away from the cliff and out into open water.
Oh, the
Lifting
riptide
and
took him
dropping
way
him
out.
from
Oh my gosh,
carrying
this guy's
him
just
Blow
getting
bubbles!
wrecked.
Blow bubbles!
He's gonna
Blow
get stuck
bubbles!
here for probably like 40
Blow
years
bubbles,
and
you
then turn
fool!
into
He's just
an
getting
SCP.
wrecked over and over.
Wait,
no
whoa,
way!
whoa, Yo,
Calm
that bear is
down.
God is dirty.
What kind of
boy's
bear is
stomach
this?
turns. It reaches the bottom of the
gosh.
cliff and sees him there in the
Just
water.
let him live, bear.
Why
God
is the
dang.
bear like Liam
He roars
Neeson?
at an almighty volume,
Let him
deafening
go.
the boy over the sound of the waters. Even
Bears
from
can
this
swim
distance,
really, really
the
well.
animal looks impossibly large. It dwarfs
Something
the
wrong with
boulders
that
that
bear.
line the water's edge. It slips into the water, barely making a ripple.
That's so
No
messed
way
up.
it goes after
Going
him.
straight for him. The
This is
bear
the unluckiest
covering
guy
the distance
ever.
So fast, he only has seconds left.
Blow bubbles! Blow
I didn't
bubbles!
realize this could get worse.
Afloat. The boy knows he'll never be able to outswim this creature. Instead,
Gotta go under.
he takes a deep breath and looks up at the woods, remembering all of the happy moments he'd spent in there with his father.
Aww.
The current swells beneath the
dad
boy
died.
and almost throws him out of the water. An enormous shadow flies through the depth beneath him.
I knew it!
It couldn't be. Whatever it is, the shadow is
it the
swimming
Loch Ness
straight
Monster?
at the advancing bear.
Oh, Adam.
So
Oh my God.
fixated on its prey,
This
the bear doesn't even
is
notice what's approaching. until it's too late.
SCP-682!
The ocean
can't be.
explodes. A blast of water as tall as the cliffs themselves shoots up into the air
Jack,
and
you're
showers
crazy.
the boy's
Whoa.
head. Somewhere in the midst of the spray, a monster erupts.
How big do you think that thing's about to be?
It's gonna be massive.
It's actually not that big. You know, you would think it's like Godzilla level size, but no, it's not. It's like a little compact Godzilla.
I think it's
Wait,
gonna
it
be
looks like
30
it has
feet.
hair. It looks like it has. Maybe this used to be a person. I think you might have been right, Adam.
Seems like we were both right. This could be his dad.
Blow bubbles, Adam.
No, that was dumb. Maybe it's his grandpa.
From the depths, snapping its jaw around the bear, it lifts the animal into the
Yeah,
air
that's what
and
you
throws
get.
it against the cliff.
Oh,
The
wow.
impact is
Holy
so strong.
smokes, it's so strong.
Small
Isn't a
landslide
bear 2
follows the
tons?
bear's rolling body as it tumbles back towards the water. But the boy has eyes only for the monster
Bears are
emerging
not 2
from
tons.
the sea.
Did you just say that?
Crawling up the rocks with one gnarled
Ew.
foot after another, the boy can
Sounds
hardly
like a
make sense
Pokemon.
of what he's looking at.
That thing is so
It
creepy.
seems to have some kind of scaly hide, harder than the rock surrounding it. A wave crashes
be
against the
even
monster
scarier
as it
now.
leers over the bear and sinks its teeth into the animal's hide. Unable to look away, the boy kicks out and starts swimming
Swim.
away
Now's
up
your
the
chance,
coast.
little boy.
Swim.
Only once he's a long way around the bay does he
Is this the
dare
origin
to clamber
stories of
out
Tarzan?
and back onto land. That night, once the rest of the tribe have gone to sleep, the boy can't help but lie wide awake in his tent. Without his father here, it's not the
Where's
same.
mommy?
Quietly rolling up the hide doorway, the boy slips out into the night. They're camped by a small cave with beautiful smooth walls inside. They say it's the cave of their ancestors, the place where all life started. The fire in the cave has to always burn. Fortunately for him, the cave is empty. The boy stares up at the wall in wonder. Finger drawings of animals, hunters, mothers, shamans, gods, and forests fill almost every part of it. Only one space remains in the corner, the finger painting of the rocky cliffs with the swelling sea beneath. Dipping his finger into the paint, the boy sits by the wall and starts to paint. A terrible monster crawling out of the sea, with a scaly hide stronger than
Kinda looks
any
like a
rock.
crocodile.
So I guess that's probably the first sighting of SCP-682, also known as the hard-to-destroy reptile. That was probably the first time anybody in human existence ever saw that thing lurking about in the entire world. And I know you guys are thinking like, oh my gosh, that thing was strong. But let me tell you, that's not even his best ability, bro. As soon as you watch the rest of the video, you're gonna have nightmares about this thing.
He unlocks new abilities?
Yes.
Is he gonna come after the little boy?
No, he doesn't like little boys.
That's it. You know that from just some finger painting.
Okay, now we're in
The
modern day.
archaeologist turns to the group of researchers surrounding him in the cave. UV lights are set up all along the walls, with the blue and violet shapes revealed all across the stonework. The archaeologist can't help but empathize
this is the
with
boy all grown up
spiritualism
now,
of
I
their
see.
long-forgotten ancestors who'd lived in these caves thousands of years ago.
No, Adam.
Adam, you are actually so dumb. This is like real life. Like people study like hieroglyphs and stuff and try to figure out like what the people went through way back in the day.
Why would they be waving and rowing? I don't understand.
Why would they be hooing and whatting?
You said high and row.
Ancient caveman technology, Adam. They used to draw inside of caves.
Yeah, they used to make like drawings of what they saw, of like tigers and mammoths and that sort of stuff.
There were, Adam, do you know how to
Aliens?
paint? The Egyptians actually drew up the aliens, yes.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm back in. I think I get what you guys are saying.
The
Drawing.
professor was the one who asked the question. A cold woman, standing well over 6 feet tall with a crop of fiery ginger hair. To him, she seemed less of a scientist,
Come
more of a
on,
military
don't
leader.
laugh at that. What is
What does
funny?
he know?
What is funny?
It's
What is
Alec,
funny,
though.
Why
Adam?
is it fiery ginger?
What is so funny?
Why'd they have to go
She has
into
a fiery
detail about her
personality.
head?
Nothing funny about
Probably.
that. Nothing funny about that. Let's move on.
Okay.
Walk with me,
She's very
she
kind-hearted.
says and leads him out of the cave. Personnel fills the surrounding area. Most of them
Jeez,
are
look at
armed.
those P90s.
Cranes lift huge sheets of reinforced lead plating into place. Several mysterious vats line the edge of the forest, each adorned with more warning and hazard signs than you'd see in a nuclear power station. The two of them have to pause for a moment as 3 tanks roll past them.
What's
Oh
the
my
government
gosh,
do?
there's so much
Silence.
artillery.
They're turning that whole
You know the
area
reason I
into
started
Area
all my
51.
research in the first place? Did I ever tell you that story? Every early civilization in the world, whether it's ancient China, Mesopotamia, South America, Northern Europe, all these cultures You take a look at their mythology, and what do you find? The professor ignores him, instead choosing to bark orders at a group of agents talking over coffee. They all immediately dump their drinks and get back to work. What one thing do they all talk about, even though it never existed?
Is it this
Aliens.
SCP? The SCP could kind of be an alien. Some of the SCPs do remind me of like different aliens that, you know, maybe they came from Earth, but maybe not.
Yes, Jack. Who runs the world?
Girls?
SCPs.
Oh, SCPs.
Dragons.
We all just had different
All
answers.
these disparate people with no contact with one another, all of them still draw pictures of dragons. The professor stops
dragons.
walking at the edge of the cliff. The pair of them stand there, surveying
Dragons
the
were never
vast
real.
ocean
Hey, that's where he
stretching out in
jumped.
front of
That's where
them.
the kid jumped. That's the
I
same
have a
spot.
feeling
And
that
workers rush
fiery-haired
around behind
girl's
them.
about to push him.
After a long pause, the professor asks him to proceed. In ancient Hebrew texts, when they talk about God creating the world in 7 days, what happens on day 5? The professor flicks the hair out of her eyes and replies curtly, God created fish in the sea and birds in the sky. Well, not exactly. Look at the original Hebrew. He created all of the fish that teem in the sea, sure, but he also created Leviathan, a serpent-like monster from the depths, as old as the world
Really?
itself.
That's in the book?
You think that's what we're dealing with? Maybe. Or something worse.
Oh my gosh.
By nightfall,
It's way
preparations
worse,
are
Lloyd.
operational.
Leviathan is
Enormous
way-
floodlights switch
How's
on
that
one
worse than
after
the
another,
Leviathan?
illuminating an
Is that
enormous
huge?
steel box with an open lid at
Way
the top,
worse.
surrounded by
not
armed
even that
agents,
tall.
huge net launchers, and several tanks. It all seems a bit
not worse.
excessive as far as the archaeologist is concerned. He isn't officially still supposed to be here, but in all the scramble for the Foundation to get the capture site ready, no one noticed that he had stuck around.
This guy's shady.
From the viewing
I don't like
platform
him.
several hundred meters away, he has to watch it all unfold through a pair of binoculars. Out above the water, suspended from one of the cranes, is an elephant carcass. The professor told him that the Foundation had even marinated it for extra flavor. He had only been recruited
my
into this
God,
project
that's
a couple of months ago.
A whole
But from what
elephant?
he could tell, it's been an ongoing priority for the Foundation for
Wait, Jack, I thought you said this thing's not that big. How's it gonna eat that whole elephant?
Adam, I don't want to spoil the rest of the movie for you.
Oh, wait, he was just a baby. That was
Can't
just a
say
baby
anything. I don't
SCP-682.
wanna- I don't want to tell you, Adam. I
Wait, we
can't
didn't
tell
see the
you.
adult. Oh my gosh, this is about to get insane. Okay,
several
I'm
years
locked.
now. The scale of the operation of just setting up at this site is already mind-boggling, but they've been chasing up leads like this for years now. Arriving at scenes, they suspect this creature has been sighted in the past and setting up traps for it. He was only brought in out of desperation. The Foundation had exhausted all recent hunting grounds and was trying to cast the net even wider. He'd just been quietly working on his university
wonder
research
what they're
paper
gonna
about
use this
ancient
weapon
reptile
for.
drawings when the agents had let
creature.
themselves into his office. But staring through his binoculars now, the archaeologist knows there's no chance of this operation actually working. They have floodlights, for crying out loud. No intelligent predator would come anywhere near that elephant carcass. Movement. Not in the waters or any of the lit-up areas. No, there's something in the forest line, just behind a group of researchers.
Ooh, there it is.
He
Get
looks
out of there.
instinctively
Get the
for his
flip out of there.
walkie-talkie, then stops
SCGs.
himself. How many times had he got jittery before and reported something preemptively? The agents already don't take him seriously as it is. He can't be jumping at shadows. But there it is again, a shape moving
is how
fast
every
through
horror
the
movie
trees.
starts.
He scans the binoculars this way and that, trying to find it. Just a group of researchers there, some agents there, supply crates, researchers, agents. Wait, weren't there more of them a second ago?
He's not gonna tell anybody?
He looks closer. Someone's gone missing. He clicks on the radio. South Lookout Team, report in. Nothing. South Lookout Team.
Oh gosh.
A sickening feeling
gosh.
settles
gonna
in
Jack,
from
his
stop
stomach.
smiling.
All those bright
This is the
lights
human
everywhere,
race, Jack.
Casting a
What
lot
team are
of
you
dark
on?
shadows.
I'm
He has to do
grimacing.
something fast. Running down from the lookout point, the archaeologist takes off running through the trees to the site. He holds his radio up to his mouth as he goes, trying to get anyone to respond.
At least grab a gun, guy.
The thicket cracks and crunches under his
He's
feet
an
as he tries to make
archaeologist.
his
He
way
doesn't know
through
how
the
to
dark
use
woods,
one.
ignoring the
He pulled
feeling
the
that
trigger.
crawls up his neck of being watched. A boulder blocks his way. The
That's not the
archaeologist
boulder.
grabs
That's not a
onto it with
boulder, is
both
it?
hands and hauls himself on top of it, stopping for a moment to catch his breath.
Just run around it,
From
dummy.
here, he can see the floodlit capture site. The tanks and cranes still sit rumbling,
elephant's
ready
gone.
to go at a moment's notice. But he can't see any ground crew anymore. He switches
Where's
the
the
radio
elephant?
to the open channel and calls out for anyone to respond. The professor's voice crackles back at him.
What are you still doing here? This is a highly dangerous operation that you don't have clearance for.
He yells at her to cancel it. They need to evacuate the site immediately. It's compromised. She laughs derisively and cuts off the channel.
No, you
She
dummy.
has to believe him. People are dying, and more of them will if she doesn't. The archaeologist whispers to himself in the darkness. It's no monster. It's just an innocent creature.
I need to see this
Playing
thing
with
now.
a power you don't understand. It's strange. For a moment, he swears he almost hears a voice whispering something back to him in the woods.
I love you.
When he looks around, he's all on his own.
Subscribe.
He has to keep moving. The creature could be anywhere. Hopping off the jagged boulder, the archaeologist takes off running through the forest once
He's
more,
not going very
looking over his
fast.
shoulder every few steps. The light
This
must
would be
shine
so
tricks on him.
scary, bro.
In
I'm scared of the dark. I don't know
can't
about
see
you
the boulder
guys.
He was standing on a
I know,
moment
you sleep
ago
with a
anywhere.
nightlight.
Yeah.
He bursts out
Alex
of the tree
sleeps with
line
a
and into
nightlight.
the clearing right next to
Okay.
the steel box. A ramp leads up to the top of it with
Do
a
not
large
go in that
trap
box.
door
That's where he's
suspended
waiting.
over the open lid. Well, if he wants to be seen and heard, that's where he needs to go. The archaeologist runs up the ramp and waves his
God.
hands wildly
Oh, you
in the
big
air.
fat
about to
dummy.
risk his
Tanks all
life.
turn their turrets
I
to
wonder
aim
if
at
that's
him.
what they were
The crane
anticipating.
holding the
Like they
enormous
wanted
steel
him to
lid
do
for the
this.
enclosure
Yo!
looms menacingly above his head. And there, marching
He's
out
the
onto
bait!
the field, looking absolutely furious, is the professor. Her red hair looks more like a ball of flames right now. We need to evacuate the site now. It's here. She snarls and marches up
Wait,
the
they're
ramp to
both
meet
bait!
him, jabbing a finger in the archaeologist's face. He suddenly realizes how much taller she is. You are not jeopardizing
Oh,
our
gosh.
one
Oh,
chance
gosh.
of catching this thing. Get out of the way, or I will have
He's
you
definitely
detained.
dead.
Besides,
Never mess
what
with the
evidence
flames.
do you have?
That's what I say.
But the archaeologist isn't looking at her. Instead,
Oh.
his eyes stare in
This could
horror
be very
at
bad.
the elephant carcass suspended behind her. There
like
was
a
a
whole
huge
bite.
reptilian bite mark taken out of it.
How?
A testing bite.
How has no one
like the ones
noticed?
given
Dude,
by
nobody
sharks.
noticed?
How did
She
no one
turns to
notice?
Follow his gaze.
Maybe
and
there's
all
nobody
of her
left.
rage is washed away in a sickening
Oh
delight.
gosh, she's twisted.
Yeah. A scream from the crane holding the elephant makes them both jump. But by the time they look up at the cabin, all they see is a hulking shadow leaping away
Bruh.
into the darkness.
This was a
How is
bad
that
idea
fast?
from the
The professor
start.
clicks on her
Get out
walkie-talkie
of there
and starts
now!
issuing commands. No one responds, except the tank crews. She tries again.
Okay, they have
Radio
a team of
silence.
tanks. I like that.
Now the gravity of the
I
situation
think they're
really
fine.
starts to hit her. Eyes wide with panic, she runs off down the ramp, barking into her radio and leaving the archaeologist
She was just
up here on
smiling
his
5
own.
seconds ago.
Suddenly, under all of these lights, he feels very exposed. It could be anywhere in the shadows. Footsteps, heavy planted footsteps tremor
Is that how
to
you
the
feel when you
ground.
try to go to bed,
Out of
Alec?
the woods walks the
Oh.
creature. Several
This
meters
is the
long,
monster
far
hiding
from
it
all of its
under your
hunting.
covers.
The beast that would soon be known as SCP-682
Looks like an
slinks
emo.
into view.
Yo!
It looks up at him, standing there on the trap door.
thought it was a
of
water
metal
creature.
box.
What's going on?
It looks like it's almost ready to laugh at how easy this will be. Boom! The tank blast hits the creature square.
Come
in
on,
the
Doesn't
surely a
forehead,
tank
knocking
can
it
take it on.
sideways.
Dodge.
Doesn't
Boom.
matter.
Yeah, see, look, the
Wait,
tank
what?
just destroyed it.
Imagine the video's over, just like one tank shot destroys that
No,
thing.
dude, it would take literally a million tank shots. To
No
even do
way.
Like
A
1%
million?
damage.
What? What are you, some sort of expert? What?
This is basically like Wolverine from X-Men times 25. Like this thing can regen quickly. It can change its body to any
no,
environment.
no,
If you shot it with a nuke,
No.
it would turn into nuclear waste so that it survived.
I don't
No,
think. I don't
tanks
think
are made out of like titanium and steel. There's no way that it can hurt a tank.
It's
These
not going to touch
tanks
a tank.
are nothing. That is literally like me throwing a little pebble at your face. It's not going to do anything.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts.
That hurts a lot.
Please don't do that.
I would cry and then I would tattle on
Three
you.
tanks
with my-
open fire one after the other, laying round after round into the colossal reptile, kicking more and more dust into the air.
That's GG's. Bye bye,
Before long,
Crocky.
there's a crater in the
See, look,
ground
it's gone.
so large,
It's literally
it looks
exploded.
Yeah, it
almost
got
like
deleted.
An asteroid hit it. Smoke
Jack,
and
you are
dust
so
filled the
dumb.
air.
This,
I'm
you said this
telling you,
SCP was
it's
the
not okay.
strongest ever?
Dumb.
Eyes
You are
filled
so
with
dumb.
tears. That
Guys, comment
majestic
down below
creature, roaming
what
the
you think
earth
about
long
this
before
SCP.
mankind ever did.
Prove them wrong.
Exterminated, just like that.
GG's.
Cowards. That's what people really are. Cowards. But as the dust clears, a groaning sound echoes around the clearing. The archaeologist shields his
No.
eyes and peers into the crater as
No
best
way.
he can.
That's probably the dad or
There's
something.
nothing there. Boom! He wheels around and almost falls backwards in shock. The SCP is snuck through
Oh,
the
crap.
It
Oh,
was
no way.
dead.
stares at the armored bodywork, doing
How
all it
strong
can
are
to
its jaws?
destroy
It's
it.
ripping through the tank.
In a panic,
Yeah,
two of the
dude,
tanks
it
point
could do
toward one
anything.
another and fire.
They just shot each
destroying
other.
themselves
Okay,
in the
who
process.
hired
The
this
creature
military
rounds on the
crew?
remaining
Yeah, those
tank,
guys are
probably
pretty dumb.
panicking.
hard on the barrel. The tank fires.
It
The round
ate
going
it.
straight
Shot
down
into
the
its
monster's
belly.
throat
Ate it.
and exploding inside its gut. The backdraft from the blast shoots back through the tank, and a puff of smoke trails out of the hatch at the top.
It
Suddenly,
ate it?
once again,
Yep.
the clearing.
It
is
ate it and then
quiet.
burped it back out at
Turning
it.
back to the archaeologist.
What?
What are we dealing with here?
SCP-682 slinks towards him, smoke still curling up out
What
of his
is
ear
this
and teeth.
thing?
Wow.
Heavy, thunking steps. It climbs the ramp towards him, stopping just
Oh,
short
I
of
think
the
he's gonna
trap
capture
door.
it.
The two of them stare each other in the eye, predator and prey. Neither move for a moment. Then it opens its mouth. The archaeologist closes his
He
eyes.
did.
Dodge.
No,
Do a
he's good, he's
dodge
good, he's
move.
good. They're gonna be friends.
Disgusting creatures deserve this.
Oh yeah, it can talk
He
too, by
opens
the way.
them. Did the monster just
What?
speak?
It must have been a person before.
They hope
super
to
intelligent.
accomplish by attacking me.
He gulps hard. That whisper he heard in the woods. The rock he'd been standing on. They're scientists. Scientists always try to learn more things, understand the world better.
The flip?
We think you can't be killed, so we're there testing their hypothesis. The creature growls. The stench of rotten flesh fills the archaeologist's
Oh,
nose.
no,
He takes a step
no,
towards
no.
him, then another. The archaeologist runs. He'll leap off the other end of the platform. It's a big jump, but he can make it. The predator's breath is
No
on the
way
back
he's
of
making
his
that
neck.
jump. It's
He
GG's.
jumps just as the trap door gives way. With an enormous thud, the SCP falls into the steel enclosure.
No way.
Before it has
Is
a
he stuck
chance to
there?
It's that
move,
easy?
the crane
got him.
unhitches the steel lid.
Wait, this thing was like the most
crashes down
intelligent
into
being.
place, sealing the monster
How did it fall for
inside.
that?
No, wait, it's that
The
thumb.
archaeologist lands in the dirt
Wow,
and
this
rolls
thing's
onto his
dumb.
back to see the professor,
How?
wild-eyed and cheering, up in the crane's cabin. He
He's
lies
crazy.
there on his back, panting and staring up at the stars. Clunking sound echoes through the clearing, and the gurgle of a liquid flowing through pipes. He
Liquid?
sits up, adrenaline still
They're trying to
pumping
drown
through
that
him.
thing. But it
The
can breathe
professor has
underwater.
plugged a pipe into the metal enclosure and is running gallons and gallons of liquid into it.
Maybe it's like
Follows the
acid
tube
or
with his
something,
eyes
trying to kill
all
it?
the way to the enormous
It could
hazardous
be.
vats on the edge of the clearing. Hydrochloric acid.
Oh,
it's
nice,
like
Alec.
In horror, the professor laughs at him. Come on, cheer up. We're just scientists, that's what you said. Just testing a hypothesis.
Nobody likes going to the dentist. The smell of the chemicals, the sound of the drill, the indignity of talking with someone's hands in your mouth. But as you settle into the dentist's chair, something about this particular visit feels especially
Oh, here we go.
Why are the hygienists
Whoa.
looking at you like that? Who is this strange doctor entering the room? And why does your mouth feel so full all of a sudden? You can't breathe,
Wait
you
a
can't
second.
scream,
Hey,
and
yo.
your teeth, they're multiplying?
What?
The man has been ignoring his persistent toothache for several weeks, but he just can't take it anymore. The dull ache has become a head-pounding throb of pain that cuts through every single thought.
Ouches.
But of course, he waited far too long to treat it, and now here he is on a Sunday evening, trying to find a dentist who will give him an appointment.
Get to the dentist, dude.
It's not his fault, he tells himself. He's been terrified of the dentist since he was a little kid.
Are you guys scared of the dentist?
I'm not
Yes.
scared of the dentist, but I will say I do have very sensitive teeth, especially like my bottom teeth, so I don't like going to the dentist. In fact, I actually haven't gone to the dentist in about 10 years. So I
Actually?
should-
Actually?
Yeah, so I should probably go.
Yeah, you're supposed to go, they say, like once or twice a year.
Yeah.
Have you had any cavities?
Well, I haven't been in 10 years, so no. But my teeth feel fine. Like, I don't have any tooth pain or anything. Although my bottom teeth are, like, not aligned anymore, so I should probably get that fixed.
I do not like the dentist. I don't like all the tools that they use. I don't like how they try to talk to me when I can't talk back. And I really don't like the part where you have to like spit into the little area and there's a lot of blood and stuff from,
that's
you
the
know,
best
not
part.
flossing.
Yeah, that's the only
That's
part I
literally
like.
the best part. What are you
I
talking
don't
about?
like that part. It's
Oh,
just,
what
I
flavor do
don't
you
like
guys
blood.
get? What flavor? I get orange flavor.
Bubblegum.
Wait, Alec, you haven't been there in 10 years, but you remember the flavor?
Yeah.
I get
mean,
cherry.
that's- Yeah, exactly.
Comment down below what you
Pain
guys
that
do with the
counteracts
dentist.
that kind of phobia. But now, he's reached that threshold. As he's browsing the internet, desperate to find an office
What
that's open on
website's he
Sundays,
on?
he spots an ad.
Craigslist.
Dr. Hendricks,
Nope.
dentistry 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Nope.
The man isn't sure how that's possible, but the pain
Don't
has made
do
him
it.
desperate. So he calls the number on.
If a dentist has the same hours as 7-Eleven, you do not go to that dentist, guys. I don't know if anybody out there needs to hear this, but do not go.
Maybe the dentist is just an entrepreneur.
and makes an appointment. The receptionist sounds a bit funny on the phone, like she has something in her mouth.
looks a little
but
strange,
he brushes it
too.
off. 15 minutes later, he's walking into the office and checking
this
in
place
at the
isn't that
reception
bad.
desk.
Looks
It looks
clean.
The woman
Great.
sitting there looks a bit unusual, but
She
his
looks
mother
fine.
raised him not to stare,
What's
so he gives
behind
her a
the
polite,
mask?
distant nod,
He's
declines
the
her
one
request
unusual.
to inspect his teeth for herself, and ignores the strange feeling in his gut at her words. Instead,
I have an early prediction. Because they said that, like, there's more extra teeth or whatever, something like that. My prediction is that these dentists steal the teeth of their patients and then put it in their own mouth. And that lady probably has like 500 teeth in her mouth, and that's why she's covering it with a mask. That's my prediction.
Oh,
They
so it's like-
steal teeth.
This is like the dark side of the tooth fairy.
And I think too that they're probably going to infect whoever comes in, right? They're going to steal their teeth, but also these people are going to go away with some sort of SCP anonymous powers that they're just not going to know, and then they're going to get home and then they're going to have like weird stuff start happening.
Could be.
he continues on to the exam room and
Evil
waits for the
grandma.
doctor to take his pain away. He waits for quite some time
3
until he
minutes.
begins to worry that the dentist forgot about him. Or perhaps this office really was too good to be
DDS.
true, and this is some sort of scam.
Don't do
But then
science.
the door opens, and
Wow, he
in
looks
comes
nice.
Dr. Hendricks with a cheerful demeanor and a smile in his eyes.
Dr.
His mouth is
Hendricks.
covered with a surgical mask, so the man can't
They
be certain.
definitely do have
But
a
he
ton
seems
of
like he's
teeth under those
definitely
masks.
smiling. It's a good thing the man came in so quickly, the dentist assures him. His teeth are in dire straits. But don't worry, he's in very, very good hands. And by the time he walks out of the office,
dang, go
he'll
ahead.
be in great shape.
Why is he
The
looking
man
like that,
asks the
though?
dentist if he can be put under for the procedure in order to prevent him from panicking. The dentist laughs uproariously at this request, but he agrees. He places
What's
a
wrong
gas
with this
mask
guy?
over the man's face, and the hissing sound of the gas fills the room. The man's eyes grow heavy, and the sterile white room fades to
Oh,
black.
Don't
He's
ever get put to
going
sleep.
The man
under.
wakes up. He's sitting on the sidewalk outside of
What?
the office, a plastic bag of mini mouthwash clutched in his hand, and his mouth.
It's
oh
gone.
God, his mouth. It's aching like nothing he's ever felt before.
They're falling out.
But something else is wrong
Are
too.
all the teeth
He reaches
gone?
up to feel around his mouth with his fingers, and all the color drains from his face. His mouth is absolutely crowded with teeth. So many teeth, his tongue can't move without
Oh, it was
picking
the
up.
opposite, Alec. He got more teeth. They didn't steal his teeth. They gave him all the teeth.
Maybe it's like a temporary thing. Maybe they gave him something, like they injected something so he grows a ton of teeth. Then they're gonna steal it all. Something like that. Maybe.
Because now he's
doing
forced to
with
go
the
back.
teeth?
He's forced to go
yeah,
back
yeah,
now.
he has to go back.
Oh,
Well,
and then
he
they,
should-
they can put it under their pillow to get lots of money from the tooth fairy.
That's the play.
Genius.
That,
I'm
yep,
starting to
that's-
get it now.
That's the play.
Expected to leave the dentist with one tooth missing, but instead, somehow, he has
He's
30 more than he
British.
started with.
That's crazy.
Unfortunately for this man, who only wanted to have a toothache treated, he stumbled into the clutches of SCP-5150.
Yikes.
SCP-5150 is a dental office located outside the northwestern perimeter of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Not going there.
The office building occupies an area of approximately 140 square meters, and the interior measures 115
It looks
square
nice.
meters.
That's like 5
The building is
feet.
unremarkable in every way, with the exception of an electrical sign above the building's front entrance, which reads, Dr. John Hendricks, DDS.
It is.
Inside the building, there are 6 rooms and several anomalous entities designated SCP-5150-1, SCP-5150-2, and SCP-5150-3.
What about the fourth guy?
SCP-5150-1 is the dental office's receptionist. Of course, as you may have already gathered, she is no ordinary receptionist. The entity has standard humanoid features, with the exception of the oral cavity.
These types of SCPs always creep me out. They give me the heebie-jeebies because they seem like they're normal, right? Like every single day you go around and you see strangers, you see people, you could meet somebody like this and you just can't help but think, is something weird going on? Are they actually human? Could they be a humanoid SCP in disguise and they're trying to trick me? There's a lot of SCPs like that and they freak me out.
I think Adam could be an SCP, now that you put it that way. Because Adam does freak me out sometimes. Like when he looks at you, it kind of looks like he's looking through you, not really at you. There's something a little bit off with him. Yeah.
Looking into your soul.
I don't like it.
That's not creepy at all.
You want a cookie?
I would definitely rather be an SCP than be a victim of an SCP. Unless it's the tickle monster.
Dude, being an
Then I'm
SCP
fine.
would be so much fun. What do you mean? I would love to be an SCP than be a human.
That's what I'm saying.
That's literally what Jack just said.
No, but I'm not even saying rather than be a victim. I'd rather just be
Yeah.
a SCP.
That's what Jack literally just said.
No,
Yeah,
he said
I
I'd
wanna
rather
be an SCP.
an SCP than be a victim of an SCP.
If you're gonna copy what Jack
Except it's
says, you might
the
as well just give
tickle
him credit.
monster.
Yeah.
The entity's maxillary and mandibular bones, or upper and lower jaw, are disfigured
ew,
and
hey,
mutilated
yeah.
and have been noted to have missing incisors, extra canines,
Her
and
nerves
molar
are
bones.
poking out.
The entity seems to have an intense interest in human teeth, and once she has gotten her hands on some, her anomalous properties will begin to manifest notably. She will insert stolen
she
human
does
teeth
steal
into her
teeth.
mouth
Oh, I
and into her
called it.
gums. This appears to be
Ew.
intended to correct the issues with her oral cavity, but the exact motivation for this behavior is still unknown. Anyone who enters SCP-5150 must
I don't
interact
like
with
it.
SCP-5150-1 at her reception desk in order to continue through or exit the building, regardless
That's
of how much
gross.
aggression she displays
Oh
toward
my
them.
God.
SCP-5150-2 refers to several anomalous dental hygienists
Whoa, they're
that
twins.
populate the entirety of SCP-5150, with the exception of the waiting area. These entities resemble the receptionist, but move more freely throughout the building rather than being confined behind a desk. They are similarly aggressive and will attack human subjects in order to apprehend them and bring them into one of the examination
Got
rooms.
her.
They carry a variety of dental instruments on their person and will happily
Being
use
an
these
SCP is
instruments as
awesome.
weapons in order to subdue their victims. Once the hygienists have taken a human subject to an exam room, they will strap them to an operating
Wait, never
table
mind.
and prepare them to meet the remaining entity
I take that
lurking
back.
within the office. Then it's time for the unfortunate human subject
Dang, bro,
to
this
meet
is
the dentist
crazy.
himself, SCP-5150-3,
The doctor.
also known as Dr. John
Let her
Hendricks.
go!
This entity spends his
Let
time
her
in the
go!
examination rooms as well as his personal office. When he is presented with the patient, he will begin to insert teeth directly into their mouth, where they will anomalously take root and result in extreme cases of hyperdontia.
Oh my god.
This has confused me because aren't they trying to get teeth to put it in their own mouths, but now they're putting teeth into the girl's mouth? These people are sick. They can't even make up their minds what they want to do. They still think they put teeth. They still think they
You
put.
didn't listen at all. They put in one tooth to create what's called hyperdontia, which then promotes more tooth growth from those patients. So then they put in one tooth to get 30 back. They have hyperdontia. I think you have hypernosia and also hyperdumia.
Are you guys curious
That's not a real thing.
about the kids? Are mainly the people that go to the dentist, and we haven't seen a single kid go into this
Nah,
dentist
bro, I
yet.
don't care about them kids. Don't
Yeah.
care about the kids. I care about her,
I'm just
though.
saying, sometimes SCPs react differently to children, especially like Dr. Wondertainment, if you guys remember him. All of his
We don't
contractions
know what you do in your free
interact
time.
differently with children. So I'm curious if they'll get into that.
Why? I don't like that you're that
I
curious
was not thinking
that,
about
to be
kids at
honest.
all.
Yeah.
You're the
yeah.
only one thinking about kids right now.
The last
No,
time you
you're
were at
the
the
only one
dentist,
thinking about
like you were what, 15 years old? That was when you were a child. What if you went in here? Would
No, he
you
was-
get hyperdontia, or
Jack,
would bad things happen?
10 years ago, Alec was like 20.
That's not true, guys.
He was 17,
Don't have to
almost a
expect
full
me like
adult.
that.
The source of these additional teeth is currently unknown. Once the operation is complete and Dr. Hendricks is satisfied with the amount of teeth he has forced into his
my
patient's
gosh.
mouth, he will then
brother.
attempt to give the subject a plastic
ugly.
bag containing a variety of over-the-counter oral health
Take
care
your
products.
toothpaste.
These can include a toothbrush, dental floss,
At least he's nice about
mouthwash,
it.
and toothpaste. The subjects will not be allowed to leave the building without taking this bag with them. Analysis of these products has not revealed any anomalous properties. On July 9th,
Hey, it's my
2023,
birthday!
the SCP Foundation
birthday.
conducted an investigation of SCP-5150. Subject
my God.
D457142 was ordered to investigate and explore the building.
Nope.
He was equipped with a camera and microphone, as well as a chocolate bar, which was placed in his pocket for emergency use.
What?
Control
What?
lead was assigned to Bobby Daniels, and Marcus Drago and Andrew Fuller were additional team members on the
Do you
investigation.
guys think that maybe because the dentists are so pro tooth and mouth health that they're anti-candy, so that they're scared of candy, maybe?
Yeah, it's gonna make them really mad because it's gonna give them cavities and they want perfect teeth to extract. And then they're probably gonna touch them because he's trying to eat candy.
Yeah,
Adam, show us your canines. Oh yeah, they would definitely take those.
D457142 approached the building, but hesitated before going inside. He asked what would happen after he entered the building, but Daniels refused to
tell him.
elaborate. His questions
The
went
SCPs
unanswered.
are gonna notice
With
that huge
no other
microphone
option,
right there.
D457142 entered the building. When he opened the door, a doorbell dinged to signal his entry. As the door closed behind him, he could
He's
hear a
trapped.
click as the lock slid into place. This sent the man into a state of anxiety, and he attempted to open the door. It wouldn't
ain't getting
budge.
out.
He called out to control over the microphone, begging them to unlock the door, promising that he would not run. Daniels at control explained that he couldn't do anything about it, as the Foundation had no control over the doors. That lock was all SCP-5150's
They
doing.
got him.
After some hemming and hawing, D457142 had no option but to proceed and continue into the waiting area of SCP-5150. Inside, he saw a row of 4 chairs, a smattering of assorted toys common to any medical waiting room, and more chairs. There, off to the side, was the counter, and behind a sheet of glass with a small opening approximately 1.2 meters tall and 0.8 meters wide, the receptionist was waiting. Strangely, the camera feed was not able to pick up any of the receptionist's physical features, leaving the test
Whoa.
subject alone to observe
That's
her
interesting.
and try to
Vampires?
make sense of what he was seeing. Nothing was especially out of the ordinary in the room at first glance, aside from the episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer playing on one of the waiting room TVs.
That's kind of cool.
The subject walked through the room, taking note of everything that he saw. Then he turned to face the receptionist. The receptionist was dressed in a white-collared shirt
Hey,
with a
yo.
white face mask covering her mouth. There was a sheet of paper directly in front of her. She greeted the test subject. "Hello, sir. Can I help you schedule an appointment?" Unsure of what else to do, the test subject played along. He asked her how to proceed with scheduling,
There's
and
no
the
way out.
receptionist handed him a pen and directed him toward the paper in front of her.
He's about to
She
sign his life
instructed him
away.
to sign and then wait for his appointment with Dr. Hendricks in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Once the subject signed the paper, the receptionist stated, "Now, before you can enter, there's one thing I'll need to see."
Your
The
teeth.
subject agreed, asking what she needed to see. The receptionist responded, "Your teeth, of course. May I see them?"
Calm down, lady.
As you
Oh,
might
take me out to
expect,
dinner
the test
first.
subject found the request
She wants a new
off-putting
canine.
and inquired why she might need to see his teeth. She responded in a friendly tone.
Don't make her mad.
"I'm currently taking online classes for dentistry and I need experience.
Liar!
Occasionally patients will let me take a look at their teeth
Liar!
so I can predict how well an
She
appointment
lying.
with Dr. Hendricks will go. Will you let me try with you?" The subject relented, opening his mouth. As soon as he did, the receptionist reached out and grabbed hold of the lower
my
left
God.
quadrant of the man's jaw.
Give him a
The
kiss.
receptionist praised the man's teeth, exclaiming how clean they were. Then she quickly
That's
pulled
not
a pair of
good.
pliers from underneath her desk, clamping them to the bottom central incisors of the subject's mouth.
Why is he letting her do
Pulled
that?
herself with a sudden, sharp yank, extracting the teeth from the subject's mouth in less than 1 second. The test subject recoiled, clutching at his mouth and screaming
Ow.
in pain and shock. Blood dripped
Why did-
onto the camera
what
lens
the-
as the subject struggled to wipe it away. He stumbled toward a nearby tissue box,
Oh my gosh.
grabbing a fistful of tissues to sop up the blood
She's
and stem
crazy.
the flow. Meanwhile, the receptionist went about her
I would
business.
sock her.
She
I would
stared at
sock
the
her
two
right in the
bloody
jaw.
teeth in her hand, admiration in her eyes.
She probably has super strength.
Next, she removed her face mask, revealing her disfigured oral cavity, and began to forcefully insert the new teeth into empty areas of
Nah,
her
bro,
gums.
this is not cool.
As
Oh,
the
she
subject
likes
backed
it. She
away from
likes
the
it too
reception desk
good.
in horror, the receptionist called out, "Dr. Hendricks can see you now, sir.
No!
Please head to room 3 for your examination."
This be
Of
crazy.
course, the subject was reluctant to continue into the building, but Control insisted that he go through the door leading to the exam rooms. At first,
Find
he
the nearest
refused,
window and
but
jump.
After a reminder that he was locked in and the promise of a medical team waiting for him after the investigation was finished, he saw no option but to move forward.
That's crazy.
So he tossed his bloody wad of tissue paper in the trash and pushed through the next
He
set
didn't
of
say
doors.
anything to her?
As before, he could hear the click of the lock behind
Bless
him,
you.
trapping him inside.
I would have slapped that grandma silly.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I would
And
have hit
then
her
what?
with the
And then
front
what?
hand, with the backhand, and then finish her with that little nucky sandwich.
Give her them
She doesn't
knuckles,
feel
kid.
pain. These SCPs, they have superhuman abilities.
I
Alex.
don't
She
care.
would
I
have made
don't
you
care.
look
I will
silly.
make her feel pain. I would strap her down and beat her to a pulp.
She would grab your hand, twist you sideways, say, "Come here, sweetie," give you a kiss on the cheek, and then pull your teeth out one by one.
She pulls my teeth out, I'll rip her ears off, okay? I can play that game all day. I'll rip her hair out, I'll get the tweezers and give her purple nurples, I'll do whatever. I don't care. I'm not letting a grandma rip my tooth out and doing nothing about it, period.
I'd pay to see this matchup. Alec v. Grandmom.
I would pay to beat up a grandma, that sounds amazing.
Stop the Alec hate.
100 likes, 100 likes on this video.
If you guys want to see your grandma get beat up, put her information down below. We're taking all inquiries.
We're taking
pulling up.
Nene, we're taking Grandma, we'll even take Granddad.
Anyone.
He stepped
Alec is the new
carefully
Jake
into the
Paul.
hallway, pressing his body against the left side of the wall as the sudden sound of laughter echoed through the hall.
Alright, that is creepy.
Where was it coming
That's from
Who
Doors.
could be laughing somewhere like this?
It's the twins.
He wasn't sure he wanted to know the answer. He continued through the hall, edging along the wall.
He's edging.
Suddenly, he froze,
Along the
wall.
crouching
wall.
down to hide as one of the hygienists
grandma's
exited the
edging.
nearby door. The entity passed him
She's
without
putting
noticing,
teeth in her mouth.
entering another exam room. The subject continued until he reached the far side of the hallway, where a door with the nameplate Johnny Hendricks
Here's
was waiting.
Johnny.
He opened the door and entered.
Oh,
There was no one inside.
Hi, John. Your
He checked in with
receptionist
Control,
took out my
asking for
tooth.
instructions on what to do next. Control
in.
advised him to look for anything that could potentially be important.
Go in, you little
Documents,
little
research
pansy.
papers, journal pages, anything that might shed some light on the nature of SCP-5150. He obeyed and began to search the
Everything's
desk,
gonna be
but
empty.
found it was empty. Just then, the door to the office opened, and a hygienist called out to the subject, "What are you doing? We have another room waiting for you." At this point, cornered and with nowhere to run, the test subject
Fight.
grabbed his emergency chocolate bar and unwrapped it.
What is this gonna do?
At the sight of the sugary treat, the hygienist screamed
Oh my God.
and backed away.
It
Oh, it actually worked?
It
Two
actually
other
did.
entities appeared,
It's like a
wielding sharp
crucifix
double-sided
or
probes
upside down
used during
cross in a
dental
vampire,
examinations.
whatever.
The three entities
Oh my
advanced
God.
toward the subject.
Oh my god!
In a panic, he threw the chocolate bar.
throw
Oh, maybe
and
they
collided
like
with
it.
the third
Maybe they like
hygienist.
it.
The entity shrieked its mouth beginning to bleed as its teeth rapidly decayed. But now
This
the
is
subject was
gross,
left
but
unarmed
so
and could
cool.
not defend himself against the
They're
assault
pieces
of
of
the other
chocolate.
two entities. They grabbed
Why
hold
don't
of
you
him,
throw the whole bar,
one entity
dummy?
stabbing the subject with the probe, while the other bit down on his exposed forearm
Now
hard
they're
enough
just
to draw
zombies.
blood and crack the bone. As he cried out in pain and fear, with no one able to save him, the subject was dragged to exam room
Oh my god,
3.
they're gonna do it.
There, the hygienist
Oh
strapped him
my
down on
gosh.
an operating table, tying him in place with leather straps. "You can trust us, sir," one of the entities said. "We'll just need to pull some teeth before the dentist arrives."
Oh,
At
this
point,
is like
the
a
entities
weird
removed the
Japanese
subject's
anime.
two
So
lower
much.
canines
Oh my God,
and
at least
3
numb him
molars,
up.
all while he remained
This is-
conscious and screaming. Then the door opened, and another entity
The
came
dentist
into
is
the room.
here?
The doctor was in. At the sight of the dentist, the test subject began to spit various expletives. Dr. Hendricks met the
bleep,
verbal
bloop,
assault
blop, bleep,
with an
blop, bloop.
amused chuckle. "What a tongue! Why so harsh?
Is he about to pull his tongue?
Don't worry, this is for your own good. I know it may be scary, but it'll all be done
Alec,
with
don't ever
soon."
go back to the
The
dentist.
dentist spotted the camera, removing it from the
I'm
subject's
canceling
body.
my upcoming
Is this
appointment.
for a home video? Well, no matter. Technically, this does break some patient-doctor confidentiality laws, but I can let this one slide. Here, let me get this at an angle where it can record better. He placed the
Oh, he
camera in the
likes
far
it.
right corner of the room, where it captured video of both the subject
He wants
and
to
Dr.
get caught.
Hendricks. All the while, the subject's mouth continued to bleed. The dentist continued to speak. There we go, much better. Now, where were we? Oh, that's right. By the looks of it, it seems like they've already started. It's a shame. Your teeth aren't looking so great right now, but that's why you're here. I can help make it all better. The dentist
you,
retrieved
though?
several
I can't
medical
even
cleaning
look.
supplies from the side of the room, as well as an array of syringes. Then, he was ready to work. The test subject's nightmare was far from over.
What?
The dentist elevated the operating chair and inserted a
least
Jennings
put him to
gag
sleep.
device into the subject's mouth in order to keep it open. What happened next could have been briefly mistaken for an ordinary
I hate
teeth
the dentist. I
cleaning,
hate
other
the dentist. I
circumstances
hate the
aside.
dentist.
The dentist used a dental mirror and several tools to pick and scrape at the remaining teeth in the subject's mouth, as if checking for plaque and tartar. Next, however, things got a bit more gruesome. He swapped the probing tools for a dental drill.
No,
Began to
I
dig
hate
into
this
the
one.
subject's gums and inner cheeks. The drill was used on the subject's mouth for a duration of 15 minutes.
15?
If you're concerned about the lack of
he
anesthetic
getting the
used
wisdom
during
teeth
these
out?
procedures, allow me to clarify that various high-quality anesthetics were administered.
Oh, okay.
However, they were injected in the wrong locations
No.
or at insufficient
So,
dosages to adequately reduce the subject's
All
right.
pain. Sadly,
All
he was
right.
fully aware of every
Oh.
agonizing sensation. After 2 hours, the dentist
This
cheerfully
is
remarked,
crazy.
"We're almost done with the cleaning." He added, "You're doing just fine. See, I know you wouldn't be so snappy after I started my work. Don't worry, I'll just have to do
He's
one more
putting the
thing.
infection in.
But before I can do that, I'll have to move your camera. I can't allow this to be recorded. You understand,
Oh,
right?"
this is the secret
so
sauce.
He turned the camera so
creepy.
that the lens faced the wall, preventing any visuals of what
Thank
happened
God.
next from being captured.
I don't want to see.
This is especially unfortunate, given that this was the point in the procedure at which the dentist's anomalous abilities manifested. The nature of these abilities is still, sadly, unknown. All that was captured by the microphone was moans of pain and the
We're
sounds
still
of crunching
listening in?
as the subject's new teeth crowded into his gum line.
Oh.
After 20 minutes, the procedure was complete, and the dentist handed the subject a bag filled with various oral care items. Eventually, the subject was able to exit the building. When he emerged, he was pale and shaking, with
That is
splatters of blood
disgusting.
down his shirt, and an extreme case of hyperdontia. There were so many teeth present in the subject's mouth that he was unable to speak coherently. He was then taken to Site 334's infirmary, where his hyperdontia was treated, and he was debriefed. After treatment, he was given amnestics and released. At this point, any further experimentation with
Oh, he's cool now.
SCP-5150 was suspended, pending the judgment of the Ethics Committee. No follow-ups were conducted with the test subject. Still, I would be personally curious to know if his ordeal left him with a lifelong phobia of the dentist,
Yeah.
even after the application of amnestics.
No duh.
I certainly don't believe I would ever be the same again.
I mean, this is basically what every young child thinks going to the dentist is like. I remember when I was younger, I thought like, this is what happens at the dentist. They're gonna pull out all of my teeth.
Well, especially when getting braces on. That was like most horrifying dentist experience of my life. That was terrible. Well, it's
You
just
wanna keep talking
hours.
about it?
It's just like a 3-hour long procedure, and you know, and it hurts the whole time. And they got like, and then your mouth hurts really bad afterwards. It's terrible. And it did all my bottom teeth too. And then I never wore my retainer. And then my wisdom teeth came in, and then now everything kind of came together. So it's my fault.
I got my wisdom teeth out. That's why I'm so dumb.
SCP-5150 was placed under containment within Provisional Site 334.
Do not let anybody in there ever again.
A disinformation campaign and cover story for this provisional site was established concerning the fictional Hops Railroad Company. This was intended to hide SCP-5150 and any of its related media, including poster advertisements, newspaper articles, and social media posts. In the event of unauthorized access to SCP-5150, all personnel were required to be detained and immediately transferred to the on-site infirmary upon exiting the building. Excess teeth would be removed and stored there, and personnel would be given a thorough evaluation before being given Class C amnestics. All on-site personnel who interacted with SCP-5150 in an approved capacity were required to carry 1 candy bar containing a minimum of 35 grams of sugar at all times. You may be wondering why these containment procedures are detailed in the past tense. Well, there's a reason for that choice.
They
The
blew
current
it up.
containment procedures are no longer up to date, as the anomaly is no longer adequately contained.
Thank you. Wait,
As of August 1st,
What?
2023, the building originally designated as SCP-5150 is
moved.
completely absent
No.
of anomalous entities or paranormal activity.
Where they at?
It is unknown how or why this shift took place, but the anomaly appears to have moved rather than
Where?
disappeared. On September 22nd, 2023, posters advertising the dental practice of one Dr. John Hendricks
Blow it
were
up.
reported near the city of Greenwood, Indiana. All personnel assigned to Provisional Site 334 have been given a new directive: relocate and recontain SCP-5150 wherever it is migrated to. The dental health of innocent people depends on it. Remember to take good care of your teeth, brush and floss every day, and be sure to attend your regular dental checkups. And of course, always count your teeth before and after an appointment, just in case.
Guys, I found him. I found him. He's in South Carolina.
Whoa, he's got 5-star rating now.
Yeah, probably from all of the workers.
For a YouTube video, we should send Adam there.
No!
10,000
They can't
likes.
take these canines.
It was one of those Parisian mornings that made you think everyone must be living in a painting.
Alec, you're French.
The Eiffel Tower gleamed in the distance, and the city was buzzing with the usual touristy chaos, even though it was still 1951. But
we're going
inside a
back in
small
time.
it's-
drab apartment
Alec, it's when you
just
were
off
born.
the Rue de la Paix, a much less picturesque scene was unfolding. A very large man sat at his
Alec.
kitchen table.
There we
that
go.
was nearly
It's
bubbling.
Alec's dad.
Shut up! Shut up! Hey, we're 5 seconds in the video!
Dude, you're
You
French,
made fun of
you
me
have
4
red hair,
times!
and you eat a
Oh
lot.
my god!
This is you.
Leave me
That is
alone!
no, that can't be Alec, guys. That's got to be like Alec's great-great-great-grandpa.
Please comment, stop the Alec hate! Good lord!
They love it, dude.
I said
They think it's
nothing
coming.
today!
We love you, Alec. We love
Oh god!
you. Now let's watch
Buckling
your
under the weight of the
great-great-great-grandfather
mountain
eat.
of food he had managed to pile on it. He was
Gosh,
alone,
dang!
but it didn't seem to bother him.
Is this
His
SCP called a
stomach,
heart attack?
Round and swollen,
Gobbling those
spilling
glizzies.
over
Oh my
his
God.
waistband like a bloated river. He shoveled
He's
food
making me
into his
hungry.
mouth with a kind of savage delight, his hands greasy and covered in
good.
crumbs. He wasn't eating. He was devouring.
Oh my
This
gosh,
is the world's
Alec.
first
His
ever
beloved
mukbang.
companion for years, perched nervously on the open windowsill, watching the spectacle with growing anxiety.
He might get eaten
Its
next.
green feathers fluttered slightly
is this
in the
the
breeze,
SCP?
but its beady black eyes never left the man.
That's a parrot.
It was almost like the bird was
You never know.
praying the man would stop. But the man wasn't stopping.
No, this is gonna
Not
stop
even
him.
Close.
Dude, I've seen Alec do this at 3 a.m. in the morning one time.
I was gonna say, is anyone else jealous of this guy? This looks awesome. I wish I could eat that much. This looks like heaven to me. I think I want this SCP to take me over.
So far, this isn't an SCP. I think this guy just has an eating disorder.
He's got something, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, this is life.
The man mumbled in French between bites, his mouth too full
was not
for
French.
coherent
Oh
speech.
oui, c'est la
His
vie.
cheeks puffed out like a chipmunk's. He paused for a moment,
Ça, c'est
looking
la
around
vie.
with a satisfied grin.
What's that, Polly? Oh, nothing? Well, you don't know
That
what you're
sounds
missing.
just like Alec's dad. I'm not even
The
kidding.
parrot made a soft, nervous sound in response. It fluttered its wings and shifted uncomfortably. It knew something was wrong.
I was gonna say animals have a sixth sense about these sort of things. So the parrot can obviously tell that there's an SCP, but this man, he has no idea what's about to happen.
Some animals do, not parrots, dude.
Yeah,
it's
parrots
a
are
bird.
stupid.
It's got literally a pea-sized brain.
I agree with
No,
Alec on
but
this one.
it knows. It knows, guys.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, sure.
Why is it
Then
acting all
came
peculiar?
the noise, a strange gurgling sound. At first, it was so faint the man didn't notice.
It's gonna explode.
But then it grew louder, more pronounced. The parrot's feathers fluffed up as it tilted its head, eyes wide in horror.
What's up with this
The
parrot?
man paused, his
It
hand
knows.
halfway to his mouth with more food.
Oh my gosh, one more bite.
He looked
Oh
down
my
at
gosh.
his belly, then back at the parrot, as if he had finally noticed something was off.
That parrot is judging
A
himself.
low,
gotta go
wet,
number
bubbling
2.
sound gurgled from deep inside him. Unnatural.
Oh my
Imagine he
God.
just like lets out a
It was as
huge
if
fart.
A pot of soup was simmering
It's
beneath
not
his
gonna be
skin.
a fart.
His fingers tightened around the edge of the table, knuckles
Hey,
white,
we've all been
breath
there.
coming in short, panicked gasps.
Oh, big turd
He looked at
coming!
his own stomach, his eyes wide with
Go to the toilet!
Then, a disgustingly loud burp. The man leaned back
Oh,
in
there
his
you go.
chair.
Better
his
out than
hand
in.
pressed
That's what
to
I
his
always
stomach.
say.
We almost got it.
That wasn't normal.
He groaned in French.
Maybe the fourth plate of sausages was too much.
You don't
What do you
say.
think, Polly? Should I have a fifth?
The parrot
No!
squawked.
Okay, this guy's actually me, dude. Every time I eat pizza. I'm not,
Finally.
guys, I know that Jack and Adam joke a lot about me eating like all this pizza, whatever. It is, I'll admit, it's pretty true. I'll eat, I order a large size pizza from like a local place too, not some scrubby little Domino's that the pizza's this big. I'm talking real 16-inch meat lovers pizza.
It's big.
And I'll get through 6 slices and I'll be like, ooh, yeah, that hit the spot. But then those last 2 slices are eyeing me up like candy. And I just can't resist.
Alec will turn around to his inanimate Goku object and say, hey, Goku, should I have the 7th and 8th slices? And then Goku will say yes every time.
That's
Its
not
wings,
too far off.
ruffling its feathers like it was trying to escape the scene, but no such luck. The man's stomach gurgled again, this time much louder. And then,
Oh no!
the man exploded.
Whoa!
Just a simple cheap pop. No, this was an all-out a twisted, gory fireworks display, splattering everything in its path. The parrot screamed, the word coming out fast enough to process it.
This parrot's
The parrot
freaking me
shrieked,
out!
Its feathers
got belly
plastered
on
with
him!
pieces of human flesh. It tried to shake them off, frantically flapping its wings.
Polly, want a
but
cracker?
the pieces were
Polly, want a
stuck
cracker?
like sickly
Polly, wanna go
souvenirs
home?
from a disaster movie.
Run,
The
parrot!
man was gone.
Polly wants to wake
But
up
the
from this
parrot was
nightmare.
covered, head to tail.
I
in
hate
his
this parrot. He's
remains.
freaking me
It
out.
looked like a creature straight out of a horror show.
Look away, Kevin!
Mon Dieu!
The parrot muttered, as if it could
I
even
said, "My
process
God."
the nightmare that had just unfolded. It flew out of the window with one final
Bruh.
panicked flap. As
Wow.
it soared into the beautiful Paris sky, pieces of the man's
Ew,
flesh
this is
began
grossing
to
me
fall,
out now. What is
raining
happening?
down like tragic confetti. Meanwhile, down below, a couple, hand in hand,
Wait, I'm sorry to pause it again, but what even is the SCP? Like, what is it? We still have no idea. Bro just ate so much that he exploded.
Yeah, I think whatever the SCP is, it's got to be an infection in your body that forces you to keep eating until you literally explode.
So, but if the SCP is inside him, then doesn't the SCP also die?
Or maybe that's how it
No,
spreads,
look.
Alec. Maybe
Yes.
it's spreading right now.
Oh,
of this-
shoot!
It's like the Last of Us virus.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like in springtime when you blow on the what is it called, a daffodil?
The dandelion.
You blow on the dandelion and to spread it to spread the seed.
Exactly.
And it goes into the
yeah,
wind.
it could spread everywhere. So whoever gets touched by the stuff that's falling from Polly is going to be infected, and then they're going to want to eat everything until there's no food left, and then they all explode.
What if Polly also gets infected? And then Polly turns into a big fat parrot?
Maybe that's how Polly wanted a cracker started.
Oh my god.
Polly wants all the crackers.
Dude, this is crazy.
and strolled near the Eiffel Tower. They were newlyweds, blissfully oblivious to the mess of human gore falling from the sky.
But they're in the moonwalk.
Beautiful here?
One's just
The
gonna fall
woman
right into her
asked,
mouth.
eyes sparkling as her husband snapped a photo of her in front of the tower. Absolutely, he grinned, completely lost in the moment.
This is kind of what I
adjusting
thought
the camera's
diabetes
settings
was
like
when
an
I was like
amateur.
5.
A piece of flesh.
Oh
fell
no,
from the
I
sky,
told you!
landing just a few inches away from them.
Ew.
It hit the ground with a sickening splat.
belly.
The man didn't see it. Neither did the woman.
Good.
They just kept walking, kept
Okay.
giggling. They were in love, in
Aw.
Paris, and nothing
Betty.
could ruin this moment. Above them, the parrot
This
was still
parrot's
flying in a
freaking out.
panic, trying to shake off the remnants of its dearly deceased owner.
Oh.
More flesh dropped scattering on unsuspecting people down below.
It's a
The
super
newlyweds,
spreader.
still lost in their own little world, strolled into a nearby cafe. They found a seat on the terrace, basking in the late morning sun, the world feeling just right. They ordered coffee, croissants, the quintessential Parisian breakfast. The waiter smiled at them, and they smiled back. And all the while, the parrot continued its flight above, still desperately trying to rid itself of the disgusting keepsakes it had been left with from its owner. The parrot's
going
panic was now a
everywhere.
full-blown emergency. With one last act of desperation, mid-flight, the parrot plucked a blood-drenched feather from its side and, in a gesture that could only be
No, it
described
ate
as
it.
pure revulsion, spat it into the air. The
What?
feather tumbled, swirling as it fell, leaving a trail of
It's gonna
blood
land
drops
right
that
into the
scattered
couple's
in every
food.
direction like twisted confetti. 2 drops landed. One hit
Not the
the croissant, the other the cappuccino.
I knew it!
The couple, they were too busy being hopelessly, nauseatingly in love.
Oh no.
Don't eat the croissant!
The woman took a delicate bite of the croissant,
No.
as if it
No!
were the most sacred
Stay
thing in
petite,
the world.
woman!
No,
As her
it's
teeth
your
not
figure,
flared
raspberry.
keep your
with
figure.
rubbery goodness,
I don't know if I can
she
watch
didn't
this.
feel the tiny drop of blood that had seeped into it. She didn't
Oh
taste
my
it.
God,
she
bro.
just
Oh my gosh.
smiled and
Oh
sighed.
my God,
blissfully
bro.
It's the same
unaware
thing that happened to
of
Alex'
the
mom 20
bizarre
years ago.
fate The universe
Oh my
had
God,
decided.
bro. What?
What?
Alec, why'd you say that?
You pause it.
What do you mean? Why did I pause it? What do you mean? Why did I pause it?
It's just commentary.
What is that
channel.
for?
It was like, it's a commentary channel. I'm making a comment.
This is ridiculous.
Guys, let's all just get along, okay? This SCP's making us all on edge right now. We gotta lock in.
This is slanderous.
We should definitely move on. I'm gonna press play.
Had decided to hand her.
Unbelievable.
Eyes half closed, leaned back and took a long sip of his cappuccino.
Who's that guy, Adam?
The blood drops sinking unnoticed into the foam.
I don't know.
Perfect.
He's
he
my
muttered,
op.
savoring the taste. If only he'd known what he'd just consumed.
Gosh.
The couple
probably tastes so
continued
good.
their feast,
You're dead. You're
oblivious.
dead.
Croissants are
They
better than
didn't
bread.
see the parrot still circling above them, trying to shake off the last pieces of their gruesome passenger. The couple didn't even notice the tiny bits of human flesh falling like sickly rain around them, splashing on
Why
the
is it
cobblestone
following them?
streets or landing
Is
on
everybody
random
in France
bystanders.
blind?
The city was
Oh.
too beautiful, and they were too in love. But all good things must come to an end. Their honeymoon had been a whirlwind of romance.
Are they about to go back to the
croissants,
United
and
States?
Incredible coffee.
No, do not
But
bring
like
that back
all
here.
perfect things, it had
That's
a
why
time
Americans are
limit.
so fat, probably.
A few weeks later, they boarded the plane home, and that's when things took a strange turn. Something wasn't right. The couple,
they gonna
who had once
explode?
been wrapped in a
they're
warm,
probably
blissful
so
bubble,
hungry.
now sat next to each other in uncomfortable silence. The warmth that surrounded them wasn't the kind of warmth that came from love or
boy.
passion. No, this was different.
Here we go.
It was
Oh,
an
Adam did this
internal
one
heat,
time.
a fire they couldn't escape.
Come on, that's a story that you gotta tell.
I already-
Adam.
we already
You
told
gotta
the
tell
story.
it. No, but not everyone heard it. The people want it again, Adam.
Nobody wants
the
it. I'm
people
pressing
want it
play.
again. What?
The woman wiped her brow
Just
with the
picture
back of her
Adam
hand,
as the woman
her face
when we're watching
flushed,
this.
Her eyes squinting. She looked at her husband with a confused frown.
Do you feel hot?
He pulled at his shirt collar, trying to loosen it.
Yeah. I thought it was just me.
They exchanged a quick look, but neither of them had an answer for these strange discomforts
about to
creeping over
happen.
them. Their earlier bliss had quickly dissolved.
This is not
into
what
a
happened to the
dull
other guys.
unease.
Body?
A flight attendant passed by, looking overly chipper.
Can I get you anything else to make you more comfortable?
The husband smiled weakly.
Sausage!
Water would be good, thanks.
She nodded and returned a few moments later, placing napkins and water in front of
There
them.
better be ice in
There
that
you go.
cup, or
Anything
I would
else?
slap her.
The woman shook her head,
What?
trying to smile,
Just kidding,
trying to
Adam.
look happy and grateful, but the sweat on her brow told a different story. The flight attendant walked away. With every passing moment, the couple just felt worse.
All right, drink the
The
water.
heat was growing.
So wait, I'm kind of curious, like you were saying, Adam, when does it turn from sickness into I need to eat everything on God's green earth? When does that switch happen?
I don't know. Maybe it's the air pressure. Maybe this isn't even a symptom of the SCP.
I'm just now realizing too. Jack, you think is Adam wearing a bra right now? What is he wearing?
That has nothing to do with the video.
I think it's or maybe it's like a handbag that you take to the grocery store.
You talk about not what the people want to see and hear. This is what the people want. You think I want to wear
Bananas
this?
in there?
People want
Bro,
this.
you chose to put that on.
People,
you chose to
I
sit in
didn't
that
choose
chair.
anything. People decide. I posted a community poll.
Adam, you can wear clothes. We're gonna get views even if you wear clothes. It's okay.
No, it's 2025. I have to show shoulder or we're not going to get clicks.
You don't need to have a nip slip, Adam.
Adam is showing off
It's
his
okay.
trapezoids.
I'm trying to get us to 10 million subs, guys.
Guys, comment down below. Bra or no bra for Adam?
Please, bra. I mean, no bra. Put clothes on, Adam.
No, bro, I'm taking it off.
Growing, crawling up from their stomachs to their heads. The plane had become an oven, the air too thick to breathe, yet there was no obvious reason for it.
Maybe the plane's just too hot.
The husband muttered, pulling at his collar again.
Is he gonna
He
jump
reached
off?
for the water, but it didn't help. It didn't do anything. Nothing helped. Not the
Yeah, what
water,
is about
not
to
the
happen?
napkins, not even the air
Try
conditioning.
food.
When they finally made it back home,
Oh, they
things
made it.
took an even stranger,
That was
more
easy.
unnerving turn. It wasn't immediate. Nothing
go
ever
ahead.
is. But after a few weeks,
Oh,
the
wait.
couple's
Oh my God.
appetites
Oh, here we
had
go.
become a bottomless
Okay, so
pit.
a couple weeks
It
went
wasn't
by.
just the
This
usual
is like from
vacation
Spirited Away
cravings.
when they turn into
No,
pigs.
this was different.
So wait, I'm starting to think that the SCP is probably inside of their gut, right? It's like some sort of parasite that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it explodes out, and we just didn't see what came out of the giant guy. There's probably some creature that was growing inside of him because he was pregnant with it.
You know, if you have worms, not that like I've ever had worms before, I haven't. But if you do, it does make you want to eat a lot more because the worms actually eat the food that you eat. So it's kind of like that.
Same idea exactly, except this thing will
Adam,
explode.
don't look at me like that.
You should keep those stories to yourself, Alec.
I know, I said that never happened to me.
You know too
No
much
more
about
story
worms.
times.
You know way too much about worms and not
I've
have had
never
it.
had worms
Nobody
before.
goes and looks up worm facts for fun. Only people that had it and need medical assistance look that up.
Alec has had worms. Adam has pooped on a plane door. It happens to everybody, guys.
They found themselves standing in front of the fridge at all hours, just staring at it like zombies. They opened the door, peered inside, and started eating
This is
without
literally me
thinking.
and Alec at 1
It was like
a.m.
a primal instinct had taken over. Suddenly, nothing else mattered. Nothing but the gnawing hunger that called
These are
at
like the
them from
parents in
inside.
Spirited Away.
Two mouths wide open, eyes glazed over. They
just said
devoured whatever they could find. Leftovers from last night's dinner, half-empty jars of pickles, cheese that was maybe a week past its expiration
Gotta
date.
go grocery
It
shopping.
didn't matter. If it was edible,
That is
it
you
was
guys.
fair game. The
Alec and
fridge
Adam eat
became
raw
their
food
new
all the
best
time,
friend.
and expired
They
food.
just couldn't stop. One evening, the tension finally bubbled over. The last piece of
Oh my
chicken
God, they're gonna kill
sitting
each
there
other.
on the dinner table like a cruel temptation
what-
was just waiting for them to fight over.
Do you think the guy will get so hungry that he'll literally eat the girl?
Do you guys think they'll split it, kill each other, or put it up there? No.
Guys, this is more Back Bros, not Dora the Explorer, okay?
Can you guys find Adam's nose? You found it.
I'm
Muy
pressing play.
gracias.
I'm pressing play. This is ridiculous.
Is Adam wearing a bra?
It's playing!
They both reached for
Let's
it
check
at the
the
same
map.
time. Their hands met in midair, fingers brushing like some sad.
Oh,
twisted
they're gonna fight
dance.
over it.
No, I was gonna eat that.
The wife screeched,
Oh, snap.
her voice high with the desperation
Hit her!
she was
Come
too
on,
embarrassed
hit
to
her!
admit.
Be a gentleman.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
The husband shot back,
Oh, snap!
grabbing the chicken and pulling
Oh,
it closer
no.
to his plate.
Backhand!
Oh, you shouldn't have
This
done
is
that,
Adam
buddy.
and his
The
girlfriend.
fight didn't even
Backhand!
make sense. They were
No,
both stuffed,
no, Alec,
but the
no
chicken,
violence.
that
1-2
sad
McGregor,
last
3-4
little piece
Mayweather.
was like some kind of sacred prize.
Why don't we just split it,
Their
guys?
first fight wasn't about anything important, just food. Yet it felt like everything. Voices rose, tempers flared, the argument
guys
spiraled
hearing
into
voices?
a mess of accusations
Yeah,
and
they're
ridiculous
talking.
claims. At some point, it all became a blur, like two animals fighting over the last morsel of meat from a hunt.
Two bananas
And then
fighting over
the wife
a banana.
snapped. Without warning, she stormed to the kitchen, slamming the refrigerator door open.
Fine.
She shouted, her face twisted in anger.
I'll just make myself my own dinner.
She pulled out
Oh,
an entire
yo!
chicken from the fridge like it was the last
Why are they
supper.
fighting over a wing? They
Without
have the whole
thinking,
chicken.
She set it on the counter and began to prepare it, cutting it up with a feverish, almost violent energy. The husband sat at the table, shocked for a moment. His hand reached for the last piece of chicken on his plate, then dropped it. Something nudged it out of his daze.
He dropped
With a
it?
slight chuckle, he walked into the kitchen and smiled at his wife.
Well, look at that. Our first fight. This will be a good story to tell the grandkids, huh?
But the wife wasn't having it. Not now. Not when she was starving.
Oh,
practically
she-
Silent
shaking with
treatment.
hunger.
Are you serious?
Oh, God.
Her face flushed.
Can't you see I'm starving? What's wrong with you?
She shoved him away, as if his presence was
I
the
don't
last
think I
thing
ever
she
want a
needed.
girlfriend.
You ate the last piece. You don't understand.
Her breath was quick, sharp, her entire being focused on one thing. Food.
I'm so scared.
More food.
I'm so
The
scared.
husband backed off, his attempt at humor falling flat.
Hey, I didn't mean to.
Wait, is he
But
not
she didn't
infected?
listen. The absurdity
I
of it
think he
all
is.
was lost
She's
on her.
more infected.
The argument was ridiculous, yes, but her hunger was something
Women,
else
Adam.
entirely. Something very real. She finished cooking the chicken, her hands trembling with frustration.
Just kidding.
as she
She's
piled
going
her
bare
plate high.
hands with the chicken.
The husband, too stunned to say anything else, just stood
That's
there
gotta
in
be
the kitchen
hot.
doorway, watching the woman he'd married devour an entire meal like it was the last one she'd ever had.
This is when he knew
And
she
for
was the
some
one.
reason, it
That's
felt
pretty
like
attractive.
it was. The tension didn't let up. It built, like the slow burn of a fire that nobody notices until the whole house
Oh,
is
she's gonna
engulfed.
explode.
Several weeks later, the wife's sister showed up, expecting a warm welcome and stories of their romantic Parisian adventure.
look like twins.
She had visions of croissants and Eiffel Tower photos, of love-filled conversations and laughter. But when she walked through that door, she found something else entirely.
She's gonna think she's
The
pregnant.
couple was different.
Obesity!
They were, for lack of a better word, bigger. Sure, they
They
had
did that
gained
over, like,
weight,
a few
but it wasn't
weeks.
just that. Their once cheerful, carefree energy had transformed into something less endearing,
This is actually really
something
scary.
raw, something
The American
aggressive,
dream.
something hungry. The wife was sitting at the kitchen table, elbows deep in
What's she even
a
eating?
tub of
1,
peanut
2,
butter,
3, 4
dipping a
chins.
spoon in it like it
tub
was her
of peanut
job.
butter with a
Her
spoon?
eyes
They
were
don't even
glassy,
look the
and
same.
she was making
Okay, I gotta be honest here, guys. I have done that before. Jack has seen me do that before. If you've never taken just like a tub of peanut butter and just taken a spoon and eaten half of it, you've never lived before. I don't condone it. I wouldn't say it's a good thing to do. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm just saying, at some point in your life, just maybe give it a shot.
It's even better with Nutella sometimes.
Don't double dip though unless you own the peanut butter.
I double dip with my fingers.
You're like
He's not
a
even
monkey.
kidding. He's disgusting.
Alec has been infected with this SCP multiple times.
Yes, he's done that
I've
with
eaten
my
it.
peanut butter too. It's mine, and then he puts it back like nothing happened. Like I
I'm
watched
the
him do
only
it,
one. I'm the only one that's ever beaten this SCP.
and it's still getting you right now.
This might be you as an SCP.
It's a war, constant war every day.
You guys live together in harmony.
strange, content noises, as if she were in a trance. Her husband.
Oh my God.
His hand constantly
Dude, is that
moving to his
Nikocado?
mouth, shoving
It looks like the
crackers
dude
into
from
it
the
like his
Minecraft
life
movie.
depended on it. Every so often, he'd stop, wipe his mouth, and glance at the fridge like it was a secret lover he couldn't quit.
Hey yo.
The sister, standing in the doorway, had the kind of expression you'd expect when you've just walked into
Nope,
a
that's
crime
not politically
scene.
correct. You can't make that face anymore.
She muttered under her breath before forcing a smile.
You guys look amazing. How's everything been?
Wow.
didn't have to
Wife
do all
didn't
that.
look up. She
guys
just
look
took another
amazing.
spoonful of peanut butter and without even chewing, mumbled.
Great.
The husband paused in his pacing.
Yeah, great. If you're starving all the time.
The sister, feeling awkward, shuffled into the living room,
I don't
eyeing
even
the
know what I
couple
would do.
as if they might attack at any moment.
So, Paris, huh? How was it? Any fun stories?
The wife lifted her head, crumbs falling from her mouth.
Stories? Oh, sure. A lot of stories. But we've been busy.
She licked some peanut butter off the lid, as if it were the most normal thing in the world. The sister, trying to make small talk, glanced at her.
I've done that.
You look different. Have you
Not that weird.
been eating well?
The wife narrowed her eyes.
Oh,
The
you shouldn't have
sister
said that.
stammered, her
Oh
eyes
my
flicking
gosh.
to the husband for support.
She's starting to
He
look
was
more and
too
more
busy
like
with his
queso.
crackers, looking completely uninterested in helping her out. She looked back at the wife, who had somehow now managed to finish an entire jar
Hey,
of
yo!
peanut butter.
That's impressive.
Are you pregnant?
There was an uncomfortable pause.
Is he pregnant?
Excuse me?
The wife snapped, standing up so suddenly that the chair scraped loudly
Ah,
against
she
the
shouldn't have
floor.
said that.
Pregnant? Are you calling me fat?
Catfight!
Oh
Sister
God!
froze, her face
Abort!
turning beet
Abort!
red.
Get out of there! You cannot run her.
With the size change, maybe you had a bun in the oven?
It's going down. It's
There
going
was a
down.
silence so thick.
What in
She's
the
got-
oven?
she's
She's
got a
got
couple
100.
The wife
She's
turned
got
from
100 buns.
shock to
She ate them
rage.
all for
A
breakfast.
bun?
She's
You
got
think
3 buns
I've got
hiding under
a
that
bun
chin.
in the oven?
She spat the
You think I have a bun in the oven?
Yeah, we
She
heard
might
her.
eat
What
her
do you-
sister.
I just thought it was funny.
Do you guys think if this SCP infected Queso and he exploded, would the world survive?
Yeah.
I think so. But a lot of people are getting infected.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be a level 8 earthquake about to happen when this lady starts running at her sister. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Guys.
Everybody brace yourself.
Oh my gosh, Alec. That's so funny.
She spat the words out like they were poisonous. The husband, completely unfazed, shrugged.
What's wrong with a bun? We all need a bun.
The
The
husband's
sister
kind of chill.
was now
to be
regretting
honest.
every word she'd ever spoken in her life. She took a small step back,
Her whole
trying
life?
to hide behind the doorframe.
I didn't mean anything by it. I just...
Before she could finish, the wife stormed
Oh,
past
God!
into the kitchen.
I'm starving.
Tie-in!
She
Class
muttered,
3 tie-in!
practically kicking open the pantry door.
There's never enough food in this house.
Meanwhile, across the street, an elderly neighbor had been watching the whole exchange through
Oh
her
my
window.
gosh.
Her old eyes narrowed with a smirk with the unfolding scene. She'd been watching for
She's a,
weeks
she's a
over there?
peeping
since the
granny.
Newlyweds moved in. She had a perfect view of their kitchen
Mind your
and
business,
living room.
Granny.
She'd seen everything.
Kathy's
The
getting
endless
some
trips
weight,
to the
huh?
fridge, the food hoarding,
you call the cops on
strange
that?
stares.
We got 2
Peered through the
people.
curtains, one hand on her
Eating
chin like she was observing a
lot.
wildlife documentary.
Oh my.
She muttered with a grin.
It's getting worse.
Back inside the house, things
Good
were
comms,
escalating.
Granny.
The husband, looking confused and defeated, started rummaging through the
Is he playing
pantry like he
peekaboo?
was looking for the Holy Grail.
He's turning into a
Where's
cat.
the last box of cereal?
He muttered, as if he hadn't just eaten an entire pizza an hour ago. The wife, now holding a frying pan, turned around.
Oh,
What
that's
are you doing?
cookie dough on there.
She
It's so
demanded.
good.
This is my meal. Don't even think about it.
The sister, realizing she was clearly out of her depth, tried to make a quick exit. She grabbed her purse and made her way to the door, but not before the wife shot her a look so cold it felt like a punch to the gut. The husband didn't even acknowledge the sister as she rushed out the door.
Oh my god.
He was too busy rifling through the junk drawer in search of something, anything to eat.
What the?
As the door slammed
Scissors?
shut behind her, the elderly neighbor, still watching from across the street, leaned back in her chair, content. She took a slow
She's
sip
loving
of her
it.
tea.
She's watching a
The
nature
honeymoon's
documentary.
over.
She said with a smirk.
Let's see how long they last now.
Later
Okay,
that
this-
night,
she's
the
crazy.
inevitable came,
That's
and it
crazy.
came with a ferocity that no one, least of all the couple, could have anticipated. The wife was sitting at the
Bro.
kitchen table. She was halfway through a bowl of leftover pasta. She slurped down the spaghetti, not even bothering to chew properly. Her
Oh, yeah.
eyes were distant, glazed over,
Time to
consumed by this
explode.
insatiable hunger that had long passed the point of normalcy. Then it happened. A
No.
low,
God.
gurgling noise erupted from deep within her. The sound was grotesque, like something was boiling inside her, just waiting to escape. Her body stiffened, and for a moment, her eyes locked onto the plate in front of her, as if she thought it might save her. But it was too late. Her chest heaved, her face contorted in agony, and with a horrific,
Ew.
unearthly pop, her body exploded.
Why do I
It
feel like the
wasn't a
husband's
balloon
about to start
popping.
eating her?
No, it was a full-on eruption. Flesh,
Clean up
blood,
on aisle
and
4.
half
I
wonder if
digested
the old
pasta
bat saw that.
splattered across the room in every direction. The force was so powerful
Ew,
that
dude.
the walls were splattered with pieces of her body, and the table was flipped over
I
in
can't
the
even
chaos.
look. This is
For a
disgusting.
moment, there was only silence. Then the
Oh my
husband,
God.
who had been sitting across the table, froze. His eyes, wide and glassy, stared
If
at
he
the
keeps
empty
eating,
space
bro, I
where his
swear.
wife had been.
He has
His
to.
mouth still open, the spoon hovering in midair, forgotten. He blinked
No way.
twice,
You won't.
slowly processing what had just happened. He
Jack,
didn't
stop!
scream. He didn't even flinch. He
Jack,
simply
no!
reached over
Hit Jack.
as though
Do
it was
it.
the most natural thing in the world and
Everybody
took the bowl
eat.
of pasta off
No,
the
you're
table.
taking the
He
same
didn't
bowl
even
of
bother to
pasta
check
that
if
she
it was
just
safe.
blew up, Dom.
He didn't care.
Oh my God.
He ate it, shoveling the food into his mouth without pause,
Nah.
his
Oh
eyes
my
still
God.
locked on the empty space. As he chewed, he heard
That's
a
the
strange
definition of
gurgling
dialed.
sound. It was faint at
Bro,
first.
he's
then
committed.
it grew louder. The gurgling
committed to
turned
the
into a
bit.
deep, unsettling rumble. He looked down at his stomach, his eyes growing
5,
wide with
4,
realization.
3,
His breathing
2,
became shallow, his
1.
fingers tightening around the bowl. The rumbling
this
grew
is sad.
louder, more insistent. He could feel it in
Poor
his
guy.
gut, the pressure building, the boiling
Maybe the bird
heat.
comes back.
It was coming for him. He knew it was coming for him.
This is the origin
In a
story
final,
of the Burger
desperate
King.
attempt, he shoved the last of the pasta into his mouth, chewing like a
No,
man
you
who thought he
idiot.
could outrun death with carbs. He chewed
probably
faster,
mostly blood.
more frantically. His
not
eyes
salt.
were
He's
just
wild,
carbo loading.
his breath ragged. The explosion was just as violent as the wife's. His body detonated with a force that sent pieces of him flying in every direction. The kitchen was destroyed in an instant. The walls,
I'm guessing
the
Granny
ceiling,
was
the
watching the
counters,
whole thing.
Nothing
Yep.
was safe from
Yeah,
the
she's
fallout.
probably loving
It was as
this.
though the entire house had been hit by a bomb, and in a way, It had. The room fell into silence once again. Across the street, the elderly neighbor, who had been watching from her kitchen window, didn't know what to do. She's
got to feel responsible.
If you see that, do you tell anybody? Because if you do, they might think that you're clinically insane.
For like watching a couple, you mean?
No, like let's say you were like, hey, I watched these two people eat until they literally combusted and exploded. Like that, like who's gonna believe that?
That's true. I was thinking like the detectives that come in and try to figure out like what happened. There's no way that they would ever guess like, oh, this is a classic case of ate too much. Classic case of cereal at 2 a.m.
We got a ba-da-ba-ba-ba on scene 4.
2 creepers got too close to a human.
No, not funny, Adam.
She'd been spying on them for weeks, those strange, hungry people across the way. She'd seen their odd behaviors, their constant trips to the fridge. But this was something else. Her hands started shaking.
No duh, Granny.
Did she really just see that? 2 people explode? She took a few steps backward.
She has not been taking her medication.
Her mind raced.
The grandkids will never believe this one.
What she saw was just a trick of the light, or maybe it was just her age.
Take your Adderall, Granny.
Dementia? No, she had seen it with her own eyes.
She's schizophrenic.
The horror, the explosions. She grabbed the phone.
Send her to a home care.
She has a rotary phone.
She relayed the bizarre circumstances
oh wait,
she witnessed
it
to the
is
dispatcher.
1950.
The anomaly was pinged by the Foundation, who was always watching and always listening. By the time the emergency responders arrived, the scene had already been secured by the Foundation.
What, those G-Wagons?
Their agents had already disguised themselves as paramedics,
that was the Model
moving
T.
quickly and efficiently, as if this was just another day at the office. They swept through the house, carefully taking photos and collecting evidence from the remnants of the explosion. Samples were taken, blood and tissue analyzed, the walls and floor scanned for signs of anything unusual. They moved with a precision that was almost surgical, as if the horror they were witnessing was just another puzzle to solve.
Oh my god.
By the next morning, photos of the incident had been leaked to the national media. The coverage was everywhere.
Thanks a lot,
2
Granny.
people just poof, gone. No warning, no reason. Some reporters claimed it was a freak accident. Others suggested it was some sort of serial killer on the loose.
Murder-suicide.
Regardless of the context, the public couldn't stop talking about it. People speculated, hypothesized, and made up stories. They needed answers. The Foundation tried to control the narrative, but the only thing they could do was plant seeds of doubt that these apparent cases of spontaneous human combustion were nothing but a hoax. SCP-081 is a delightful little virus
Finally,
that turns your
facts.
unhealthy eating habits into a literal explosive event.
Oh, yes,
This
we knew
virus,
it.
which can be spread by rats, intimate
not
contact,
the
or even
rats.
infected blood, gets to work by hijacking your fat cells and immune system. Its goal? To make you eat everything in sight until your body reaches a point where you explode in a fiery, uncontrollable burst
gotta be a
of
cure.
internal combustion. The virus progresses in 4 stages. First, you start off feeling a bit fatigued, like you've just had a rough week, but nothing too alarming. Then, in the second stage, your body starts to get hot, really hot. Hot flashes hit you like you're in the middle of a heat wave, and you develop an insatiable hunger. You can't stop eating. By the third stage, you're consuming
that's
food
stage
like
2.
there's no tomorrow, but no matter how much you eat,
Okay.
the hunger never goes away. Your body's metabolism slows to a crawl as you gain weight faster than you can count your calories. Finally, in stage 4, your body reaches 55% body fat, and that's when the real fun begins.
55.
At
I
this
think there's
point,
people in
you'll
the
be
world
so
that's
full,
higher than
so
55.
bloated,
Oh,
and
yeah,
yet
there are.
still hungry.
They didn't
your body
explode
will
yet.
start to turn on itself, and you'll spontaneously combust.
Did you guys know that there's actually a real life equivalent to this called Prader-Willi syndrome, where you can never feel like you're full, so you just keep eating until your stomach explodes inside of your body? Did you guys know that?
I didn't know that until now.
So the answer was no, Adam.
You gotta be careful, guys.
No, but I believe it just because there are some people that are literally 1,000 pounds out there, which is like, how is that possible? How do you possibly eat that much?
Big Macs are delicious. Taco Bell's pretty delicious. Like, I get it. I really do.
Well, if you can't get full, I would get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Exactly. Adam, can you tell us more about that?
I didn't know it until now.
Sure, dude.
The explosion is violent, fiery, and a little too much like a bad cooking experiment gone wrong. SCP-081 first gained attention after a series of spontaneous combustion cases in the early 20th century, with the infamous incident involving Mary Reeser in 1951.
Oh, yep.
However, it turns out this virus isn't a new phenomenon. It's been around since 1763, possibly even longer. And most of those earlier mysterious, spontaneous combustion incidents can likely be chalked up to this virus. It wasn't until the 20th century, with increasing access to food and a drop in malnutrition, that SCP-081 cases skyrocketed. The virus's spread and infection rate are higher in modern times, particularly in places like North America, where the average person is more likely to be well-fed.
That's where we are!
Overfed.
I called it.
SCP-081 is now classified as a Euclid hazardous pathogen, though the real kicker is that the virus only affects those with a particular genetic predisposition to fat accumulation. So, in the grand scheme of things, the lesson is, next time you're about to chow down on that second plate of lasagna, think twice. You might just go out with a bang, and not the kind you're hoping for. Empty bottle shatters against the ground, sending shards of glass across the tarmac. The teens, fueled by adrenaline and cheap booze, are having a wild night. And it's just getting started. After getting booted from the local arcade for causing a scene and grabbing some greasy budget burritos from a local Mexican takeout joint, their journey led them here, the local park.
Gobbling that.
For the two high school seniors, the playground equipment was the perfect canvas for their artistic vision.
What
They
are
laughed
they doing?
as they planned the graffiti and lewd sketches that would cover the slides and
I hate
monkey
high
bars
school
by
seniors.
dawn.
Little
But
rats.
before any of that can happen, a wave of childhood nostalgia washes over them. Why not go on some of the rides, for old time's sake? It's not like anybody would ever know what they did here tonight.
Is this SCP going to be the playground? Oh my gosh.
I used to swing on the swing sets with my friends, and we would play a game. We would swing back and forth next to each other and try to spit on each other as we...
That's pretty cool.
One time, I like loogied, got on his face, and like it was just like dangling down. Never forget it.
So you were the original Hawk Tua girl. I mean, person.
That's a good point, Jack.
Well done, Alec.
Alec might be this SCP.
In the worst way possible.
That
Little
is
do they
gross.
know, something extremely dangerous is lurking. Something that wants to cause them terrible, terrible harm.
Whoa.
In a way that,
Mordor?
even after it happens, they'll
What
never
the
truly
flip is that?
understand. By morning, as the first rays of sunlight glint
Oh, it's
off
the
the
slide.
spruce-soaked grass,
I think
it
it's the
becomes
slide.
clear. The teens never made it home. Their panicked parents call the police and register their concern. This isn't like them. They never stay out this long. The search.
Okay, why do I not believe that for 3 seconds? They look like they do that every single night. And I'm not saying that they deserve this, but I mean, come on. Out of all of the people, they didn't seem like great people.
Hey,
don't
just because
judge
she has a little
them.
blue hair, come on.
No, they were just being maniacs. They were graffitiing all of the playground, like...
Not all high school seniors are bad, Jack, right, Alec?
Right. Wait, what does that mean?
Like, they're not all bad. Like, some are good, right, Alec?
Some of them are good,
All
some
right.
of them are bad.
Calls go out to local radio shows and TV stations. Concerned citizens
That dude
staple
has a
missing
beard.
posters to telephone poles. By evening, the streets and nearby woods are filled with
I
volunteers.
just knew something was gonna go wrong.
Walking in lines, clutching
don't like
flashlights,
this.
calling out names into the approaching darkness.
I really don't like this.
Police bring in the usual suspects.
Here we go.
Locals with a criminal
feel bad
history
for the
that
parents.
indicate they
It's
might
him,
be a
it's
danger
him.
to local
Oh my God.
teenagers.
Yo!
But it doesn't turn up any meaningful
What the
evidence.
flip?
Wait a second, they just beat up the old man? What the...
I mean, no, that's messed up.
Why are you laughing?
Crazy.
Well, we know what he did. That dude deserved it.
Well, he was registered, you know.
Toucher?
We don't know exactly, but yeah, he shouldn't have gotten beat up. And obviously, he didn't even do it because it was the SCP.
He could be the SCP. We've seen
Employed
people
by
be
the local
SCPs
council
before.
sweeps up the glass from the broken whiskey bottle at
Whoa,
the
whoa,
playground.
whoa.
As the mother watches the cleaner dump the broken glass into a garbage bag, her little boy is playing on the jungle gym with his friends. The
Don't
mother's
make a
hand
comment.
snakes
Do
towards
not
her
make a
pocket,
comment.
then stops. She fights the urge to reach for the pack of smokes, worrying what the other mothers will think of her if she does. It's been a stressful month, the latest of many. She doesn't have time to worry about anything else. Hell, she hasn't even heard about the missing teens. Mommy, look how high I can climb. She forces a smile as she watches her boy.
Why does that dude have the voice of like a 45-year-old, but he's a little boy?
Mommy, look how high I can climb.
I think it might have been Dr. Bob doing a voice.
I think it was. That was so good. I think Dr. Bob voices every single character, and I love it.
Reach the top of the ropes. That smile almost becomes genuine when she sees how happy her son looks. And then her phone starts to ring.
Here we go.
It's him. again.
Oh, poop.
Oh,
Poop man.
Soon to be
Don't answer it, trust me.
Alex, stop calling her.
Trust me, you do not want to answer that.
She sighs and walks away from the playground for a moment.
Big
She
mistake.
doesn't want their son to hear them having another long-distance shouting match. When the humiliation ritual is over, she returns to the playground.
No, he's gonna be
Her
gone.
son's
No.
gonna be gone.
She notices it immediately.
No.
Her son isn't
Oh,
there.
let's think of a random name for the
She
little
feels
kid.
the
Let's call him
panic pierce her
Adam.
chest in that instant,
Where's Adam?
But tries to keep her composure. She
Adam?
asks one of the other mothers what happened, and they seem just as confused as her.
Oh my.
I think he just
Alex,
went
Mom,
down the
where is
slide,
he?
One of them says.
This
I
slide
wasn't
is the
looking, I'm sorry,
SCP. I'm
says
calling
the
it
other.
right now. I'm calling
The
it.
fear is impossible to suppress now. The mother
Where's
screams her
Adam?
child's name, but there's no
Where did Adam
response.
go?
Okay, are you talking about me?
She cli-
You keep saying Adam. Are you talking to me or are you talking to that Adam?
No, I'm talking to the little boy Adam.
Why would you pick the only name that is in this group of people? You could have picked any other name.
I don't know. It just came to me. I don't know.
Okay, can I be at least like Adam 1 and that's Adam 2?
No.
Guys, I think
Structure,
it's about to
and
get
looks
really
down the
scary.
shaft of the metal tube slide.
It's definitely about to get really
Her
scary.
voice echoes down
no,
as
it's
she
normal
calls the
slide.
name again and again.
I'm putting on my jump
Her
scare
horrified
goggles.
screaming just pours out the
Whoa.
other side.
What is that?
Soon enough, one mother's
Looks like
panic
potato
affects
chips.
the
Oscar
entire
the
town.
Grouch.
Okay, that is Alex
Three
kid in the
mis-
future.
You know, I just realized this playground doesn't have mulch. Never trust a playground that is on grass. No wonder there's freaky stuff going on. This is disgusting. This should be illegal. What is this?
Alec, I 100% agree. And do we think maybe there's a very small chance that this kid is the SCP?
No,
Doesn't-
just because he's fat and has red hair, guys.
Doesn't he look like Alex's son and like he's waiting for his friend to go on the slide to spit on his face? Like he's like,
This kid looks like he already beats his wife. Come on, guys, that was good.
I just called him your son and you followed it with that?
Well, I'm not agreeing with that part. I'm just saying this guy definitely drinks Monster Energy and hits women.
He's 7 years old.
And he's 7 years old.
Uncalled for, Alex.
Missing people in 12 hours. 2 teens, 1 child.
They have
Could there
a
be
creepy
kidnapper
smile.
involved? It doesn't take the papers
A new
long to
victim?
start running with it.
Serial
Police
killer!
search every inch of the playground, the fields beyond it, and even the nearby forest. But they don't find anything. The mother gives her statement to the police, and soon after,
Oh, she didn't go
her
down the
estranged
slide.
husband is also brought in for
Big
questioning.
mistake.
Why do
It
they
soon
show him
goes
as a
from
poop?
local news
Dude, they gotta
to
find a better
national
photo of this guy.
syndication. Extra police are soon sent in from external departments to widen the search, as phones within tens of miles of the incident give the frightening buzz of Amber Alerts. The first 24-hour window is the most important, but as the hours draw on, the hopes
He is
start
creepy.
to dwindle, and the local police precinct is starting to catch flack for their ineptitude. One person who isn't getting that same blowback is the
Oprah
mother.
Winfrey.
Soon
Is that
enough,
Oprah?
she's
Yeah.
America's favorite terrified mother. Her email inbox is full of tabloid newspapers and online outlets begging for exclusives. They want to know how she's feeling right now. Does she have any theories as to what happened? Is there anything she'd like to say to
Dude, this is so messed up. And this is what happens all of the time when there's a missing persons report. All the news, they go right to the person and they start asking them questions when they don't care. They don't want to answer any questions because they just want to find the missing person.
They want to use the emotions of this person for a story to get clicks and views.
They just want to milk it for all it's worth because they just want to make money, and it is messed up. I'm putting my foot down. No!
I just noticed, what are you two wearing?
When you see when it gets very scary, I cover up.
I have a different outfit for every day of the week, and this is my Tuesday outfit.
This is my I don't want to get scared outfit.
Adam, is that your Cheetos outfit that you eat Cheetos in so that you can't see the dust on your clothes?
That's his big nose outfit.
Adam's nose could be an SCP.
has her son locked up
What
in
the
some
heck?
basement compound. The mother is part of every search party, every night. She tromps through the undergrowth, shouting her son's name. But
Okay,
soon,
now I'm starting to believe
the tone of
Alec might be the
search
SCP.
starts to change.
Okay.
Police and search parties stop walking through forests and knocking on doors. Instead,
Not
they
this
start
guy
calling
again.
Jeffrey
riverbeds
Dahmer?
and digging through gravel
They already
pits.
beat him up.
Nobody says it, but the subtext is clear. They're not looking for a little boy anymore. They're looking for his
Oh,
body.
yeah, too
Little
much
by
time
little,
has passed.
even the most ardent supporters start to peel away. It's not exciting anymore. It's grim and depressing. But even that isn't nearly as awful as what's about to happen.
Even his ghost is creepy.
Slowly, at first, and then with all the speed and intensity of an avalanche, the media and then the public
Of course.
begins to turn on her.
Well, why?
The
Why?
headlines go from being kind and sympathetic to indifferent description of just how long the fruitless search has gone on.
Oh
to
my
active
gosh.
cruelty. Doesn't the mother seem like she's taking all of this too
Oh, they're trying to blame her for the murder. She's gonna get put in prison.
Suspicious. The headlines are the lit match thrown into the
Oh my
tinderbox.
gosh, that's messed up.
The conspiracy theories start flying
Jack,
online.
that's your name.
Internet sleuths intent on getting to the bottom of this, to finding a more believable angle.
I'm not even gonna say it. It's not worth the joke. Never mind.
It's true. This is what happens.
Wait, what? Jack, what?
There's internet sleuths out there that think that they can figure it out and that they can get to the bottom of it and that they could solve it from their mom's basement. They do all the research and then they start giving all of their opinions when they don't have the information. They don't have the answers.
Well, one time it actually worked out. Did you watch the documentary Don't Mess with Cats?
I did see that one, yeah. That was one of the few times where it actually worked.
They caught a serial killer, so.
I don't know. A lot of conspiracy theories turn out to be true. This one seems unlikely.
I just can't take you seriously, Alec. I'm sorry.
Should I change?
Yeah.
I'm gonna change.
Yeah, maybe change your shirt. I don't know what's making it weird.
No, it wasn't the glasses.
Dang, that thing messed up my nose.
Welcome to my world.
Is this better?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, much better.
It's in the
You look
most
cool now.
unfavorable light imaginable. Did
Mommy,
she smile during that press conference? There must be some kind of ulterior motive
that's
here.
really creeping
there
me
must
out.
be some secret underneath the surface.
And
as you'll find
Alec,
out
don't turn
later,
around.
There is. Just not the one anyone here would expect.
I just got the chills. I don't
Mother is
like
still
this.
getting hundreds and sometimes thousands
The
of
media's
messages
turning on her.
every day. But the tone of these messages has changed with the media's depiction. I know what you did, you monster. You can't keep getting away with this. How can you live with yourself, killing your own little boy? Did you dig a big hole for him, lady? I'm gonna dig a bigger one for you.
What the heck?
Yo,
But the messages
chill.
That's
aren't
definitely that
nearly
guy
as
that they
chilling
beat up earlier.
as the maniacs who show up at her house. It starts with shadows, figures moving through the bushes at night, barely visible in the glow of the porch
I would move
light.
out of the country so
Then
fast.
come
Oh
the
my
sounds.
gosh,
That's
that's
so
terrifying.
messed
Dull
up.
thud of rocks against the siding, the occasional crash of something heavier smashing against a window. In one instance, someone even shot at the facade.
That was definitely
When the police
big
came over to
mistake.
Jack, this happens in real life?
She sensed an undertone of,
Probably.
everything always happens to you, doesn't it? Underneath the sympathetic smiles. Her car has been ruined by horrific graffiti multiple times. The tires slashed, the windows cracked, the
Dang.
doors keyed. Every single way that a person can suffer an indignity, short of physical violence, she seems to be suffering it. She even sees YouTubers and podcasters hiding in their cars, filming her as she takes out the garbage for
Oh
B-roll
my
in their
gosh.
documentaries about her perceived wrongdoings.
Okay,
She
this is
cries
getting
too
out of
much.
hand.
She doesn't cry enough. Don't her eyes look like a murderer's eyes? But she'll even...
So, wait, I'm confused. Is the SCP the news and the media and how they're misconstruing everything?
I was trying to think, like, what the heck is the SCP? Normally by now in the video, we know what the SCP is, but we still don't even know.
It's so obvious.
Well, it seems like it's the playground, but now it seems like it's the media and the news and all of the people, and maybe this happens to her, but maybe this can happen to anybody, right? And then the SCP takes over her mind and takes over everybody, and then she goes to jail.
Well, then, yeah.
That's not the SCP. That you said it yourself, Jack. This happens all the time in real life. This is just how it goes sometimes with the media.
But it's starting to get a little bit out of hand. It's starting to get like really intense, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe that's part of the SCP.
I think she has to find her son. That's the only way she gets out of this alive.
awake over the horrors that invade her dreams. Well, it's
Ew,
only
bro,
ever
what
one
the
dream,
flip?
actually. She's there on the day that her boy went missing, standing with the other moms at the edge of the playground, watching her little boy.
So it's the
Except
dad's
in the
fault.
dream, nobody has a face. They're all
It's
blank
him.
and smooth,
Oh.
with voices that sound like
The
muffled
SCP's
nonsense.
calling to her.
Her son calls out to her, and then, at the exact same time that it did in real life, her phone starts to ring. It's her husband again, her soon-to-be
Here we
ex-husband.
go.
Yeah,
As
this
though
could be the
trapped by
SCP. I think you guys
certainty
are
of the
right.
past, she steps away
So
and
her
answers
husband is the
phone,
SCP.
No.
moving liquid slow.
SCP's in
Her
her dreams
husband's
right now.
voice comes through the microphone next to her ear
Whoa!
in an eerie monotone. Why aren't you watching our boy? She turns and sees him gone. Not just him, but everyone.
Oh
as though
my
she's
God.
completely alone in the world.
She's
She
losing her
dashes over in a
mind.
panic, though to her, that dash is in torturous slow motion.
She's drinking too much
The
Jamba
words
Juice.
of the other mom ring with haunting clarity in her ears. I think he just went down the slide. In a blur of panic, she scrambles into the slide.
Wait, that is
her
not what
breath
they said the
coming in
first time,
shallow
though.
gasps.
Yeah, it's exactly
Her
what they
hands
said.
slip on
It
the
is, and
smooth
then she checked
plastic,
it.
her
Yeah.
knees banging against the sides as she crawls forward.
But you could see the bottom of the
This time,
slide from her
she
angle.
doesn't see the faint light of the other side.
gosh.
Oh God.
Just that
Oh, gosh.
Consuming
BSCP.
darkness yawning before
Dude, this
her,
has to be it!
pulling her in like a void. She doesn't stop to think.
This
Do
has
not
to be
go
it.
in.
That's when she hears it.
Do not go in.
Voice.
Okay, I have a prediction. I feel like she's gonna wake up and she's actually gonna be there. Like she's sleepwalking right now.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if this is actually a dream or not.
Yeah, it's like the SCP's calling to her, and it only gets activated at night.
She's in a hypnotic state at the moment. It's not really a dream.
Yeah, I think she's gonna wake up outside, right next to the slide.
I don't think so. I think she's in her bed, that she's freaking out, she's panicking, but I think she is going to go back to the tunnel. And I want to know.
You mean the slide?
Yeah, or the slide, the tunnel slide.
Oh, okay.
Would you guys go into it?
Heck no. I'd probably pee in it first, see what happens.
Yeah, I would throw a ball down or something. Yeah.
Yeah, throw some poop down there. Hello.
Poop does not slide.
Maybe send another child down there or something. Be like, you want to go down the slide, little Jimmy?
Hey, Jimmy.
It's faint, but unmistakable. She needs to keep going. But inside, the slide feels like a desperate and terrible infinity. Endless loops in cold, dark metal. Every time she feels like
slide is
she's
a
getting close
portal.
to seeing her son again, he gets just a little further away. Then, everything slips out of reach. She bolts upright in bed, gasping
it!
for air, her nightshirt clinging to her sweat-soaked.
Yeah!
The slide. She knows she has
It's the
to go back.
slide, boys.
It's
What?
not just a dream.
Alec?
It's something more.
She has to go inside of the
Whole
slide.
She can't explain. The slide.
Now I'm in a
She
trance.
has to go back to the slide. And that's what she does. That night, she goes back to the playground.
Dang it, Jack
still
called it.
cordoned off with police tape fluttering in the breeze.
Don't go alone.
She ducks under the cordon, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and hope.
The SCP's calling to her.
She
It's not
stands at the
smart.
base
Do
of
not
the
do this
slide,
right now.
Staring up at its hollow, gaping entrance.
Don't do
Her breath
this!
catches as she takes the first step, her fingers curling
Fool!
tightly.
Okay, wait, how do you defeat the SCP? Do you think you go in maybe the reverse side? You do a little Uno reverse?
You
and then,
crawl up it?
When have you ever defeated an SCP?
I don't know, I'm just spitballing right now, guys. Maybe you have to reverse slide, and then you can get inside safely without it eating you.
I like Alec's idea of sliding poop down.
Thank you.
Around the metal rungs. They feel cold in the damp night air. She pauses at the top, and then summoning every ounce of courage, she throws herself forward,
No.
face first, her arms pinned tightly at her sides.
Are you
The
crazy?
world blurs as she hurtles downward, the slide pulling her in faster than it ever should.
What is she gonna do down there?
We were right. We were right. It's the
She
slide.
didn't even bring a weapon!
It's the slide. She's going to the
Walls and
gulag.
ceiling close in tightly around her.
It's the toxic
a hard
dimension.
rock pressing against her body.
What the?
She can't move, can't even wriggle her arms loose. She screams into the
I really
void.
hope she told it.
The
It's somebody
sound
that she was
feels
going in there.
Swallowed, crushed.
POV,
by the
you're in
suffocating
Adam's
darkness.
nose.
There's no echo, no sense of space beyond the tiny prison she's trapped in. She now knows what happened to her son.
She knows.
She just can't save him. Or herself. To someone claustrophobic, what I just described is probably worse than an eternity in hell. But that's simply par for the course when
What?
it comes to SCP-1562.
Literally
also
is just
known
the
as
slide.
Carnivorous
Oh.
slide.
It's like a death
God.
An
worm.
anomaly where the questions it raises are every bit as unsettling as the few answers we have regarding its nature.
How?
To the untrained eye, there's nothing amiss about this particular
It's literally a
anomaly.
slide.
It's a metal tube slide, 11 feet long, 3.4 meters,
Yeah.
and 7 feet high, 2.2 meters. Part of an otherwise completely non-anomalous playground in a location that, for your own safety, will remain undisclosed. There's a good chance that even if you use the slide, you may not fall victim to its anomalous effects.
Really?
That's because
Yeah, dude, there's probably like thousands and thousands of kids that have gone down that slide and probably not have anything bad happen to them. Like they would have figured it out like that if kids just started disappearing down the slide.
But then how does it pick who it eats?
It's about to tell us. It's literally about to tell us. Let's listen up.
Well, Alec likes to get fed information. He doesn't like to have theories and hypotheses.
these effects are only activated when someone uses the slide in a very particular way. Namely,
Face first.
sliding down it on their stomach, face first, with their arms at their sides.
Wow.
When this condition is
Nice,
satisfied,
Jack.
The victim will disappear at some point during the slide.
I used to love doing
vanishing
that.
without a trace.
I do that
I
all
am
the
never
time.
doing that
Today,
again.
Despite the Foundation's best attempts
is
to
moving?
capture the phenomenon, it has never been directly observed. I
Just
cannot
like
stress
mother, like
enough
son.
that this is very much a one-way trip, too.
Wait, why did the mom go down face first? Is it literally just like they just coincidentally went down face first?
I think the slide was communicating with her, like telling her, like, go down on your belly, you dirty.
Yeah. Come
What?
down here face first.
I want you on your stomach.
I don't know. It was weird. They didn't really mention that, like why they both went face first. Kind of strange.
I think she did that because of the dream.
They haven't told us either how the slide has been communicating with this woman, because clearly it has been.
Yeah.
So this
Some
isn't just
psychoactive powers.
It's not just a SCP that swallows children. It's an SCP that also is able to communicate telepathically.
Nobody who has gone down the slide and disappeared has
little
ever
Adam.
been recovered. Even
forgot
when
his name was
the Foundation has
Adam.
sent D-Class personnel down the slide with a tether attached to their bodies, the tether has been
Snaps.
mysteriously cut when the person disappeared.
Of course.
Oh boy.
It's a different
What a-
dimension.
What a poopy way to
Who
die.
Who would ever
question.
do that?
Where are all these people going? The best that the Foundation can estimate on this is that it's an extra-dimensional space, which
has to be.
largely been described as an extremely cramped, cave-like environment where light ceased to work and mobility is extremely limited.
How would they even
Like
know?
a pocket
Due to
dimension.
the position that victims are in when the anomalous effect takes place, they're rarely even able to move their arms. While here, beyond even experiencing the natural fear one would logically feel in this
terrible. That's so
situation,
bad.
they feel the sudden onset of panic and paranoia as their situation deteriorates.
This kind of reminds me of those videos I see on TikTok of these psycho, usually guys, that will lodge their body in caves into gaps like this big, and then they just like start shimmying around and they don't get scared.
Well, there's a lot of people that die from that. Like they just get stuck there and they can't move. So then they just like starve to death.
That's what this reminds me of, is the people that do that, but they do it willingly. These people, they did it by accident. They were just trying to have a woo, good time, go down the slides face first. Idiots!
There have only ever been 2 Foundation experiments conducted on SCP-1562 before testing was suspended indefinitely.
They sent in the
In the
D-Class.
first, a member of D-Class personnel was tethered and sent down the slide.
Good night.
At which point, he promptly disappeared, severing
Bye-bye.
the tether. However, the long-range communication device left with the D-Class still worked.
What?
From his new location, he was able to describe not only the dark and cramped locale, but something wedged in the tunnel in front of him. He described a tiny shoe, like that of a child, laying in the tunnel in front of him.
Oh, Adam.
He also heard a voice talking and telling him to stop crying,
a
even
shoe?
though he wasn't. When asked to describe
What?
his situation, he said, "I'm still headfirst on my stomach and my body's at an angle, but I'm in some sort of small tunnel and I'm stuck. I'm completely surrounded by rock or dirt on all sides. I don't have enough room to raise my
That
head or
is
move my
everybody's
arms.
worst nightmare.
I can't move forward. I really want to get out of here now." Of course, there was no way for the Foundation researchers to get
That's
him out.
awkward.
Instead, they asked him about the other person who seemed to be trapped in there with him. The D-Class said, He just kept asking where he was, and I told him I didn't know. But I don't think he was really talking to me because he didn't respond to my voice, and he told me to stop crying when I was actually sort of calm." They then asked him whether
It's probably
the
the
other
mom
person
talking
seemed
to
be
the
moving.
boy.
I don't think so. He started crying and asking for his mommy.
Oh.
He finally stopped, and shortly after that, you contacted me again.
Please get me out now. Please hurry,
This
my
is sad.
chest. Communication cut at this point.
They gotta put
much
a
to the
nuclear bomb down
distress
that
of
slide,
everyone
stomach
involved.
first.
In response to this incident, another test was approved. This time using a member of D-Class personnel
Oh, he
who
looks
has
smaller.
a smaller stature. The logic being that a thinner man might be more mobile in the enclosed space of
They might get it.
SCP-1562's
All right.
anomalous area, allowing
dead.
for further
Nah,
exploration
yeah, he's
than the
done, for
previous
sure.
test
He
subject.
dead.
Because the little boy got stuck
However,
too.
despite the difference in size, this D-Class seemed just as trapped and enclosed as the first. He reported the same disappearance of all light, the same shortness of breath, the same dirt and rock, the same tiny shoe just in front of his head. But then he started hearing a voice.
It's like an
one
escape
very
room.
familiar to the Foundation researchers, echoing from the dark. It was the voice of the previous D-Class.
What the?
And it wasn't just
I
his
think the
voice.
SCP
He was
absorbs his
saying
voice and
everything that
spirit.
he'd said during the previous test at exactly
Whoa,
the
whoa,
timings
whoa,
that
It's
he
like an
said it,
echo.
as though someone was playing back a recording.
Or like messes with space and time. So like time doesn't even exist there. And it's just replaying like the same time over and over and over and over again.
This might be the scariest SCP
I don't like
ever.
that. I really don't like that at all. That freaks me out.
Why do they still keep the slide in the playground? Remove it.
They don't know. Well, they're going to contain it.
Oh, okay.
They have to. They always do.
This might be like the most powerful SCP ever. How do you stop it? Like, yes, you can contain it and tell people not to go down the slide, but how do you like destroy it?
Maybe you send the bloop in there.
You send a
my
nuke and you
God.
blow it up.
You bloop it up.
Bloop it.
After, the voice stopped. The second D-Class's transmission was cut not long after, his last recorded words being, "Oh, thank God for that. I was starting to think that..." He was never heard from again. In light of this development, the lead researcher in the case,
It was so
Dr.
bad the dude
Carver,
bit his lip.
suspended all testing. To do any more would simply repeat the same result and sacrifice more lives to the carnivorous slide.
The gulag butt.
These days, the slide is quarantined in testing lab
There we go.
46-V.
Get it
in
out of
Site
the
24,
playground, gosh dang.
Kept away from the public and from dangerously curious Foundation researchers who might repeat certain old mistakes. When you've done this job for long enough, you realize that sometimes not having an answer at all is kinder than knowing the awful truth beneath it all. The alarm screamed, lights flashed, panic at the apartment complex like a storm. People rushed out in a blur, doors slammed, footsteps thundered. A family of 3 pushed forward, struggling against the frantic crowd. The mother kept a tight grip on her son's hand. The father led the way, shoulders
God,
hunched,
what's happening?
clutching a duffel bag packed with their most precious belongings.
It's gotta be a
"Stay
fire.
close," the mother shouted over the noise, her voice sharp with fear. Her grip on her child's hand was ironclad as she scanned the corridor for a path through the panicked crowd.
Not just them, everybody's
Something's
leaving.
wrong with that kid.
Amidst a sea of fleeing residents,
Something's
one
wrong with that
figure
kid.
stood still. His
Looks like
attire,
Where's Waldo?
a red
No!
striped shirt and a whimsical beanie made him stick out like a
What?
sore thumb.
Don't tell me this is a Where's Waldo SCP. I swear, Alec. I swear, you know I'm afraid of Where's Waldo. Do not.
It seems like it might be Where's Waldo if Where's Waldo was an SCP.
Look, this SCP's got crazy powers, and its best ability is its ability to hide. Just like who? Waldo.
You don't want to find Waldo in this universe.
Let's just say if you find him, you're dead. And I think this little boy's about to find him.
His calm was unsettling, his eyes hidden
You gotta be
behind
kidding
round
me.
glasses, scanning the crowd
just
with
gross.
an eerie detachment.
You got the same
No one
glasses
looked at
as
him in
Alec.
their panic. No one except the little boy tugged at her mother's hand.
I knew it.
pointing.
Oh my God.
Why isn't
He's
he
dead.
scared? Before the mother could muster
Nobody
a
else can
response,
see him.
the alarm choked off as abruptly as it had started, and a voice
Oh my
washed
God.
over the PA system, its tone
Oh, he's gone.
unnervingly calm.
False alarm. Please return to your apartments.
Relief washed over the crowd in a visible wave. Let's
What
head back,
just
the
happened?
father said, his voice still carrying an edge of unease. As the river of people reversed its flow, the family of 3 turned back towards their apartment.
I don't think it's actually false
The little
alarm.
boy glanced
I think that was
over his
Where's
shoulder,
Waldo.
searching for the oddly dressed man, but the man in the stripes was gone. Unbeknownst to the
That
boy,
kid's so dead,
a
bro.
strange wave began to ripple
Probably.
quietly across the wall behind him. Silent and stealthy, this undulating shadow trailed the unsuspecting family down the dimly
I
lit
already hate this
hallway,
video. Oh my
following them
gosh.
all the way to their doorstep. Once the family of 3 was back inside their apartment, the door clicked shut with a solid thunk. The little boy immediately went to the window, his little face smushed up against the glass, his eyes scanning the empty street below for any hint of the striped oddity.
If I was that boy, I would just go right to bed. I wouldn't be looking for that scary, creepy guy. Because in my mind, if I visualize him and I see him, that makes him real. But if I just close my eyes and go to bed, that means it was probably just all a dream and I can maybe get past it.
Well, I'm starting to think that maybe this is similar to Shy Guy, where if you look at Shy Guy, he's going to stop at nothing to come and then kill you. So I think that because he saw Waldo and found out Waldo's location, because you're not supposed to find Waldo. The whole idea is where's Waldo? You're trying to find him, and he found Waldo, and Waldo probably did not want to be found, so now he has to kill the kid.
But the figure he was looking for was not in the empty street down below. What are you looking at, darling?
Oh my
His
gosh.
mother's voice
You ever heard of
pierced the
knocking,
silence,
Mom?
Sharp and sudden, snapping him back to the room. Sounds of clanging pots and the rhythmic
God,
chopping
Jack's-
of vegetables filled the kitchen
Jack's scared.
as his mother busied herself with dinner.
I'm
The
scared.
domestic noises clashed eerily with the boy's rising tension.
Go to bed, little boy.
Slowly, the boy turned away from the window, his heart still racing.
Oh my God, Waldo's in the room.
I saw...
No, he's not. There's no way.
His
Yes, he
voice
is.
trailed
He's on the
off.
No, he's
wall.
not. No, he's
Still
not.
distracted by the images swirling in his head.
He's having hallucinations. I don't think it's
watch out
real.
for dinner, honey, his mother instructed, brandishing a spoon with a flourish, as if to shoo away his
She's a super
lingering
nice
fears.
mom. She has nice hair,
Obediently,
too.
the boy slugged off to the bathroom, the image of the peculiar striped man still spinning in
I
his
think
mind.
he's just having hallucinations. I don't
Make
even
sure
think
to
it's real.
wash those
Having
hands like a
nightmares
good boy
tonight.
would, his mother demanded from the kitchen. The little
No,
boy
Mom!
sighed deeply. Yes, Mama, he replied, his shoulders slumping with defeat. Even if he told her, or even his dad, what he had seen in the hallway, it wouldn't matter.
Nobody would
They
believe
wouldn't
him.
believe him. Not in a million years.
He's
The
so
little boy
cooked.
proceeded to roll up his sleeves
end up
and
in some
twisted
mental
open
hospital.
the faucet. Water crashed into the basin, a mini cascade echoing in the tiled room. As he lathered his hands, meticulously scrubbing
God.
between each finger like a good boy should,
Where's this guy gonna
something
pop up?
eerie began to unfold.
Oh no,
just
not in the
behind him.
mirror.
The bathroom wall, usually so plain and
I hate
inert,
this, I hate this.
started to warble. It pulsed
Why?
subtly, the paint and plaster undulating like the surface of a
Whoa,
disturbed
whoa, whoa, whoa,
pond.
whoa.
But
Make
the
it,
boy,
Grandma!
absorbed in
Make
the
it,
serious
Grandma!
task of washing the germs from his hands,
Daddy?
remained oblivious to the wall's strange ballet. Turning off the tap, he reached for the towel. The wall behind him
Oh
was
my
now
God.
more liquid than solid.
Please just tell me he's
Then,
finally hitting
a
puberty.
soft, chilling
Please tell me that's the
whoosh
worst of
filled
it.
the air.
Oh,
The
it's a
sound-
black
Oh
hole.
my God, it's Waldo.
From the rippling wall, the striped man emerged,
Daddy
materializing
chill, daddy chill,
silently.
daddy chill,
He
daddy
stood
chill.
there,
Wait. Daddy, chill.
He
a
does kind of look
ghastly
chill.
figure with empty eye sockets that stared unblinkingly at the small boy's back.
He hasn't noticed yet.
As
Are
the
you
boy
insane,
dried
little
his
boy?
hands, his gaze remained fixed on the mundane task, unaware of the menacing entity just inches
He's really
away
washing
from
his
him.
hands.
Where's
Just
Waldo
as the
is
striped
sick of
man
people
took a
finding
step
him.
towards the boy with a final swipe of the towel,
Nah,
the boy flicked
bro.
off the bathroom light, plunging the room into darkness.
R.I.P.
The mirror's
God.
reflection blinked out, the striped man's ghostly image swallowed by the sudden night. Oblivious to the close brush with danger,
Oh, he's
the boy
good.
skipped back to the kitchen.
He even
to
knew.
warmth and laughter
He's
and
good.
light.
He's good.
That
Sat
boy deserves
himself down
everything
at
that's
the
coming
kitchen
to him.
table, pulled out his notebook and began to draw. His crayon skated across the paper.
Do not
tracing
draw
the
Waldo,
outlines of the
dummy.
striped man
He
he had
is.
seen. His parents, meanwhile,
He found him.
continued their
He found
culinary
him.
dance in the kitchen, chopping and stirring and seasoning.
They've been
creating
chopping
a
that
symphony
celery
of scents that
8
filled
times.
the air. They were too wrapped up in the task at hand to notice the subtle shift in the atmosphere, the way the air seemed to hold its breath, waiting. As the boy added the final touches to his crayon creation,
No!
unbeknownst to anyone in the room,
killed
that
yourself.
same strange warbling wave crawled along the floorboards like a serpent, circling around the family. The boy's parents laughed over a shared joke, the sound a bright
Oh my
contrast
God.
against the creeping dread
What the
just
heck
a
is
few
that
feet
pot?
away from them. Then, a sudden chill swept through the room.
Oh
the rhythm of
God.
chopping
Parents have to
vegetables
notice
was
by now.
most soothing.
These
The
are the
knife in
worst parents
father's
ever.
hands making a
Cooked.
Stop
consistent
cutting the
thud
celery!
as it met the cutting board. Beside them, the wall began to move like a wet wave of water was trapped beneath the
can't watch
surface.
it.
They're
Hate when
cooked.
that
A
happens.
few steps away, the little boy glanced up from his drawing, his
Daddy,
eyes
chill.
widened with fear.
Quick prediction before they're cooked. I think this is gonna be like the origin stories of the Where's Waldo books, and the people are gonna get trapped inside of the book.
I think this is post-book, if I had to put my guess on it. I think that the books have already came out, and Where's Waldo is sick of people finding him in the book, so he turned into an SCP, and now anybody that finds him and confirms that they find him dies.
Where's Waldo gone wild? I like that. He's having a little summer fling.
Well, I would be fine because I could never actually find Waldo growing up. Those books were pretty challenging for me.
They were tough. Those and the I Spy books were very difficult.
Yeah, I Spy was tough.
His
Anyway.
crayon so hard it snapped. Paralyzed with fright, he
Oh my
watched
God.
as the wallpaper's pattern began to swirl hypnotically, distorting into a liquid-like flow. The boy's
Did you
heart
pay your
raced. Terror clutched
taxes?
his throat so tightly that he could barely breathe. The boy's
told you
father,
not to
still
find me, little
unaware of the
boy.
nightmare unfolding beside him, continued chopping
you
the
didn't wash your
vegetables.
hands after you
It
pooped.
wasn't until the boy's face
He's
drained
cutting
of
celery
color,
again.
his
He's making me
small
mad.
body
He's actually
stiffening in
rage baiting
terror,
me.
that the father realized
Everybody
something
asks,
was
where's
wrong.
Waldo? They never
Hey,
ask, how's
You
Waldo?
okay, bud? He asked his son. As the striped man fully materialized beside his father, the boy's wide eyes filled with unspeakable horror.
Dad, it's Waldo!
The figure turned, its head tilting curiously.
Oh my
as if
God.
amused
Nah.
by the boy's fright.
Nope. Nope.
Oh,
burn the
no.
house.
Could
Burn the
only
house.
Lift his little hand and point behind the father.
There's gonna be nothing there when the dad turns
Blissfully
around.
Unaware, the father casually turned around
he
to see
can't
what his
see
son
him.
was so terrified of.
Maybe he
And
can only
there,
attack children.
standing impossibly close, was the man in the striped shirt and beanie.
Oh, the dad
The
sees
father's
him.
mouth dropped open to shout, to
Oh,
warn,
whoa.
to protect, but no
Oh, he
sound
can see him.
emerged.
Oh my god.
In a
my God.
flash, the striped man reached out, his hands finding the
looks like
father's
Slender
jaw,
Man. No!
breaking it open
It's
with a
kinda crazy
supernatural
that he's
speed
blue.
that defied human anatomy. The silent scream
What?
finally
He's
broke
about to climb
free from
inside
the
him!
boy. His
No!
piercing shriek filled the kitchen as he watched
I'm your
this
daddy
nightmare
now!
invade his reality.
Oh my god.
The striped man turned his head slowly
like the
toward
scene
the
from
sound,
Kong.
his empty eye socket seeming to stare straight into the boy's soul.
Is he some sort of dentist?
The mother whirled around, her son's scream still
Wait, the
ringing
mother's
in her
still
ears.
cooking?
The wooden
Yeah,
spoon
she's still
was
cutting the
clutched in her
celery.
trembling hand, a useless weapon against what
They
she
all just
saw.
get frozen.
Come on,
She
wooden spoon
screamed.
spanky, do
Her
something.
husband's body was contorting violently, his limbs
Oh,
jerking, twisting in
goodness.
ways they shouldn't.
Punch or
Then,
something,
The
Dad.
striped man climbed
Little kiss.
inside him.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Screaming crouch echoed through
Ew.
the kitchen. The sound
Wait,
of bones
what?
breaking,
Why?
a shell cracking open. Then came the
He's
yellow
doing it with his
liquid,
full clothes
thick,
on.
Bro, what?
oozing, seeping from his
I'm
mouth,
telling you, he's gonna become his
dripping onto
dad.
the cold kitchen floor.
Oh my god, I might have nightmares.
Panic,
I'm gonna have
that?
she
nightmares.
grabbed her phone to call for help, but the striped man was quicker. He slid out from the father's collapsed form. His body
Hey, yo, he
malleable,
came out the
shifting
butthole.
naturally as he
He
moved.
came out the booty.
Wait,
They
what?
tried
What?
to run.
What?
The boy bolted for his
That's
bedroom,
an
I-
his
insane
heart
way
hammering.
He just did it for fun.
Reach safety, close the door, disappear. But his mother wasn't as lucky. The striped man caught her in the hallway. His hand stretched forward,
Gotcha.
grasping.
Oh my
unrelenting.
God.
Her last scream.
Is he gonna do
echoed
the
down
same thing to
hallway
her?
as the
I
man
think he's gonna do the
exactly
reverse.
what he does.
He's gonna do the
Oh my
reverse.
God.
He's doing it. No, he's doing it.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Into
He goes
another
in her mouth.
ghastly puppet.
And then out their butt?
What
In his
Is that
bedroom,
the
the little
heck?
boy
Yeah,
heard the
what
muffled
the
sounds
heck?
of struggle
I guess.
and his mother's
my
final
new favorite
scream.
SCP?
Tears
Alec.
streaming down his face.
Insane.
He crawled under his bed, his small body trembling.
Dude, get out of the house.
Although
What are you
it's wrong
doing?
to
Found
find you.
beside his stuffed animals.
He's got Shy Guy right there.
In the background.
Scribbled on the wall.
Oh, no, no.
That's a
That's,
statue.
yeah,
His
statue.
childish handwriting was shaky
sculpture?
with fear. Waldo found mommy.
Dude
The
doesn't
boy
even know how to
remained
spell.
hidden, too scared to move, waiting for a rescue that seemed increasingly unlikely to
Oh,
arrive.
that's so weird.
This
The
is
boy
so
held
Alec
his
as an
breath,
SCP.
hoping, praying to be overlooked. Suddenly, the silence was shattered by a soft,
Oh my
eerie,
God.
popping
Oh,
sound,
no, no, no,
like
no,
the
no,
air
no, no,
being
no, you
squeezed
did.
out of the
You
room.
did.
I
The
can't
boy
believe he didn't
peeked
jump out a window or
slightly
something. Like
and
he
saw
just
the striped man materialize out of
house.
the wall right in front of his
Wow.
bed. Frozen with terror, the boy couldn't scream. He couldn't even move. He could only stare.
So this
as the
is
striped
definitely a
man
Keter
stooped
class
down,
SCP.
His face coming into view.
That's so
bro.
weird. He's
Should have
super
been.
flexible.
There was nothing but smooth,
Kinda looks like
pale
Spider-Man.
skin, stretched taut over the hollows that should have
I
held
wonder
them.
why his
His
eyes
skin
are like
was
that.
almost translucent, giving him a ghostly appearance that made the boy's heart race even faster.
Wow, well done.
The
Way to
striped
hide under
man
the bed and make all that
tilted his
noise,
head,
dummy.
As if curious, peering at the boy under the bed. The lack of eyes made his gaze all the more unnerving.
Is he-
as if
so
he were
weird.
seeing
Is this
in a way
legal to go
humans could
through
not
this boy's mouth and
comprehend.
out his butt?
His breath was a cold
I don't think
draft,
anything that's
cares.
happening is
faintly
legal.
of the same sickly sweet decay that emanated from the yellow liquid.
Ew,
The little
What
boy
is that
pressed
yellow
further back
liquid?
under his bed,
I
his
think
small
it's like
body
intestines.
shaking uncontrollably. He knew he couldn't run, couldn't hide any longer.
Kick him!
As the
under, like,
striped
a
man
hypnotic
reached under
state.
the bed with his arm, the boy squeezed his eyes
He
shut.
actually reminds me of Slender Man
His
a
tiny
lot.
fists clutched the crayon he held, as if it could somehow protect him. That evening, a neighbor stepped out into the hallway to do some
Ooh.
laundry.
What?
The smell hit him first. A sharp,
Oh, yeah,
Is he
you
alive?
gotta find
tang
both of
that
them.
made his stomach
This is,
churn.
this is a secret agent.
Then he saw it. The mother's body, grotesquely
Oh.
contorted and covered in bizarre, cartoonish illustrations, lying just a
Wait,
few
she's-
doors down.
What?
Her face, frozen in an expression
has
of terror,
Waldo
was
on
almost
her.
unrecognizable.
I was kind of right
Shocked
then.
and horrified, he stumbled backwards, fumbling for his phone to call the police. His hands shook as he explained the
That is
situation.
disgusting.
my
Voice barely a
God.
whisper as he
I
urged
wonder if
them
he's now
to hurry.
infected.
The police arrived quickly.
I think if he
their
finds
presence
Waldo,
marked
he
by
will
the
be.
flashing lights and the low murmur of radios. They
Please
cordoned
tell
off
me the kid's
area,
alive.
their
Please,
faces
please,
set in grim
please.
lines as they took in the scene. The detailed report they filed later that
Oh.
night pinged the attention of the SCP Foundation.
They gotta find out
known
what that
for
yellow
monitoring
goo is.
Such anomalies. Under the guise of government health inspectors, a team of SCP agents was dispatched to the apartment.
The boys in blue.
Clad in nondescript suits with badges that offered little explanation.
pretty much the Men
they
in
entered
Black.
the apartment with a single
Yep.
goal: to investigate and contain any potential anomalous threats.
How can you
The
find
team
that
leader
thing?
signaled for silence as they stepped through the doorway, their senses on high alert. The apartment was eerily quiet.
Oh my
The
gosh,
only
they're
sound,
rage
the
baiting with that
distant hum
celery.
of traffic and their own
It's like
measured
the 8th time they
breaths.
showed that.
Scan
Where's
everything.
the kid?
The team leader whispered, nodding to the agent with the biosensor equipment. The agent nodded, moving ahead to sweep the living area, where faint traces of the
It's
yellow
clear?
liquid still glistened on the walls.
I think it's gold. What do you guys
As they
think?
moved
Maybe it's
deeper into
pee.
the apartment,
I mean, I would
another
pee
agent,
myself if
the
it
team's
happened to me.
photographer, took careful shots of the scene.
Ugh,
As the tech
ugh.
specialist scanned the area with a device designed to detect
my
anomalous
God.
energy signatures, their eyes
Oh my God.
Watch your
widened.
back, watch your back.
It's off the charts here.
He muttered.
Don't find him.
His
Do not
eyes
find him.
focused
Oh
on
my
the
god,
readings.
that's so creepy.
Whatever happened,
Do
it
not
was
find
highly
him.
potent. Suddenly, a soft, eerie popping sound echoed through the apartment. Like the quiet burst of a bubble.
Do you hear that?
What was it?
One of the agents asked, tilting her head. There was a faint
I think they
sound,
gotta just nuke the
almost
entire
like
building.
Hello.
breathing. But when she listened again, it was gone.
Stay focused.
The team leader barked, giving her
This
a
thing
sharp
is
look.
so deadly.
They continued, moving toward the
It's so,
bedrooms.
it can hide anywhere. It
That's
hides
when the
inside
team leader
walls.
felt
Usually the
a
SCPs
sudden
like
chill.
know what they're doing.
She
Like
turned
the
just
SCP
in
guide
time
people.
to see a figure materialize from the wall behind
They're just as
them.
clueless as the
It
kid.
was the man in the striped shirt and beanie, his face eerily smooth and eyeless.
Shoot it!
Contact.
She shouted, her hand darting towards her weapon. But before she could draw, the man in the striped shirt was upon her.
No.
With supernatural speed, his hands reached for
Close
her
your mouth.
face,
Close your
prying
mouth.
Her jaw open.
No, 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 no.
Oh
Bro.
my god, they got the
Twisted his
SCP.
body,
They got the
contorting
Where are
SCP
the
lady.
other 3
prepared to crawl
people?
inside her.
Shoot him!
Her body
Shoot
spasmed
him!
violently as he slid into her mouth.
Where are the other
sound
people?
of
Seriously?
under the strain of his invasion
Oh,
echoing
it's
through the
gross
apartment.
every time.
And everyone
Eyes
else is just
wide with
looking.
Terror
I'm never
reflected a
opening my
final
mouth again.
glimpse of horror before her face was obscured by his entering form. The remaining
this
agents
really makes me
scrambled,
Waldo is
shouts
sick.
and commands creating a cacophony of
He just does that for
desperation.
fun.
They fired their weapons as the man
There we
emerged
go.
from the fallen agent, his form shimmering like a heat haze, bullets passing through him.
Whoa, whoa,
as
whoa.
if he were
Oh
nothing
my God,
more
he's
than a
invincible.
wisp of smoke.
What?
He's
Another
literally
agent yelled,
translucent.
Can't beat
but
this
it was
thing.
too late. The man appeared suddenly from the shadows, his arms
This might be the
unnaturally
deadliest
extended
SCP we've
to
ever
snatch and
seen.
pull the agent towards him.
It's either this or
The
Shy
agent's
Guy.
screams were
Or
cut
the
short
tickle monster.
as the man forced his way into his abdomen, contorting the agent's body in
Oh my
sickening
God.
angles.
Oh
as he
my
maneuvered
God.
through him.
Why does he
Another agent
do
tried
that,
to
though?
run,
Like,
her
what is he?
footsteps thundering down the hallway.
So weird.
I'd rather
The
him
striped
just
man
Run
intercepted her
faster!
with horrifying fluidity.
That's gotta be one of
His
the worst
body
ways to go
stretching
out.
and twisting
Bro.
to block her path. With a swift motion, he unhinged her jaw with his hands.
This would make a pretty good
Her
horror
mouth
movie.
was now permanently agape in a silent
Yeah.
scream. as
You don't
the
say,
striped
Jack.
man climbed
I don't think I
inside.
would watch it. I would get too scared.
Moments
I'm
later,
already getting
she was
nightmares
on
just thinking
the
about it.
floor. Another grotesque puppet.
He's just
adorned
wrecking
with those
everyone.
macabre illustrations.
He's on a
The last
6 KO
standing
streak.
agent watched in horror,
KD?
unable to move. As the man in the striped shirt turned his featureless gaze upon him, the agent knew escape was impossible.
Where is
In
the
a desperate
kid?
last act, the agent
kid is
managed
dead,
to pull out
Jack.
his radio, his
think
voice
so?
trembling
Yes!
as he transmitted a mayday call to the command center.
I still
Unit's
have
been
hope.
compromised. They're all gone. The subject, he can phase through walls, take over bodies. We need assistance ASAP. Help! He...
His transmission was abruptly cut off as the man in the striped shirt enveloped him, his body contorting as he
GG's.
entered through his mouth
Bro.
and exited.
Oh, I
through
can't
his
even
pelvis,
look.
That is so
leaving
gross.
behind yet another corpse marked with twisted,
jaw do.
cartoonish figures.
Look, you see? He's
In the
adding him to
silence
the
that
book. I'm
followed,
telling
The
you.
apartment was a
I was so
tableau
right.
of horror.
This is
Each
how he
agent
collects the book
transformed into
Yes.
a grotesque testament to the man's deadly capabilities. The man in the striped shirt simply phased back into the wall, disappearing as swiftly as he had appeared.
no longer
He does
like
not
Waldo.
care.
In the dimly lit
Waldo
room
does
of
not
the
care.
O5 Council's emergency command center, the air was heavy with a somber tension.
So, for those of you guys that don't know, the O5 Council are basically like the top members of the SCP Foundation. They're the smartest of the smart. They know everything when it comes to SCPs. Some people even think that they're SCPs themselves.
Dude, it looks like there are aliens in there.
Yeah, it looks like a Star Wars meeting
Yeah.
of all the Jedi.
Kind of.
Somber tension. The council members sat around the
Oh.
austere table, their
That dude's
faces
definitely an
gaunt,
alien.
each line etched by the night's grim revelations.
We're playing chess with a ghost.
Murmured the head of the council, breaking the oppressive silence.
Yeah, he kind of is a
Time for
ghost.
underestimating our striped friend has long passed.
Declared another council member. He cleared his throat and continued.
Whoa.
Henceforth, he shall be designated SCP-4885.
Okay.
Let this name be a reminder of our failure and our resolve.
Nods of agreement circled the table.
They're not
as
gonna
the
try to
gravity
catch
of
it?
naming the striped man, SCP-4885,
They're just letting him chill there.
settled among them.
It was a formal acknowledgement of the anomalous threat, a commitment to containing it
What
at
what
all
class
costs.
is he?
We need a containment strategy that mirrors the unpredictability of SCP-4885 itself. One that's as slippery and elusive as the entity. Another member chimed in, sparking a torrent of tactical brainstorming. The result? Procedure Inveniant Eum.
I don't know if that's gonna
masterclass
work.
in adaptive strategy, as intricate as it was desperate.
This plan will harness chaos itself.
The chief strategist outlined,
That's
pointing
definitely
to the
an alien
dizzying
right there,
array
Jack.
of flowcharts that now filled the screens.
36 Class 17 containment chambers, each a piece in a larger, mobile maze, connected not by fate, but by a cryptographically secure random dance of numbers.
Okay.
The strategy was laid bare. A D-class subject, chosen for his mental resilience, would become the unwitting lure, ferried unpredictably
Oh,
among
no,
these
he's bait.
chambers
They're
by an
using him
autonomous
as bait.
vehicle.
Oh,
No,
Each
poor
chamber
guy.
was rigged with a single
It's a game
digital
of
monitor,
cat and mouse.
its screen destined to flicker with the live coordinates of SCP-4885, information visible only to those with the highest clearance.
Keep it disoriented. Keep it chasing shadows.
The lead
Are they trying to get it
strategist
tired
added,
or something?
Her voice laced with a mix
Or are they
of
trying to track
determination
its movements?
and the macabre humor
trying
that
to
had
track
become
it
their
and then
coping
capture it.
mechanism. Her
How do you even
eyes
track
flicked
a
across
ghost?
the room, daring anyone to counter
They
her
need the
plan.
tools.
They need the Ghostbusters.
Dispatched to the scene were agents trained for just this sort of pandemonium. A special task force with nerves of steel and not a jot of patience for
Are they gonna
supernatural
they're gonna suck
antics.
him up in a vacuum?
At the secure
Yeah, they need to
facility,
bring a vacuum
they
or
prepped
something.
the containment chambers, each agent moving with the precision of a well-oiled cog.
What
in
are
a
they actually
larger,
gonna do? I don't
desperate
understand.
machine.
Check every seal, every circuit.
Barked the team leader
on, boys.
as they inspected the self-driving vehicle and its network of chambers. The D-class subject was equipped with a tracking device and briefed under heavy surveillance. The randomness of his movement through the chambers was crucial to luring SCP-4885 without falling into a predictable pattern.
Okay.
Then, the D-class subject was placed into the vehicle. The self-driving vehicle hummed to life, its path dictated by the unseen hand of the random number generator. The chambers lit up one by one. This was a high-stakes game of musical chairs.
He's not even
that
controlling
none
it. Oh, that
wanted to
stinks.
lose.
He's just a fresh piece of meat up there.
The show.
Quipped another agent as the first location data blinked onto the screen, a digital beacon in the dark. SCP-4885's
Hello.
location was only visible to Level 5 personnel and those directly involved in the containment effort. Hours ticked
We've
by,
never seen
each
Waldo
passing
attack
moment
somebody that's
stretching the tension
constantly
thinner.
moving.
The agents watched, their eyes
might not be
flickering
able to
between
track 'em.
screens as the D-class subject was shuttled from chamber to chamber, a pawn in their elaborate trap.
You think that's a
Then,
Waymo?
a flicker on a monitor,
Yeah,
a
definitely.
shadow within a shadow. SCP-4885 had taken the bait. The containment
got
chambers
him.
scattered
Oh.
like pieces on a chessboard,
Got him.
are now conduits in a circuit of confusion.
Okay.
Each transport adding another layer of disorientation to the
Waldo's
entity's
probably so
plight.
mad.
Okay.
Looks like our ghost is getting dizzy, muttered an agent. A smirk
that's their
playing on his
plan?
lips as he
Just get him
observed
tired
the
out and
entity's
dizzy?
faltering movements. The final chamber locked into place, a digital fortress now holding what they hoped was an imprisoned specter. Back at the command center,
Interesting.
the council watched the culmination of their plan. Screens displayed the containment chamber holding steady, the location data a constant beacon.
Is it contained?
Whispered a council member, almost afraid to break the spell. Theoretically, replied the head of the council.
I
his
don't trust
voice
it.
dry.
That dude's creeping me out, the head of the council.
SCP-4885, the Foundation's own elusive version of Where's Wally, or Where's Waldo in the States. That is, if Wally had a penchant for phasing through walls and killing anyone unfortunate to spot him. Jokes
Yeah,
aside,
so if you ever see him, you just die.
SCP-4885 does bear a striking resemblance to the character Where's Wally from
Yeah.
popular children's puzzle books.
Where's Waldo?
Characterized by its iconic red and white striped shirt and beanie. However, unlike
have
its
creepy
benign
eyeballs.
counterpart, SCP-4885 is distinguished by its paler skin and the absence of eyes, contributing to its unsettling appearance.
What does it want?
Classified as a
Yeah,
Keter-level
actually.
anomaly, SCP-4885 poses significant containment challenges. To safeguard the specifics of its initial discovery, all related information was expunged using an automated system to prevent any unauthorized knowledge of its origins. In terms of containment measures, SCP-4885 is secured within Class 17 containment.
So are they just going to basically just keep this car and this D-class personnel going constantly in this containment center to keep Waldo contained? Like, that seems like the only thing to keep it there is to keep it trying to chase the same person.
I thought they closed one of the walls.
He could phase through walls though.
But yeah, he
that's
could,
what I
he could
thought
just
too.
phase.
But why do they close the wall then? Like, what was the idea?
I don't
there?
know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like if they just keep the simulation going randomly, then they contained Waldo.
Yeah, that's definitely their idea. And then they're gonna have to keep swapping people because eventually that dude's gonna die.
Probably.
The guy in the car.
I mean, he seems pretty invincible. I'm not sure what I would do.
These chambers are strictly regulated with stringent access controls. No personnel are permitted within 100 meters unless absolutely necessary, under threat of immediate amnestic treatment and termination of employment as mandated by the Ethics Committee. The management of SCP-4885 extends to its derivatives, known as SCP-4885-1 instances.
I want to know why it does what it
These
does.
are monitored through an advanced AI system named FAR2.AIC, which
Fart?
has substantial access to CCTV systems, 80% coverage within the United States, and 40% globally. Should an SCP-4885-1 instance be detected, specialized Foundation
are they
drones
trying to say there's
deployed
multiple?
to discreetly relocate these entities to
Oh my
a
gosh.
secure location known only as Location I, the coordinates of which are known solely to FAR2.AIC. In the scenario where
name.
Location I is compromised or its secrecy breached, emergency protocols outlined in document Paint the Town Yellow are activated. This involves
never
the
said what the
establishment
yellow
of a
goo
new
was.
Location I and the unfortunate but necessary notification of death to the immediate family of the personnel involved to maintain operational secrecy. SCP-4885 exhibits dangerous capabilities, including the ability to teleport to any individual aware of its or its derivatives' locations.
Nah.
It can phase through solid objects and is known to attack
It can
individuals
teleport!
by entering
This is
through the
almost
mouth
worse than
and
Shy Guy,
causing
I think.
This might be the
fatal
worst
damage.
SCP ever.
Yeah.
This
Actually,
ability
you can't
makes
contain 'em.
SCP-4885 not only a physical threat, but also a severe risk for information security within the Foundation. Thus, the containment of SCP-4885 requires a multifaceted approach, combining high-level security protocols, advanced technology, and strict information control to mitigate the risks associated with this
They have AI
unpredictable
versus
and
Waldo.
dangerous entity. All in all, SCP-4885 and its kin demand the kind of security that makes Area 51 look like a walk in the park. The dentist recoils in horror, his instruments clattering to the ground
Not
as
the
the patient's
dentist.
thrashing
I hate the
legs kick at
dentist.
the table, sending equipment flying.
The dentist
He's
does bad
screaming,
things.
screeching in agony as the things in his mouth keep pushing out. They're not tough.
I'd rather
They're
just get a
thin,
cavity.
slim, and punctured like
Yo!
needles,
What is that?
pulsing and wriggling like living
That's
things.
what happens when you get a car
Another
crash with a
stray
toothpick
kick
in your
connects
mouth.
with the dentist,
Oh
pushing
my
him back on
gosh,
the wheels
that's
of his
just not
stool,
one
which then
toothpick, bro.
slides
That's
out
like
from under him
17.
and sends him
Is
down
he the one
onto
that
the
did
floor
that?
too. He scrambles
No,
back,
my
hiding
gosh,
under
he's
your
crawling
face
out of
as
there.
He watches, trembling with the
Bro, this
icy
is
shudder
bad. I don't
of
like
fear.
This
this.
is disgusting.
Eyes locked
I don't know
on
who to
the
feel bad
patient
for, the
and
dentist or this
things
guy.
crawling
It
out
looks
of
like he
his
has a bunch
mouth.
of warts. Maybe he's transforming into a werewolf. Jack, don't pause it there. Jack, keep the video playing.
I didn't pause
Jack,
it.
is this what your mouth felt like, Jack?
Oh, it was worse. It was worse than this. This looks like the Sandworm from Star Wars.
He can get his mouth really wide open.
Yeah, it's real wide.
There's dozens
probably
of
one of
them,
those kids that
maybe
can one bite an
hundreds of
apple.
needle-like
Oh
prickles,
my
seemingly
gosh.
trying to claw their way
I mean, he's
out,
clearly
like the man's
British.
face
Look at
is
those teeth.
determined to tear itself into pieces through some relentless force of spite. So
I can't even
powerful
watch this right
that
now.
it's called forth
Make
these
it
Wait, but if
stop.
he
invisible
closes his
spines
mouth,
to do
he
the
bites his
job.
Oh
tongue.
my gosh, why can't we just
One
watch
Get
push
him out of
Jimmy?
his misery.
No, do not, do not.
Please don't put
Rupturing through from underneath,
Jack,
punctuated
this
by a
video.
rush of red and another
We
screech
don't need
of
Jack to come
agonizing
back
pain.
anymore.
This
Jack,
is
you
the
can go back.
creepiest and
His
weirdest
desperation.
start to an SCP
No one
video.
wants to see
Fumbling
this.
with his open wound with one hand, staining his
disgusting.
palm while trying to work the tiny
No
rinsing
way.
sink next to the dental chair.
You can't
What
fix
is
that.
that going to do?
How do you
The tiny
fix
jet
that?
of water does little
That's
to
like
soothe
trying to
the
put out a
injury,
fire with
only
oil.
washes away the copper taste for a second.
How's he not
before yet
bleeding a
another
lot? I don't
spike
understand.
Splits open the man's lip.
What even happened? Why
Oh,
is this
there
even
it
happening?
On the
goes.
floor, hunched
I think
under
he's
the desk.
turning into
the dentist
a beast.
can't move, can't do anything.
But why?
Save for keeping his
don't know,
surgical
maybe
mask
his
firmly
parents are
against his
werewolves.
face with trembling fingers.
He's being taken
The
over.
patient lurches
Or a
over,
cactus.
screaming
I think his
louder,
parents are
tears
cactus.
streaming
Oh
down
my
his
gosh,
face,
he's turning into
quickly
a
becoming
cacti.
less and less recognizable as human below the nose. For the first time in his entire career,
Dentist, do something!
the dentist
Do your
is scared
job!
for his life.
Somebody should
A
seriously
routine
call the
procedure.
doctor.
That was all it was
Ready
meant
a
to be.
flashback.
Some nasty pain in his jaw, the patient had said. Now, that same man looks more like a
Why are
monster
they jump scaring
as
me?
the living spikes continue to poke their way
This
out
looks like
from his
Alex
gums,
Acme.
Oh
hooking
my
through his
gosh.
cheeks
I
and
can see
lips,
this being a
as if
horror
trying to
movie.
climb out of his face like the legs of
No,
an
I'm kidding.
angry spider.
Your skin is clear,
Then
baby.
comes the sound of
Woo!
bone cracking,
Let's go,
splitting
Alex,
in
2024.
two, followed
Dude,
by
this
a
is
hollow
scarier
sob
than
of pain
Skibbity.
from
I'm
the
just trying to
patient.
say anything that gets me
The
off
noise
this
makes
screen.
the dentist's stomach lurch, as if he's going to be sick any second. And as the patient crawls towards him, it only gets worse.
Is he trying to
man's
spread the
face is
disease to
covered
him?
in tears and sweat. Blood and drool pour from his mouth.
Ah, it's gross.
The sounds of his jaw cracking and breaking get louder, each time making him writhe and cry at the agony.
Okay, somebody needs to put him out of his misery. Somebody has to do something now because this guy's clearly gonna die.
This might be the worst SCP of all time because most other SCPs, they kill you instantly, but this one looks to be like the most painful that we've ever seen.
Do you guys know, like, when you get a sore throat, you have that spray bottle that numbs it?
Yeah, yeah.
If I was that guy, I would just go crazy.
Yeah, me too, me too.
I would see how fast I could eat a Pop-Tart. That's the first thing I would try to do.
Of course, even after all this pain and agony, you'd be thinking about food.
There's absolutely no
You
way,
probably eat
dude.
so quick, like literally one chew, everything is like microscopic and then you swallow.
I don't think he can even close his mouth right now.
You could be the fastest eater ever.
Can we please get off of this pause screen? I'm getting the EBGBs.
This is disgusting.
I don't like it. I don't want to look at it, but I can't take my eyes
Patient
away. It's
crawls
like a
to the
bad car
cowering
crash.
Dentist, the lower half of his face a mess of broken bone and spine
Don't
stabbing
look at
through
me
his
like that.
skin. He makes a sound, a garbled, half-wailed noise distorted by the pain.
So what is
and
this
breaking
SCP?
jaw.
I don't know. We don't
Is
know
he
anything
the
about it yet.
SCP?
Help.
SCP-611. That's
Then
all we
the
know.
next
I have a
crunch
feeling
happens,
that the
forcing
doctor
the
did
jaw
something.
open. The patient's cheeks split like wet paper, torn apart by the pointed ends of the growing spikes.
worse.
He drops lifelessly to
I
the
actually
floor,
can't look. This is
all
so
of a
gross.
sudden still
I'm not looking.
and
Don't
silent.
tell me this is Shy Guy
Only
again.
seconds ago, he was screaming in pain and fear.
No,
The
that is
dentist
Cacti
crawls
Man.
apprehensively out from under the desk and stares in disbelief.
Keep that mask on. You don't know if that's
at the sickening
contagious.
sight of the man's body before him.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he's
They're
dead,
still
right?
Oh,
yeah,
it's
he's-
still moving.
They're
dead.
still wriggling out of
I
the
think
bloody,
this is a
broken
cactus
half of the
SCP. I'm
face
calling
that
it
the
now.
patient has
Oh,
left.
wait, those are
Whatever these
toothpicks.
growths were,
Oh, I did
these
say that.
spines, they're alive. A few are literally climbing out of the dead man's
Is this a
cheeks
toothpick
like
SCP?
insects,
How are they
crawling
moving?
erratically over his glassy, open
Dude,
but
what's going on with
empty
his eyeballs?
eyes.
No, I missed.
The dentist hears the muffled
it's
noise
looking
of
for
commotion
more
from
people
outside
to
his office
infect.
door, of police arriving at the scene. No doubt after his assistant overheard the agonized screams and called the emergency services. But part of
Well,
the
thank
dentist
God
doesn't
somebody did
register
something
the sounds
good.
as real. He ignores it, too fixated on the things now climbing their way out of the dead patient
They're
on
heading
the
right
floor.
towards him. They gotta be.
They look like toothpicks, slender and pointed at each side, but their movement is quick. Definitely
So,
insect-like, but
They're
also
gonna need a flamethrower.
familiar.
Living insects.
Then one lifts off the patient's lifeless face into the air,
What?
hovering
What?
around the office,
They have
tapping
wings?
against the window.
Bugs.
Flies.
They're flying.
They're
It's like the Harry
flies.
Potter keys.
A sudden,
you
piercing,
serious?
cold shard of fear strikes
Oh,
the
he knows
dentist.
Oh my
something.
God.
He knows
It just
something.
stabbed him in
He
his
can't
booty
let
cheek, I
anyone
think.
in because
is
the flies
horrible.
might get out. Then his mind wanders to the others in the waiting room. The patient's
God, they're gonna
friends,
get infected.
The other tourists all complaining of pain in
No.
their jaws.
Oh
They were
no!
carrying more of these things.
He's
They'd
surrounded.
contracted parasites.
He's surrounded.
In the blur that follows, the dentist remembers his first port of call had been to contact the CDC, warn them there was a potentially dangerous parasitic
No.
infestation in the area.
Potentially? What do
Then
you mean
the other group
potentially?
shows up not long
Get
after.
the men in black in
Some
here now.
Yep.
Secretive
Oh,
specialized
it's the
division.
SCPs.
They never give names, never flash badges, or even say who they represent.
Yes.
But they talk like experts.
They look
you
With
see
really
their
your
cool,
own-
though.
hours, not even days.
No!
They've made it all disappear. None of the
My sneeze
tourists
went
meet
away.
the same fate as the patient who died. Nobody from the area comes into the dentist's practice with the same symptoms, or living spines protruding from their gums.
I don't want to go
But
to
he
the
still
dentist
can't
again.
sleep. The dentist still can't get the image of the patient's face out of his head.
Neither
especially
can I
in
because you keep
nightmares.
showing me.
Why do we watch these SCP videos? Every time it spooks me out and I have nightmares and I can't sleep for a week and I always start cuddling up with Adam at night because it helps me sleep.
That's exactly why I make you watch them.
That is true. And also, we need to learn about the different bad things in the world so that we can protect ourselves better.
That's what SCP stands for.
Toothpicks?
From toothpicks, from the ocean, from ice cream trucks, from ice cream machines.
Ice cream trucks, that's a good one, remember?
Yeah,
Remember, Adam?
exactly. Yeah, from a bunch of different things.
Ice cream trucks are dangerous.
They are.
I still will roll the dice with an ice cream truck. It's worth it.
Weeks pass, turn into months that snowball into years. Early retirement and closing down
Oh, wow,
the
this
practice
guy
do
really
little
is
to
not
make the
doing
bad
well.
dreams
Ugh.
stop. And nothing provides answers to the lingering questions. What were those spiny parasites?
Where had they come from?
Where did the wings
And
come
who were
from? They
those
just,
shady
like-
types who'd made it all go away?
Why would they not
The
wipe his
dentist
memory?
sits at a table alone, eating freshly cooked fish in the
that's
corner
why
of
is
an
it a
old
whole
restaurant
fish with
he
skin on
started
it
coming
still?
to
That
as
is
a way
nasty.
to try and
It's called
forget.
branzino.
Enjoy
He
a new
deserved
lease
a
on life.
toothpick.
That's what everyone told him he should do now that he didn't have to stare down plaque-riddled mouths
is
and
Jack.
pull rotting cavities anymore.
I've eaten that 5
That
different
is
times.
Jack.
Something pokes at his inner lip. The dentist freezes, heart twinging in his chest.
Is it a bone?
The feeling instantly conjures out the familiar,
Is it a
frightening
toothpick?
face.
No, it's
of
gotta
the
just be like the ribs
Is
of the
this
fish,
how it
right?
starts? His tongue probes at the small, sharp
Please be a
object in his
bone.
mouth.
Please be a
Could just be an
bone.
ulcer.
It's a tiny
Please
fish
be a
bone.
bone.
Yeah,
lodged
see? Just a
between his
bone.
body.
It's
my
happened to
God,
me
Jack,
many
you're
times.
so
The dentist
smart.
breathes a
It's happened
sigh
to me
of
a lot.
relief, chuckling softly to
Look, guys, I
himself,
think he's going to
feeling
walk out
his
of the
quickened
restaurant
pulse
and there's
calming
going to be
back down.
toothpicks. And then he's going to
He
have a
wiggles
panic
the
attack.
fish bone, trying to
Adam and I would never have been able to crack any of these codes without you, so I'm really glad you're back. Adam and I'd be like, what's going on?
You paused it on the tongue of all things?
Oh yeah, also guys, Jack had cancer on his tongue.
This image right here, it looks like we're on Mars.
Okay.
you been
See,
to Mars?
This is why we needed you back so badly, Jack. Even the comments said it too. The comments were like, Alec and Adam are so dumb. They need Jack back because this is getting bad.
That was Jack's alt account.
The intelligence has arrived, okay? Me and, what is his name? Lord Commander of Space. We're gonna fact check you guys from here on out.
It was Galaxy Lord.
Galaxy Lord and me, we are back and we are better than ever.
to dislodge
gosh.
it, but it's wedged in tight.
That's probably
So
feeling
he reaches
good.
a hand out to a small pot on the table and picks up.
No!
toothpick.
Oh, he's
Called
actually
it.
stupid.
Of all the anomalies kept securely contained by the SCP
dumb?
Foundation, few are as vile and unpleasant as SCP-611.
That's what I was saying.
For reasons that will quickly become apparent, the personnel at the Foundation have taken to
Wow.
referring to the creatures designated under SCP-611
How are they so
as the
deadly?
parasitic toothpicks.
They kinda
This
look
is a
friendly.
subspecies of Dermatobia hominis,
What?
otherwise known as the human botfly.
Oh,
Normal,
I've heard of
non-anomalous
these.
botflies belong to a
what?
family of insects called Ostridae that tend to lay eggs internally within
Yup.
mammals. Some
Humans
Ostridae
are
larvae
mammals,
will
Adam.
grow within the flesh of their host.
Oh, is that
Others will
lice?
develop
I had
within their
lice.
gut. Dermatobia hominis is the
I
only
was younger.
species within this family known to routinely parasitize human
God, they
beings.
just pooped
so
in it.
Rather,
disgusting.
that was until the discovery of
It
SCP-611.
literally feeds on your body, and then the eggs hatch, and then they eat your body until they're big enough, and then they fly away.
Is that real? That's not an SCP. That's not just SCP?
No, the fly is real, and the SCP might be real. We're not sure yet.
Adam, you would be able to host like 1 million of them because of how large your body is. Where is he going?
Adam is probably already hosting a small family of 7 flies. Oh, he's shutting his window. Very smart, actually. Is Adam in pajamas? Did he just wake up? Adam, have you left the house today? It is 4 p.m.
I just shut my window, and I am not going outside, and I don't plan to. These things are just
Botflies
flying
are very
around.
recognizably insects. Where SCP-611 differs is primarily in its use of a unique, highly specific form
I
of
don't
camouflage
like the
to
sounds
implant
that
its
it
eggs
makes.
into
They're like
human
squirming
hosts.
around a little bit.
As their colloquial moniker implies,
still wanna put it in my
instances
mouth. I don't know
of
why.
SCP-611 will appear to the untrained eye
not the
to
first
be
time you said that.
ordinary wooden toothpicks.
It
It
looks
is
just
unclear at what point in their life cycle SCP-611 takes on this appearance. However, once it does, it will fly around in search of a supply of toothpicks.
Got it. Write
Upon
it down.
finding
No
some,
more
it will land
toothpicks.
near or actually in amongst other toothpicks, at which point the SCP-611 instance will shed its wings, allowing its camouflaged appearance to become even more effective.
This thing is a genius.
After this
Okay,
has
that's
happened,
incredible.
the fly will enter a passive state, resting in a dormant condition for a maximum of 40 days.
That
If
is
the
what
presence
Alec
of an
does after he eats a full pizza
SCP-611
pie.
instance remains undetected for the duration of this amount of time, then all its life signs will cease and the fly will perish. However,
Whoa.
should someone pick up and attempt to use what they think is a toothpick but is actually an instance of SCP-611, then the next part of the parasite's life cycle will commence.
Yeah, how does it get in there? Does it lay eggs in their teeth?
I don't
must.
know. Who is picking up like random toothpicks that are just laid around the table? Are you serious?
I won't say any names, but
I only use the toothpicks that are individually wrapped.
No.
You'll just pick up random used toothpicks?
no, I didn't say it was me. I just had a stretch that I had to do.
Oh, okay.
They taste better used.
Well, yeah, sometimes they have gum on them.
I wouldn't know. I'm just saying, like, probably, hypothetically, theoretically, they probably do.
Yeah, they have flavors on them.
Gross.
The SCP-611 species survives by laying their eggs inside the gums of
That's what Jack's tongue
unsuspecting
looked
human
That's what I
hosts.
had.
Someone
I
who has
think
come
I
into
had this.
contact with an SCP-611 instance will initially notice no signs of invasion, nor will they
How
experience
long
any
does it take?
adverse side
A few
effects.
months?
At least, not until after
I'm gonna
several
guess 1 week.
days.
Oh, days. Okay.
Anywhere between 4 days and a
Wow,
full
she looks
week after
I want to ask
coming
4
out,
days
the
and a week.
SCP-611 eggs that have been deposited into a person's
They
mouth.
just grow into full toothpicks?
The newly hatched larvae will then burrow into the host's jaw, causing severe discomfort to whoever has been unlucky enough
Is it
to be
eating
implanted
through
with
it?
the eggs. The pain caused
I
by the
don't wanna
burrowing
look, but I can't
How does a
look
toothpick
away.
SCP-611
function
larvae
like
is
that?
sharp, intense, and continuous. Although given the
Oh
oral
my gosh.
location that they hatch in, this sensation can be wrongly attributed to toothache, a cavity, or some other form of pain caused by a dental
Yeah,
issue.
say a tongue cancer or
As the
something.
larvae burrow deeper into a person's jaw, they leave behind open internal wounds. These oral injuries can be prone to serious infections given the
Okay,
sheer
that's gotta
number of
hurt way
germs in the
more
human mouth.
than just like an ache.
When experiencing the
confirm.
pain of newborn SCP-611
There's
instances burrowing into
holes
the jaw,
in their tongue.
what is actually being
Look at that
felt by
thing.
the human host
It is
is
burrowing.
the larvae feeding.
It's like a mole.
Once they have consumed
Oh
a
my
sufficient
God.
amount, the larvae will
Croissant.
then exhibit another
croissant.
significant
They
difference
just
from
eat and
other
lay. They
species of
eat and
botfly.
lay. All they do is
enter
eat and
a pupa
lay.
stage between the immature and mature points of their life cycle, similar to the pupa seen when some caterpillars mature into
I hate
butterflies.
that
However,
they're
in the case
comparing
of
this to real life animals.
SCP-611, the parasitic toothpick does
means that
not
it's actually
require
out
a
there.
protective outer shell, a chrysalis, during its pupa
Oh,
stage.
why'd they have to cut to
It
that?
is protected by the body of its human host. As a larva matures into a fully grown SCP-611 fly, its body will grow longer and its outer exoskeleton will harden.
Wow.
This continues until
Wow.
the now adult anomalous botfly's body is
Oh
long and thin
my God.
and sharp enough to punch through the skin of the human being it has
Oh
grown
my
inside.
God.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
How was this a thing when toothpicks didn't exist?
There must be a recent invention.
Who invented them?
Wouldn't you like to know?
These are the questions that need to be answered if we're gonna figure out how to solve this.
Comment down below if you know who invented the parasitic toothpick.
This is, by all accounts, excruciatingly painful for those unfortunate to be used as hosts for developing SCP-611 instances.
Yikes.
The pointed,
Yikes.
toothpick-like parasites will extrude from beneath the outer surface of the jaw until they have pierced the skin of the host's face, allowing the newly matured SCP-611
Okay, they already showed it in the
fly
beginning. They
still
don't need to show it
host.
again.
Upon reaching maturity, adult
Wait, hear me out.
SCP-611
Hear me out. Hear me out. What's that one massage where you stab needles in you?
Acupuncture.
So this is like maybe this is a good thing. It's like acupuncture. It's toothpick acupuncture. Not bad. Some people would probably like this. This could be enjoyable to some people that are really into acupuncture.
Are you saying you want this to happen to you?
I wouldn't mind trying it.
Jack.
And if I like it, I double down and get toothpick acupuncture.
See what I was dealing with, Jack, while you were gone? I'm
It
so
is
glad you're
a
back.
miracle that you guys are still around. It is incredible that you guys are still here. I'm so surprised. I'm surprised that you guys haven't tried to like toothpick each other at this point.
One still possess
Onwards.
their wings, only losing them once having found a suitable supply of toothpicks to hide amongst.
How does it know?
Once they have exited their host, the parasitic toothpicks will hover freely through the air,
wonder
seeking
where
out
its
other
brain
members
is.
of its species
I was
to
just
mate
thinking
with.
that. Where's the brain? Where's
There
the
are
stomach?
no
How does
discernible
it
differences
consume
between any
things?
two instances of
Wait, wait, they're about to mate.
suggesting
they're
that
all
each
male.
individual of these botflies is neither male
Aw.
nor female.
Oh, never
I
mind.
kind of like them now.
SCP Foundation researchers have consulted experts in entomology and even those within the Foundation's own ranks who specialize in anomalous parasitology.
Why does the white guy
and
not
all
have any,
evidence
like,
correlates.
net?
This is widely considered to be highly unusual for
He
members of
can't
an
be
insect
infected.
population.
Oh.
Given that the
Genetically.
SCP-611 species doesn't appear to exhibit any indicators of any biological sexes, this has led to speculation among research personnel that these parasites may not be a naturally occurring phenomenon.
See, somebody
Further
invented
investigation
them.
proposals are still pending review and approval
It could
from
be
the Ethics
Dr.
Committee and the
Wondertainment.
O5 Council.
I didn't know you
with some
could
Foundation
Oh, wait,
staff
Jack,
Dr.
that's so true.
Wondertainment
That's so
to
true.
look
makes
further into the origins
SCPs.
of SCP-611.
That's what I'm saying. This has to be a recent SCP that was created by some mad scientist because toothpicks have not been around for hundreds or even probably 30 years. They probably were invented in the past 40 years, toothpick. And there's not even that many toothpicks. Who actually uses toothpicks that often? This should not be a problem. And when people use toothpicks, it's usually in restaurants where they're individually wrapped. So how would they get in the packaging?
Dirt boy cooking, dirt boy cooking.
Why would someone make it though? Just because they're pure evil and they want people to die and suffer?
That was
Why
an
would-
accident.
Like, what's the point?
Exactly.
It could be both.
Somebody wants people to pass away. Clearly.
Yeah.
That's kind of mean.
I kind of want it to burrow in my belly button over my mouth.
There has been growing concern that some person, group of interest, or other entity could be responsible for genetically engineering the parasitic toothpicks. or creating this botfly subspecies through some other anomalous means.
That's our guy.
It seems implausible that these parasites were able to adapt and evolve to perfectly imitate toothpicks, especially since humans have only used these in the previous few centuries. Many at the Foundation consider it to be highly suspect that an entire subspecies could develop in that short amount of time.
It was clearly made in Ohio.
Direct involvement by another party guiding the evolution of SCP-611.
Kind of looks like Alec a few years back.
Further testing with SCP-611 is still required in order to determine whether their evolution occurred naturally or as the result of deliberate tampering or engineering. However, in the interim, this has done little to belay speculation among Foundation staff. The theories range wildly among different personnel. One states that SCP-611 could be the result of intentional, experimental crossbreeding between botflies performed by members of the Deer College. Given their subdimensional locale.
All right. They need to calm down.
This is a stretch.
I don't like
Others
this.
have posited that the parasitic toothpicks were developed by Prometheus Labs
I
Incorporated,
can see that.
who have
Makes
a
more
long
sense.
history of creating anomalies
Yes.
without the Foundation's knowledge or oversight.
I believe in that.
Regardless of who exactly created them, the mature instances of SCP-611 need to be successful in finding a partner in order for the species to survive.
So guys, do you think that, so when people use their toothpicks, right, it's mostly for your mouth. But what if they use the SCP toothpick in different areas of their body?
Adam, we understand you want to put this in your belly button. Do not, and I repeat, do not put a toothpick near your belly button. You're going to use your left pinky to get the stuff out of your belly button, and that's it.
I'm trying to say I only use toothpicks to pick stuff out of areas that are in my mouth.
We understand, and I've told you like freaking 50 times, don't do that.
I'm going to keep doing it.
To shorten this, though, as the primary adult phase of their life cycle only lasts for a maximum of 72
music's
hours
crazy.
in total.
That's
During
it?
which time they need to seek out another of their kind,
How do
then
they
carry
mate?
eggs to a suitable place
They
to
don't.
camouflage
They're not
themselves.
boy or girl.
Anomalous entomology
No, they said they
researchers
mate.
at the Foundation have suggested that their
created.
rapid life cycle after leaving their human hosts might mean that there are a larger population of SCP-611 instances than initially thought. However,
Where?
the location where their presence is thought to be more concentrated has been redacted from the
toothpick factory?
SCP Foundation's files.
It's got to be the
The
toothpick
SCP
factory.
Foundation first encountered the parasitic toothpicks at an undisclosed time post the year 2000. The exact
Oh, they're
location of
recent.
the initial encounter with the anomalous botflies
The
still
ocean.
remains classified,
No.
although it has been confirmed to have occurred somewhere in New Mexico.
ocean.
Whether this is the point of origin for SCP-611 is still widely debated, however. There are known to be other species of botflies documented
Whoa,
in New
was that a
Mexico,
belly button?
in particular
It could be.
those
I
that
think that was
lay
a belly
eggs
button.
in rabbits. But the presence of other
I think it was
botfly
a rabbit.
species that use human hosts for their larvae is unconfirmed.
Wait, do you guys know where those botflies are, like, common? Like, where are they?
I think North America,
What-
South America,
what part of North
Libya.
America?
Libya.
Libya, probably.
I need to know which states to avoid.
Let me just see. Human botfly, Mexico, Northeast Argentina.
Why'd you say Argentina like that?
He put a little spice on that Argentina.
He got a little tongue roll on that thing.
Texas,
He's really working that tongue.
Brazil.
Okay, so we're good.
That's about it. Yeah.
Mostly
Don't
South
go
America.
south. Yeah, whatever you do, do not go south of the border.
Seems like they like it warm. So,
Unless you're
so does
hungry.
Alex.
Before the Foundation arrived at the scene, a local dentist had been contacted by a group of tourists. They had only recently arrived in New Mexico, and
They
all
look
complaining
terrible.
of suffering from
Just get the
severe tooth
flamethrower
pain
out.
and intense
What?
stabbing sensations in their
They're
jaws.
humans.
It is still unknown
Put the
where these
toothpicks in there.
tourists had
Burn 'em.
been prior to their arrival in New Mexico.
Agreed.
Alec.
You gotta do what you
given
gotta
that they
do
were
to
all
save the
infected
population
when they
from the
contacted
toothpicks.
dentist, it stands to reason they were infected either on arrival to the state or just prior to traveling there. Discovering that each of the tourists was carrying parasite larvae, the
There's gotta be
horrified
some
dentist
cream they can
quickly
rub on that
contacted
thing.
the Centers for Disease
Ew.
Control.
Who does
They
he
were
even
quick
call?
to ascertain that this
bald
infestation was
man.
far
That guy.
beyond even their expertise,
He looks confused,
prompting
too.
SCP agents embedded within the CDC to contact the Foundation. Stepping in to take control of the developing situation, the SCP Foundation was able to isolate the tourist group and offer them treatment.
Oh, good.
Oh,
The
here we go.
SCP-611 larvae
They're able
were
to kill it.
removed before they could cause
Nice.
any permanent damage or fatal infections in the host.
It is solvable.
Through interviews with the tourists, Foundation agents were able to trace the outbreak of parasitic
Yeah,
toothpicks
on the right
to a
kinda
local
looks like you, Alec.
restaurant, which had been unwittingly playing host to SCP-611 instances for approximately a month. Every employee at the restaurant was
Guy in the
rounded
middle kinda
up
looks
and
like you,
given
Alec.
Class A amnestics.
Guy on the left
Before
looks like
each
you,
of the
Adam.
patrons also received a visit from the
That was
Foundation.
a woman.
Those who had also
Exactly.
been made into hosts for SCP-611 eggs or larvae were similarly treated and then given amnestics to forget their contact with the parasites.
Oh,
While the vast
that's smart.
majority
They Men in
of
Black
those
to
were removed
red
before
laser
they were
them.
able to fully mature and
They should have
leave
did that
their
with the
hosts,
first dentist.
Some had already caused extensive damage. Multiple deaths were recorded in the area, attributed to a subsequent SCP-611 infestation that had occurred. Ever since their
God.
discovery, SCP-611 instances have been kept securely contained by the SCP Foundation. In accordance with special containment procedures, any instances of SCP-611 are to be sealed within their enclosure at all times. In order to keep the
Good.
parasites alive,
Keep 'em
the
locked.
specimens are provided a single piece of rotting meat per week, as per their dietary requirements. Based on the findings of Foundation
That looks like a
researchers,
human tongue.
the parasitic
That is
toothpicks
definitely
get the
tongue.
most sufficient nutrition from beef tongue that has been aged at room temperature.
Jack, put that down, Jack. Put that
So this
down.
is specifically why I use a golf tee as my toothpick.
Foundation technician that specializes
Smart.
in insect care.
So smart.
When performing any and all duties within the enclosure, technicians are required to wear a full biohazard suit at all times in order to prevent a potential SCP-611 infestation.
Play it
The
safe. I
temperature
like
of the
it.
enclosure is to be lowered to 10 degrees Celsius during routine maintenance, so as to lower the activity level of SCP-611 instances inside.
Very smart.
Then, afterwards, when the technician has concluded their maintenance, their biohazard suits are to be thoroughly sterilized. And with good reason. One recorded failure to follow the SCP-611 containment procedures took place on an undisclosed date referred to as Incident 611-1. According to the Foundation incident report,
bet some
this
eggs got
occurred
onto
when
that
a
suit.
technician's biohazard
Oh my
suit
gosh.
wasn't correctly sterilized following
Yep.
maintenance on the SCP-611
How did you know? Adam is a
enclosure.
genius.
Thanks to the lack of proper sterilization,
ruined the entire
3
thing.
instances of
One guy, that's all it takes.
SCP-611 were able to escape containment.
There's going to be the
Fortunately,
craziest
2
outbreak.
were found quickly afterwards, seemingly attempting to get back
What about
to the
the
other
one?
specimens, as the 2 escaped SCP-611 instances were found tapping against the glass of the
Can you
observation
kill
room that
them by
looks
like
into the
snapping
enclosure.
them in half?
Unfortunately, though,
Probably.
one of the
I
parasites
wonder, like, what if it went into the hard to destroy SCP? Would it be able to kill it?
No, the hard to destroy reptile, he can adapt to any situation, so he would just adapt and then he would survive.
He'd probably get even stronger because they're just going to give him toothpick teeth as well, on top of all the other superpowers that he has.
This is true.
It really seemed like you were about to say something
thought
else
you were
there,
about to say
but
something
okay.
else.
This is true.
It actually wouldn't give him extra strength because it's toothpicks as teeth. You idiot. Teeth are-
SCP toothpicks, though. Maybe they're super strong.
This is true.
parasitic toothpicks
Glad you're back,
was able
Jack.
to make it to on-site
Thanks,
break
guys.
room 13.
Very insightful
There,
stuff
it
there.
was able to find a supply of
just gotta say
toothpicks
it how
to
it is.
camouflage itself amongst, and was then picked up and used by an unsuspecting member
kidding?
of
Why are
personnel
they
shortly
using
afterwards.
toothpicks this often?
This led to several eggs.
course.
being
Just play it safe and
implanted
never use a
into their
toothpick, then you're fine.
resulting
He
in
got
larvae
impregnated by a
burrowing into their
toothpick.
jaw and eventually bursting out from beneath their skin.
Of course.
The new
I'm not even
population
surprised
of
anymore.
SCP-611 instances created by this infestation resulted in a redacted number of deaths. and an
Probably
even higher
70.
rate of severe mandible
Minus
trauma.
one.
Several staff required urgent medical treatment for extreme facial.
Alec, this guy is in pain. What the heck, bro?
Alec. I was about to say he looks like you too.
Look at that guy.
Guys, stop. He went through serious trauma.
Oh, that's good. Wow, he looks just like you, Adam.
He's drooling too. Yeah, poor guy.
Oh no, the toothpicks got me. Oh, the toothpicks. Oh no.
I can't have high
was caused
cholesterol
by the
catching up with you,
sudden
Alec.
exit of multiple matured SCP-611
Adam, what does your
flies.
belly button look like?
Those who survived their injuries would return to work
Probably
at the Foundation.
terrible.
Some still with the use of their jaws. Following Incident
pretty hairy right
611-1, the Foundation saw it prevalent to move the SCP-611 enclosure to a lower level of the facility the specimens were kept at. This placed them further away from any mess halls and break rooms,
They should just
where they
kill
could
them.
potentially hide among toothpicks, ready to start another new infestation.
Burn
As
all
an
the
additional measure to
toothpicks.
avoid any future accidental SCP-611 exposure to staff, no food products are permitted on the same level as the new location of the enclosure.
Just get rid of the toothpick.
Any personnel who suspect a possible containment breach, or they might have contracted any SCP-611 larvae, are to report to a Foundation-assigned dental examiner for an oral hygiene check and anti-parasitic
I'd be
treatment
going every
when
day.
needed.
The young couple held hands as they walked through the forest, the only light coming from the full moon which streamed down between the branches.
Oh, it's just a
The
story.
young woman is riveted by
I
her
don't
It's not
think
that
so.
scary.
Someone's
She's never
watching
been a
them.
fan of ghost stories.
Who?
She scares
Not
too
me.
easily. But her friends insisted.
Other than us.
But what they didn't know was that there was something else out there in the forest. Something
I
watching
don't like
them.
this.
The young woman can't help but look around, scanning the forest to see if there's anything out there watching.
If you don't look, it doesn't.
But it's too dark to
It's
see
not real.
anything past
As
the
long as you
dim
don't
ring
look.
of light cast by the campfire. Just then, something emerged from the forest. The couple had no idea that it was just feet behind them, matching them step for step. Slowly, it began to reach out towards them.
it is.
Wait, is he
What
telling
was
the
it?
story?
The young woman instinctually
Or is it
asked.
like-
He is telling the
so.
story.
He's
It was.
telling the story and it's becoming real life.
Oh
my god!
The young woman screams in fear as she is grabbed
Oh, wait,
from behind.
no,
by the
that
That has to be
skeleton.
one of their friends,
But of
right?
course,
Yeah,
the laughing of her
yeah.
friends
Okay.
clues her in.
Okay.
immediately.
That would've got me. That got me a little bit. That got me. That got me.
It's just her stupid
That
friends.
wasn't scary at
Okay.
all.
No
That
one
was-
can contain
Okay,
their
that's not
laughter.
that bad.
Even the young woman
Oh,
has to
gosh.
laugh a little.
Maybe the
As her
SCP's just a
friend takes
joke.
off his cheap skull mask, she playfully hits him in the arm.
Oh, there's his messing.
You should have seen the look on your
Oh my god.
gigantic
wait a
shrieking
second,
skeleton
what?
leaps from the woods and
It's
picks
the
up
Iron
the young man,
Giant!
shoving him straight into his mouth,
No!
consuming him. The boy crying out.
That's
as his
the
jaws
fastest
snap
I've ever seen
between
an
its enormous
SCP
jaws.
attack.
Everyone screams and turns to run.
What
but
is
another
so funny?
colossal skeleton emerges.
That
Jack,
is
what are
not
you
funny.
laughing about,
Two
Jack?
of the group,
They
one in
literally
each
were just
hand,
playing a
before
joke, and then
smashing
the
them together
SCP,
over
the
and
real
over,
SCP, came
leaving
out of
nothing
nowhere
but a
and started
tenderized
eating
pile
them.
of flesh
Why does he
between
even
its
eat
bony
them? He's
fingers
literally a skeleton.
that
He
it then
can't
begins
digest
to
them.
devour.
Well, he's
The
starving.
young
He's
woman
just
doesn't know what
smashing
to
them.
do.
He's not even
She's
really
petrified
eating
with
them.
fear, unable to move or even think.
That's why he's always
She's
hungry. He
grabbed
doesn't
from
have a
behind and
stomach.
turns to see her friend who is telling the story. Come on, we have to go.
Oh,
She
you
still
don't
doesn't
say.
move. She can't
No
tear
duh.
herself away from
Oh my
watching
gosh,
the
there's
horror
multiple.
that's playing
Multiple.
out in front of her. But he grabs her hand and forcefully
These
pulls
are
her
like
into the
Titans
forest
from Attack on
behind him.
Titan.
I told you.
As they run
This
through
is
the woods,
insane.
they
They're
can hear the sounds of
huge.
their friends
This is
being
the
eaten
scariest
by the
SCP we've
enormous
ever seen.
skeletons.
I didn't
my
expect them to be
God.
that
To help
big.
them, though.
I told you
All
this
they
was the
can do
creepiest
is run.
SCP ever.
The two sprint as fast as they can through the thick, dark
How are
forest,
her shoes that
jumping
bright
over
white in
fallen
the
trees,
forest?
Someone's tripping.
hoping that there's solid
Someone's
ground on
tripping.
the other side. The
I
young
think-
woman
I think she's
pushes
tripping.
edges in a
I
ridge.
knew it,
She
dude.
falls
Come
hard to
on,
the ground.
classic,
Her friend
classic.
stops and quickly
That
comes
happens in
back.
every horror
As he
movie.
is helping her stand
Leave
up on
her!
the ground.
Leave her!
She fell so
Notice
hard, her
something.
eyeballs got
A sound.
disoriented.
The heavy thuds of another giant skeleton, and it's getting closer
That's
to them.
number 3.
Come on, we have to keep going.
Oh my
With a loud shriek, a
god!
huge bony hand emerges from the
Sacrifice.
forest and grabs the young man.
No!
The young
If he
woman
would have just
watches
kept
as he is
running.
lifted 100 feet into the
She
air
has to go.
and stuffed whole into the gargantuan skeleton.
They are so
my
giant.
Steps
gosh.
slowly backwards,
Where do the bodies
knowing
even
that she will
go?
soon meet the same fate, until the earth disappears beneath her feet. She tumbles down the hillside,
Oh my
somersaulting
gosh, come
end over
on.
end,
Oh
crashing
no.
through the brush
Oh
on the
no.
hillside until dropping over an embankment.
That might save her
If
life.
the fall down the hill knocked her out, then the drop over the embankment was enough to wake her back up. Her wits come back just enough for her to roll under the
Please
embankment
tell me there's
ledge,
not gonna be a
and not
skeleton.
a moment too soon. She huddles under the ledge
Oh, no,
and
no,
watches
Do not
as the
make a
two
she's
sound.
hiding, she's
stride
hiding.
over her hiding place and continue on deeper into the forest.
They don't have any sense of smell. She
She
should be
listens
good.
until the sounds of their thudding steps disappear. She doesn't know what to do.
Those starving
Should she try to
skeletons
get
got
back to the
offended
campsite
so
and
fast
see
by
if
that
any of
joke.
her friends are still alive? If they are, they might need her help. But what if there are more of these things out there? What if they come back, looking for her? Her mind races, unsure of what to do, and she has trouble thinking clearly. Her ears are ringing from her tumble down the hillside, and her teeth audibly chatter in fear as she debates her next move, trying to make sense of the nightmare she's found herself
What would you
in.
guys do?
She suddenly notices something.
Um,
A shadow
I don't
cast by the
know.
moonlight
I would-
begins to grow
I
on
would
the ground
start
in
digging
front of her.
like a beaver.
That's when she
I
realizes
think I would
something
become
else.
like PETA from the
It's
Hunger
not her
Games
teeth
and
that
just
are
spread
chattering.
mud all over my
The sound
body.
is coming from somewhere else. She stands up
I
and
would
turns
start
around
acting
to
like
see
I'm
a huge
a
skull
skeleton,
slowly rising
like I'm
up
one of
behind
them.
her. The giant skeleton, this one even bigger than the others, reaches out towards
It's
her.
the king skeleton!
Closes her eyes, preparing to meet her fate as the skeleton starts to shriek. But it's a different kind of sound.
What?
Oh,
She
light?
opens her eyes and is
Heaven?
almost blinded by the intense white light on the skeleton's face. It sounds like it is
What is
shrieking
that
in
na-
pain from the
Hold
light
up,
being
wait a
cast on
minute.
it. And she's forced to turn away and shield her eyes.
I think it's one of the good ones.
As she does so, she sees the source of
Oh,
light.
is it the sun?
It's a man in a uniform.
Oh.
He looks like some
SCP!
sort of police
Foundation.
officer,
The
but
SCP
instead of a
Foundation!
gun, he's holding
For
an
the
enormous
rest of us.
flashlight that he's pointing
SWAT
at the
team
skeleton.
SCP.
More men who are dressed just the same emerge from the woods, blasting the skeleton with more light. It continues shrieking, but seems helpless
It's
to
working.
do anything. She watches as the skeleton seems to lose its form, slowly disintegrating in the light, until eventually it disappears
I
completely.
did not
He
expect
just
that.
shattered.
So they're like demons from Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys how you guys deal with skeletons in Clash Royale, since you're like experts. I thought maybe it would be the same, but apparently not. This you just need light.
Usually Usually I just like fireball them or like throw arrows on them and then they usually die.
Yeah, usually Zap does the trick. So Zap is kind of like light.
Yeah, pretty similar. There you go.
Honestly.
So do you think that's like an ordinary light bulb or it's some sort of special SEP invention?
I think that it's probably like a UV light bulb. So it like mimics the sun. and shines really bright.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it was coincidence that the skeletons attacked at night. Probably because they can't come out during the day.
And they also weren't afraid of the fire, which is like normal light.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
That's true.
Later,
Jack's
the young
so
woman is
smart.
sitting in the back of a van with a blanket wrapped around her shoulders.
Hey, yo!
One of the policemen, at least she thinks he must be a policeman, brings her a hot drink. She still can't believe what she saw that night. The monstrous creatures that killed and ate her
Yeah,
friends. It
I
felt
feel
like
like
it wasn't real.
she might need
was
therapy.
Watching
That's
a movie
permanent
play
trauma.
out. Were those Gashadokuro? She asks.
Huh?
A man in a white lab coat looks up from a nearby
many
table
wannabe?
where he had been working on
Let me look
something.
that up.
She thinks he must
Gashadokuro.
be a doctor of some kind. Yes, he tells her. Or
It
something
is?
Guys, Gashadokuro are called rattling skeletons. They are a mythical creature in modern Japanese mythology.
Oh my god.
So they weren't just skeletons. They weren't just giant skeletons. They were giant Japanese skeletons.
Something similar to them. They inspired the myth of the Gashadokuro. Maybe the myth inspired them. We simply don't know. She asks.
Ah,
"All my
classic
friends
chicken
are
and the egg scenario.
dead," he interjects. I know this is hard for you. Getting chased by giant anomalous skeletons and watching your friends eaten alive would be tough for
That was a
anyone
creepy
to
They
step
should-
forward.
Probably
The young
erase her
woman starts to
memory.
sob.
Yeah.
The weight of the moment.
They should do the
finally
Men in
hitting her.
Black.
But I have some
Flashlight.
good
Zip,
news,
zap.
he tells
Zip,
her.
zip.
She sniffs and looks up at the doctor. Believe it or not, I've seen this thing happen a lot. And you don't have to worry.
What?
Because you're not going to remember any of this.
Oh!
The young woman
You guys were
cries
right!
and looks down to see that he has jabbed her in the thigh with a
Oh,
syringe.
we called it.
She tries to push him away, but
I
she's
feel like
already
they could have
feeling
done
weak
that a
and
little bit
disoriented.
better.
Yeah,
She
right?
sways a little before her eyes shut.
remember nothing.
passes
They
out.
could have just said, like, this is a
The young
UV to
woman
get your
wakes.
blood levels back or something like that. Not like, zip.
You're dead.
Does that mean that she also just completely forgets all of her friends too?
Yeah, is that what
Because
happened?
her
like-
friends are gonna
yeah.
disappear.
Wait, Alec, maybe that's what happened to you. That's why you don't have any friends.
Alec doesn't remember any of his friends.
Maybe you had a bunch and then you saw an SCP. That's the only explanation for having literally 0 friends.
Alec, you can tell us, what did Shy Guy do to you? Can you remember?
Who was Shy Guy?
Shy Guy didn't used to be that shy back in the day.
Used to be Alex.
In the cheery morning light of her own bedroom. She yawns and stretches. A
Guys.
strange dream about skeletons in the forest, already
Don't be
drifting
ridiculous.
from her mind.
Wait, are her hands handcuffed?
Konnichiwa. I'm Dr. Bob, and today's
Oh.
photo
Dr.
is a
Bob.
terrifying anomalous
Japanese
entity
Dr.
referred
Bob.
to in Japan as the Gashadokuro,
Dr.
but known by
Bob.
the SCP Foundation as SCP-2863,
That's pretty
the
cool.
starving skeletons.
I don't think I've ever heard of a Japanese SCP.
SCP-2863 is not just one, but an entire population of entities that resemble
They're
gigantic
huge.
human
Dang,
skeletons.
dude.
These enormous bony creatures' size can vary, but on average they are approximately 30 meters tall.
Are you
While their
kidding?
exact number is unknown, over 200 separate individual
That's the size of a
instances have been
tree.
identified and cataloged, with each having distinctive markings, such as their bones having different types of damage or burn marks present. SCP-2863 instances are currently found exclusively in Japan, where they will
I am
appear
not
only
going to
after
Japan.
sunset.
We are
It is
safe.
still unknown if the skeletons are sapient, though they do appear sentient as they
like
engage
I
in their
saw one of
primary
these in
behavior
Logan
of
Paul's
hunting
vlog.
down and consuming humans. Despite their enormous size,
Yeah.
they are capable of moving
one.
very quietly
Too
when
soon.
they want to, though there have been reports from survivors of their appearance being preceded by a rattling-like sound, which may be their own teeth or giant bones hitting against each other. Once they have caught a human, they will immediately devour it.
Thanks,
the
Dr.
human's
Bob.
blood appearing to be
I
absorbed
saw
directly
it.
into their
I already
bones,
saw it.
since they lack any
Oh, it gets
digestive organs.
absorbed.
It is
Interesting.
unknown if they require the blood of humans for sustenance or if their predatory behavior is motivated by something else.
Interesting.
Monitoring and
bullies.
control of SCP-2863 instances was previously the responsibility of the Imperial Japanese Anomalous Matters Examination Agency.
That is a long
The
name.
IJAMEA, which as the name suggests, was Imperial Japan's
I'm
answer
not
to
gonna
the
remember
SCP Foundation, tasked with investigating the strange anomalies within their own borders for the benefit of the Empire.
Apparently, they didn't do a good job.
Several of the IJAMEA
Yeah, I would
agents
quit
who had been
immediately.
investigating the Gashadokuro at the end of World War II transferred to the SCP Foundation when the Anomalous Matters Examination Agency was disbanded and
Oh,
continued
okay.
their work on the anomaly.
Nice.
They also provided their original files on the anomaly, which gave the Foundation their first information on the giant anomalous skeletons. According to the IJAMEA's translated file, Gashadokuro are created by mass death, by the concentrated suffering of hundreds. While the Gashadokuro will eventually fade, they remain for centuries after their creation, lingering
Wow.
until their sorrow has diffused and faded.
So they're the combination of hundreds of souls?
That's what it seems like, yeah. And they keep absorbing the souls as they eat them.
They seem so easy to destroy, though. Like, just send out a couple dudes with flashlights and kill them all.
I think it's a special kind of flashlight that we already went over.
Well, it doesn't seem that hard. If there's a couple of those flashlights, just go walk around and destroy them all easily.
Yeah, in terms of the scale of how scary this SCP is, it started out at a 10, and now it's down to like a 6.
Let's see if it can go back up to a 9.
There is no way to hasten this process. The IJA-MEA file also
that's just
explained
not gonna work.
that while conventional weaponry is useless against the anomalous skeletons, light
Gun?
can be used
No.
to banish the
Flashlight?
creatures,
Yes.
and either natural daylight or man-made light will suffice.
Wait, what happens when the sun
When
comes
exposed
out?
to light, the skeletons
like
will
they
start to
maybe go
lose their
underground,
corporeal form
or like in a
until they
cave?
fade away completely. This
They might
doesn't
just
kill
regenerate.
instances of SCP-2863,
Told you.
though. It only temporarily neutralizes them.
Oh,
And
see?
appearances of the same instance will often be reported.
So they
the
probably
very
tried
next day.
that with the flashlights to
Just
clear
as
them
the
all out. and it didn't work.
IJA-MEA had noted in their file, the SCP Foundation also made the connection between SCP-2863 and locations of mass suffering. While Imperial Japan's Anomalous Investigation Unit identified 203 instances of SCP-2863, the Foundation has since become aware of 3 others, each of which were found at sites connected to death and destruction. The first new instance was found near Nanjing, China, the location of an especially brutal massacre during the Second World War that may have resulted in as many as 300,000 deaths.
Oh my god.
It's believed that the entity first appeared in this location in 1938, just after the massacre, while the city was still under the control of Imperial
my
Japan.
grandma was born.
This has led some to speculate that the locations where Gashadokuro appear are inherently tied to the borders of Japan as a nation and have fluctuated with geopolitical changes.
Okay, that's on the opposite side of the
The
world.
second was discovered
It's
several
definitely because I
kilometers
can't
from
swim.
Fukuoka City in Japan, a city that saw heavy firebombing by Allied forces during the war. The third was identified in 2011 in the Tohoku region of Japan, which
That's
is where
not
the
that long
Fukushima
ago.
nuclear disaster occurred. Each of these new instances appeared to bear injuries consistent with someone who suffered through the nearby tragedies, with the first showing
interesting.
evidence of
That's
crushed
kinda
bones,
sad.
the second appearing to have suffered intense burning, and the
So
third
there are
missing teeth,
people
which is
that
common
died in a
cases
really
of
horrific
extreme
way.
radiation poisoning.
It's like when the
These
Power
specific
Rangers.
injuries add further evidence of the connection
Wait,
the Gashadokuro may have to human misery. The impermanent nature of SCP-2863 and their ability to manifest even after being neutralized has made long-term containment of this anomaly all but impossible, and they have been classified as Keter. In the event that an instance...
Whoa,
Wait, is Keter bad?
class.
They are very, very dangerous.
Oh my gosh, wait, they're more dangerous than you guys think. Because they can recover after the flashlight hit.
Exactly. So they were at a 6, and now they're back up to like an 11. They went from a 6 to an 11.
Keter class is no joke.
Yeah, there's not many SCPs that are classified as Keter, so that's how you know these things are the real deal.
I don't know if they can capture one of these things, because like they would flash it with the flashlight, then it just disintegrates, then they can't capture it until the next day, but it's a monster again. So they would have to catch it. They would have to find out a way to capture it without shining a flashlight on it.
I wonder if they could use some sort of like exorcism ritual in order to maybe cleanse the soul of the giant skeletons.
Or I was thinking too, they can just do like laser pointers, so they don't explode the whole thing. They just like damage it a bunch. They do a
Oh,
bunch
good
of laser
thinking.
pointers.
I like that idea.
is spotted.
By a laser
Mobile
pointer.
Task Force Omicron 3 is dispatched to the area, where they will attempt to neutralize the entity through the use of high-powered floodlights. Any civilians who are exposed to SCP-2863 and survive are given Class A amnestics, so that
See
they
ya.
can hopefully move on with their lives and forget their horrifying encounter with the starving skeletons.